Always forget to go. All right, we are live. Things that were not cool in high school.
Whoa.
Episode, I think it's 19. We're
I
getting
think
close.
it's 19, yeah.
Getting close to the 2-0, the big 2-0.
Whoa.
So tonight we got returning. She's a member of the team now, Sarah, and we got Brian here, our guest tonight.
Hello.
And he actually provided our topic.
I did.
Towards the end of the night.
And he has a Weird Al Led Zeppelin shirt on.
Yeah.
No, it's not Zeppelin. It's the Doors.
Oh, yeah,
Doors.
Doors.
Yeah. So I'm representing.
But our topic towards the end of the night is going to be our favorite comedy albums. So I'm really excited about that. I have a few on top of my head. One of the ones we talked about, and he did not like it at all.
Wait, what?
We'll get to it.
All right.
Mine are all old.
Mine are not. Mine are. Yeah, I'm showing my age tonight. My top are not. They're not the best of all time. Just my.
Your
favorite.
personal.
That's my
And
top.
that's how we're doing it.
I'm up to number 8 right now, and I got 9 and 10 in my head. So a little sneak peek for the future.
Yeah. So first things first. Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry.
We announced we had our big announcement today for beer, banging beers for Skook Fest.
Mhm.
We got Crowbot on the lineup. Still one more band to announce. They have
Set a date. Always set a date.
a
Like a wrestling show.
August 24th
There you go.
is the event. Tickets are on sale now, so go buy your tickets.
August 24th.
And Alexis, who I knew she's gonna be watching, we have a fan. She made a fan page.
Oh, I thought you were trying to look up something online, Alexis. If you
Yeah.
would.
She made a fan page for us. She's
Oh, nice.
11, about to turn 12,
Yeah.
and she just found out today that 12 and under is free. So she,
Wow, there you go. How
she will
about
be
that?
free to the event.
Nice.
So you don't have to beg your dad to buy 2 tickets. But yeah, she's
Bring
really
a friend.
really cool kid. She made our fan page. She made
Nice.
Andy's a professional wrestler,
Yes.
so she made
You
Andy.
are.
Yes.
I know a guy. I was in his wedding party. Who was a professional wrestler down in the Allentown area where I live, and he was able to do a WWE spot last year. I'll have to look up his name.
What's his real name?
Describe what it looks like. I'll tell you.
Jonathan Padilla is his name. I forget what. I'll have to look it up while you guys are talking about.
Crushing numbers.
While,
Yeah.
while you're talking about video games, and I have nothing to add. I'll look it up and I'll. But
I
yeah,
probably know him just from the.
Yeah, he's been doing it a long
Yeah.
time.
So I know
great guy. I mean, he's kind of a small guy. He's from Ecuador. He has Ecuadorian leaning, so he kind of comes out with an Ecuador flag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know a Dominican flag guy. That's he's from Hazelton.
I'll look it. I'll let you know. I don't because
I think
Jonathan.
I have one idea.
Yeah.
But then he's like, I'm
Yeah.
calling you
All right.
out.
Oh,
We're doing a show.
I'm sorry. I'm totally interrupting.
No,
your
that's
thing
fine.
here.
Oh,
Was he in the tag
It's
team
part of
at one
it.
time?
No, no.
Okay,
I think he's
okay,
just a
okay.
solo guy, but he's a real tiny. He has like this kind of big screen that he does, and that's like his gimmick.
I'm sure I know him.
Yeah.
I'll look
Yeah.
it up.
So so we got the Skook Fest. We got eight or
bands.
7 of the 8
Eight
bands that are announced. It's gonna be amazing. If you haven't seen the video on Bangin' Bears podcast,
And how much is the ticket? Or is the prices? Yeah.
25
Mhm.
for general admission, and that's for everybody 13 and up.
Okay.
And if you are going to be an amazing person and be a DD that day,
Oh my.
your ticket is $20, and you will get a free event T-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah, so when you come,
You're gonna get a little different bracelet or
Yep.
a hand stamp or something.
yep, and then that'll be amazing because it is a little bit out of the way from normal Pottsville crowd. So you'll be doing a good thing by helping people out.
And it's in Andreas, PA. That's
Andreas,
on,
PA.
what's it? 495 or
895.
895 out by Lehigh kind of.
Literally, if you leave Tamaqua and
South
drive in,
Tamaqua,
you drive
yeah.
in Andreas, it's the only, I think, one turn you can make to go down this road.
Yeah, you could also go from New Ringgold and goes all the way out to what's that town? You can go down Allentown.
Middleport?
Yeah. No, it's south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I personally seen the venue last weekend.
Bowman's.
It's
Bowman's
gorgeous.
Town.
It's
Bowman's
absolutely
Town.
gorgeous. There's
Bowman's
plenty of
Town.
room. We're gonna have a really, really good time.
This is going to be,
Oh,
you're going to want to be there for the first time.
Juan Francisco de Canara.
You know him?
Yes.
Get out.
There was a tag team called the Young Aces.
Get
And
out.
Chikara, yes.
Oh my God! And one of the nights,
he's Shakara now.
Yeah.
I don't know how point it to the camera.
Yeah.
Juan Francisco
Let me
de
see.
Coronado.
You know him.
He's
Yeah.
challenging you.
That's awesome.
Oh, and he's with
Jimmy, yeah.
Jimmy from South Philly.
Yeah, because you said the small guy,
Yeah.
Latin. I was like,
Oh, the bow tie is hilarious.
Oh, the bow
Yeah.
tie is
Let me see.
hysterical. I went to his wedding reception. Give me 5 minutes to tell you about the greatest wedding reception
Oh
I've
my
ever
God,
seen in my life.
yes.
Because all of his wrestlers came in
Mhm.
as the talk. I'm gonna put this. Oh my goodness! It was. I at some point I turned to my wife and I just said, thank you for bringing me to this wedding. And she's like, I don't know how to make of it. I said, I will never forget this for the rest of my life. It was the
Did anyone
greatest.
go through a table?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there was
No,
music.
I'm sure you have an agenda.
No,
I
wanna hear
want
about
to. I want to hear. I'm invested.
Oh, okay. So first, he's the groom, obviously. So we're in this place now. The guy that's doing the DJ is, of course, surrounded by the buckles and the belt. So they
cool.
dress him. He's behind the belt. The guy that is the wrestling announcer, of course, brings everybody in, and he's the wrestler. And
Did the microphone fall from like?
No, that would have been great.
Mr.
That would have been great. But so I'm sitting there, and of course it's a wedding reception. So you got the parents there, you got everybody there, and all of a sudden the lights go down and the music starts. And of course he's last, and Jonathan's one of the nicest guys. God bless his wife for letting him get away with this on their wedding reception. They came in and they were doing gimmicks. One guy comes in and does like Stone Cold Stunner on another guy as they're coming in. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. Then I remember, like, of course Jonathan comes in and he's the bow tie, like you just saw.
He came in full gimmick.
Yeah, they all came in full gimmick.
Yeah.
It was the greatest thing. And of course, like then later they did the tossing of the bouquet and all that. And the guy, he was very similar to like what Lex Luger was back in the day with WWF. Like kind of like a narcissist sort of thing when he came over from WCW. And tells you how old I am. I'm sorry. But and then that dance though to get the garter belt off the girl was TVMA. So yeah, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm here. This is the greatest thing ever. Not that I would do it myself, but that was his wedding. Yeah.
Did you know, like, you were going to a wrestler's wedding?
No.
Like,
Oh,
or you
no,
just
no,
like
no.
you? Oh my God, I can imagine this. Husband is being dragged to a wedding. He's like, oh my God, like
No.
another wedding.
I
And then like
would've-
he comes and he's like,
Stone Cold Stunner. Oh my God, I'm
It was the
involved.
best though. Now the reason it was the connection is because his wife worked with my wife in Allentown in a school district. My wife was a teacher of autistic and special needs kids, and she was, I think, a teacher's aide. So they got real
so
close.
you were like teacher's wedding.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you know what I just say?
I knew them because we would hang out a couple times. We'd go out for this. But then when that happened, like I knew he was a wrestler and everything like that. But when that happened, Jonathan Padilla, wow, it was one of them. What's his name again?
Juan Francisco de Coronado. Yeah.
Well,
He-
I'll
he
tell
did-
you
he
what,
did
you
have
had
a
a great
mouthful.
wedding.
He did have a different name when he was the Young Aces, and I forget his partner's partner doesn't wrestle anymore. And they used to
Okay.
run a fed called EPWE Underground.
Okay.
In South Allentown that I wrestled for. And
Yeah.
Then went to the Jimmy Conway, his partner, and
Yeah.
kind of went down. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
So,
apologize.
I know him for years.
I
Not
apologize for
well.
not
Well,
but-
no, we do a wrestling podcast too, so this is perfect. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm the old school wrestling guy. I don't watch too much anymore, but yeah.
It's getting harder to watch.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We'll talk about we'll talk about that
intermingle.
tomorrow.
Best favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Go.
Mine.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels.
I respect that.
Oh God.
But,
Wrong guy to ask Goldberg. I like Goldberg.
Oh my
Goldberg,
God.
really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know. I know he's gonna
Chris
shit on me
Jericho.
anyway.
Oh.
Chris Jericho.
He's really
You
high
think?
up there. He's
But,
really high up
All
there.
right. I noticed, but you two have similar ones.
Yeah.
I noticed your styles are similar, like Jericho.
But no, I
and-
like Macho Man stuff. But like
Oh.
guys from the '70s, not so much.
Yeah, this
I
whole
mean,
time
Yeah.
my mic's been muted
I mean,
the whole time.
I don't watch any wrestling, but I'm just gonna say maybe Hulk Hogan.
There you
He's
go.
just like,
Now we're going back.
what are you saying?
Yeah.
You want once?
Yeah.
Jericho has been so good in the past 15 years
Yeah.
that he can easily be my favorite of all time.
Is he still wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he just keeps reinventing himself and he's literally doing stuff for the wrestling business that's unreal.
Really?
Yes.
Well, good for him. Good
Yeah.
for him. I mean, he's a big music guy too.
Yeah, he's in a band Fozzy.
Podcast. Yeah.
Yep.
And Goldberg, I think, was wrestling Undertaker or
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
know.
It was terrible.
Is Undertaker like 900 years old yet? Or
he's legit a zombie
rung
now.
out.
I think he's
He's rung
54.
out.
but did you ever see the pictures of him like not as the Undertaker? He looks beaten.
He does.
Yeah, he's
he
rung
lived a
out,
rough
man.
life.
Yeah.
It's not been easy for
Like,
Taker.
there's another guy, I forget who it is. Oh yeah, Dustin. Dustin Rhodes is 51. He looks
Yeah.
much better than Undertaker.
Well, I think he died.
No, he's Dusty.
Dustin.
Dusty,
Yeah.
Dustin is-
Yeah,
he
Dustin
was-
is
Goldust.
Goldust.
He used to be Goldust, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll get my points here.
So we're gonna get in some news here real quick. We'll get through quick.
E3.
So this is post E3 news. So we gotta look at the first the new Star Wars Jedi
That looks
Fallen Order.
fantastic.
So it
There's
has
a little droid that rides on your back that gets off. That's
it's
the
like
light.
it's like a kangaroo droid. It's
Yeah.
got two little legs. It bounces
Okay.
around. Now they completely got the voice actor. They mocapped his face as well.
Who is that?
It is the kid. It's Ian from Shameless who plays
don't know
Joker in
Shameless.
Gotham.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, that
Jeremy
guy.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So
the
he's
redheaded
the
guy.
he's the new. So if they want and supposedly this game is canon to the movies. So that this is something that
I wonder what time frame it takes place.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but supposedly if they want to make a movie now, they have the physical
Oh, so
actor.
you play as that guy then? I
Mhm.
take it. Well, you know who's the physical actor, the Force Unleashed guy? I forget his name right now.
Yeah.
Starkiller.
Yep.
He looks exactly like that in real life.
Yep. So that's their plan, I guess, that when they did it. I don't know what this is. You might know this more. Days of Play. It's a PlayStation thing. I guess
It's
it's a
just
sale.
a big like a 12-day sale, but some of the prices are really good. Devil May Cry 5 is $40.
Really?
Yeah, and
It says
Spider-Man's
save
20.
up to 70%. Really?
Yeah.
That I was.
And God of War 3 or God of War 4, whatever.
Yeah.
God of War is $20 as well.
Oh, that's
That's
not
not
bad at
There's
all.
some good deals. I think it's all download. I like to get the physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same
Now,
way too.
this is not E3. We're just kind of going through the page here. So, Nikolai went and did a photo shoot with Retro Lovely magazine out of
When did
Pottsville.
Nikolai start taking pictures?
Yeah. Well,
They look pretty good too.
they are really, really good. So his photos got selected to be in the magazine.
How about that?
So Nikolai's photos made Retro Lovely's magazine.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. That's amazing.
So really good job, Nikolai.
and
We're
the
super
pictures
proud
of
of
the
you.
girl he
Shout out,
took is
woo-hoo.
also a photographer, right?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So
Nice.
Call It the Power Ring episode 52 is out.
Yes.
That's out. 52 should have been the new 52.
Well, it was. It's called the new 52.
Oh, the new 52. I kept reading it.
We're gonna change this
Yeah.
up a bit.
Yeah. The new Avengers game was shown off.
Yeah, don't they all look weird though?
They look terrible.
I think Hulk looks good,
They are
Yeah.
like
It's like they
Swearing
wanted to make it
against
look like the movies, but not use the actors' faces.
but like even
They couldn't pay that much.
even
Saw
different.
it.
Thor looks really generic.
yeah, they really
I think they're gonna change the faces, and Black
They
Widow has a
have
big
to.
old jaw. I'm like,
Yeah.
hmm.
It's like, all right, we want them to wear the same exact clothes. We want them to look almost exactly like they did the movies, just not use the real actors' faces.
Did you see that Spaceballs meme? It's like I told you, the real ones, not their stunt doubles.
Yeah, that's literally what it looks like.
And there's a meme going around too. It says Marvel. It's like, oh well, we're gonna use your likenesses, and then like the actors are like, okay, like like 50 million for everybody. To
Yeah.
use it. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna use this, and
Just
they
make them look a little bit
picture.
better. Cap looks like
Oh
he's
my
in
God.
his late 50s, and they look terrible.
They look
Yeah.
Final Fantasy-fied.
Yeah, but like I would rather Final Fantasy where they're like feminine looking dudes. They look better.
Well, speaking of Final Fantasy, Part 8 is getting remastered.
Yeah, how about that? I
Yeah.
like 8 with the gunblade.
That's full remaster
We
of
have to
8.
suck the magic out. I hate that. Man.
There is something going on right now. If anyone's interested in helping out, it's for a guy I worked with at American Eagle. His name was Jason McCracken. He's very, very. I mean, he's 30, 40 years old. Passed away. I don't know the circumstances of it, but I worked with him for a long time. I worked with his mother too. They actually moved from Kansas to Pennsylvania to help start up American Eagle. Really
Oh.
good family. And he passed away, and they're looking for a GoFundMe help for funeral costs. So if you are interested, that is there on our page. And then back to E3. Sorry. First look at Animal Crossing.
I didn't look at anything about that. I didn't say
It's delayed till
Never played one.
2020, but I'm really excited for it. We got first look at Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Is that the little tiny bit of
I
footage.
remember the first Zelda.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Carry on.
Don't go anywhere without this. Doo-doo-doo.
Frozen 2 got a trailer.
Oh God.
Yeah. I've never seen Frozen 1.
They advertised
Oh.
at E3 or no? Is this?
Oh my God, is it gonna come with
Looked a
another
little dark.
noise?
Oh man, he's like
Frozen
having
one.
like nightmares.
Let It Go Part 2.
Shell shock.
I guess if you have a young daughter, you heard
Yes.
Let it go. Keep it in. I don't know what they
Yeah,
want
the
to do.
cold did bother me anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we got
And
that.
you go to Disney World.
Witcher 3 has finished production for Netflix
Oh wow.
Henry Cavill.
Is it a movie or a show?
show.
Oh, he's Geralt, right?
Yeah.
Geralt, whatever.
Final Fantasy 7 is coming this year. I didn't really look too much
Yeah,
into
I
that.
forget the date.
Um,
No, it's not. I thought it was like March of next year.
Like 2020.
Yeah, I think
This,
it was.
this just says coming this year.
Oh,
So I
maybe.
don't know. New TV show from the Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny called McElhenney, sorry, Mystic Quest, where he's a video game designer and he's super arrogant and pompous, and,
Really?
and it's like a joke, like they're making a video game during the show, but they're kind of being funny about it.
Okay.
So
You know,
it's-
there's a Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for Super Nintendo.
yeah. First look at Rainbow Six Quarantine. I guess it's a new operator in the game. We got that. Ghost Recon, new Ghost Recon game.
Pokemon. They showed the Corgi Pokemon.
Yeah, yo, the Pokemon game
Yeah.
looks crazy, and they
Open world, the Wild Zone.
yeah,
Sword
Wild
and
Zone,
Shield,
and you can
yeah.
actually physically see them walking,
Yeah,
which is
I'm
good.
getting that.
Did you see Watchdogs Legion?
I did not.
So this is the game for me that almost as stoked about it, even more than probably Cyberpunk.
Really?
So what I love the Watch
It has
Dogs
Keanu
series.
Reeves in it.
It has Keanu Reeves in it.
Yeah.
So Watch Dogs, you literally create your own hacker team. So the way Watch Dogs work is our government. The story behind it is our government got really super technological savvy.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's cameras everywhere, and their Big Brother's always watching, and they're really, really in control of everything. And anyone who steps out of line. So these hackers are trying to regain freedom through going and stop going against the man. So they, in every city they go to, this hacker group, there's the big clashes, and it's the government versus the hackers. So this new game, there's really no character.
Why don't you create your own?
So you not so much create your own, but you get a base set of like 4 or 5 characters, and then your mission is to go and find other members to join your team.
That's kind of cool. You switch who you play as then?
Yeah, and you
that's cool.
So you to complete a mission. Like the trailer was, you needed someone who can hack the turrets. So there's these turrets and like drones, and there's only one guy can do it, but he was about to get arrested, so you go and save him.
Okay.
So during this mission where you're trying to save him, your character is outrunning the cops and gets shot and killed.
Oh man.
And it literally says this character is now permadead. You don't get him back.
Oh jeez. Does that happen to the rest of the characters too?
It can happen to any character.
Oh my
in the
God.
game. So you can literally
save often.
So you can literally your game can be completely different from my game, and you can build a completely different team of somebody else and do missions like in different ways, because you can literally go out in the world and find any NPC and can recruit them to your team.
I wonder how that will work. It sounds great.
It sounds awesome.
I wonder how it will work when it actually gets down to
Emblem.
And even the guy, like, so later in the mission, your guy dies, and 2 other teammates go to recruit this guy again, and you have to break in and break him out of this prison or this holding cell or whatever. And at the very end, they're like, okay, you're part of the team now. And he goes, well, what happened to the guy who saved me initially? And she goes, he didn't make it. So, don't let him go in vain. So like the game kind of reacts based on what happens as well.
Yeah.
So then the guy literally sits at the bar and he's like, I guess I'm part of the team now. And then it goes, bink, your guy's now playable and you can take control of it.
Hopefully
it looks unreal. I can't wait.
Yeah, I didn't only see the picture. I didn't really see too much of it. I didn't see too much of many games. Only a couple.
The first one's in Chicago, and it was
okay.
It was okay. It was a good starting point.
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't must play.
Part 2 was in San Francisco. They took a lot of actual things from San Francisco and put it in there, so
it felt real.
It felt real.
Like
a lot of good landmarks. And
like Liberty City. It was New York City.
Yep. So this one's London, so you're going to be in London.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So I'm really excited about that one. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Rob Zombie from Hell, or 3 from Hell.
I seen that, and I thought it was From Hell movie, the third one.
Yeah.
What's that one out? But the movie with
Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I was like, that's a stupid title.
Yeah, so
it's still a stupid title.
This is the third of the Devil's Reject series.
How does that work out? Because if you've seen the last one, you
find
totally thought
they all died.
Yeah,
they all died.
Like they were Freebird in it.
Yeah,
at the end,
they were Freebird.
They were listening to Freebird. They were like,
PlayStation 5 and Xbox both showed off some stuff with their systems. One at E3, one didn't, but they're pretty much both saying the same thing. They're both going to be completely backwards compatible.
That's what I'm saying.
Faster load times.
Xbox games.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Yep, faster load times and just.
And
bigger, faster, stronger.
Not much other info than that.
And Xbox said it's been running games at 8K, 120 frames per second.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna get to the point where the TV can't even process that.
Your TV just explodes.
So it's like you can get as high as you want, but I can't understand.
Doom Eternal, they showed a multiplayer for it. Looks pretty decent.
It does. TurboGrafx 16 Mini.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh wow,
yeah.
That's one of my posts. Yeah.
Wolfenstein, Youngblood, they showed that off.
Coming for you.
Ghostwire, I didn't see much of that. Halo Infinite, we got to see that, and that's run on the new system, so that looked really cool.
Does it have a name, or is it just next Xbox?
They didn't.
Which isn't a bad name.
Project Code Scarlet.
Okay, I like Scarlet.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Mortal Kombat character.
Elder Ring, we got to see that. Dying Light 2, which they said if you play the game the first time through, you only see 50%.
Yeah, I read that. I did read that.
Dragon Ball Project Z.
Oh yeah.
It's like a fighter.
Yeah.
My brother was really stoked about that. I didn't do much.
I'm not a big Dragon Ball guy.
The Blair Witch video game.
I seen.
Yeah,
I watched
that was.
I'm excited about it.
That looks.
All right, just hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
So when that first movie
came
came
out,
out,
with the flashlight. I'm taking you can't. There's no combat. It'd be like
I don't know. It's kind of like Outlast.
Condemned. Yeah.
So I thought it was Outlast. So what you see in perception
Uh-huh.
when your character
It's
looks
like-
through
Oh,
a
it
video
looks like the
camera.
movie.
Yeah.
When he looks through the video camera,
Yeah.
that's how you solve puzzles and go into other areas.
Oh,
Because
all right.
if you're in this room and you look down,
Yeah.
it just looks like a room. But if you put your camera,
Camera
up,
up you.
there's like a door and someone's standing there.
All right.
Yeah. So it looks
I just remember the movie.
freaky. It looks so
It looks
creepy.
pretty good, but maybe 20 years too late. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Now the movie I enjoyed,
really.
but I also went into the theater.
Remember that Blair Bitch project?
Yes.
With Rumini and Scotty Meat.
Yeah. So
Peter
I
Griffiths?
went into the theater
Mhm.
before it was debugged that it was not a
Oh.
real movie.
Yeah.
So going into
Oh
that,
yeah, so you know what? It's the first movie I remember where it was like
people were freaking
kind
out,
of you
Yeah.
know like
Yeah.
what is that called? Paranormal, like
like found footage.
Yeah, you know what I
Paranormal
mean?
Activity.
Or like, yeah,
So there was
Paranormal
a
like,
good
Blair Witch did it
couple
first.
weeks before when that movie first came out that
Yeah.
people legit thought they were watching
Yeah.
found footage from people lost in the woods, and it scared
But
them.
once you found out it was fake, boy, you like, oh, what horrible acting.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you watch it again, and you're like, this doesn't make sense.
Oh.
Yes, but if you keep that persona that for me anyway, the reason I always liked the first Blair Witch Project is I remember the feeling I had going into theaters where I legit thought I was watching something real,
Wow.
and the whole time you're like, this is really creepy,
And that was the
and
gimmick.
then it got spoiled. But to me, as a wrestling fan, just because you're going to ruin this lore doesn't make me less appreciated.
Yeah, right.
You know
I
what I
remember
mean?
that movie came out when I was younger, or like I remember watching it when I was younger, and my older sisters always messed with me, and they would always like sit in the corner like they were dead or
Yeah.
anything, and like, oh my god, they put the pile of rocks,
Yeah,
yeah, camping,
stick.
and
Yeah.
the stick, yeah. Like,
So Keanu Reeves and Cyberpunk, we did talk about that. We talked about Jedi. There's a link on there. I'm not going to go through it all, but it pretty much will tell you everything that's going to be available on day one on Disney Plus, their streaming service.
How about DC's basically getting canned?
Yeah, they made one episode of Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it, and they're like, we're getting rid
It
of it.
was 13. They took it down to 10 episodes, and now I guess the 10 are still going to come out, but they said it's canceled. Now
It's just work
they're,
with
they're
Netflix.
reevaluating the whole like setup, and they were said like that, and like they have an anime streaming. They're all going to try to make them one.
Just send it to Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
just be like, hey, we're DC Comics. Do you want to buy all of
Well,
our
like-
content?
what motivation is that to get that app now? Hey, we have great shows that are only available on this app, but we might can them.
Yeah.
So
You're not showing that you're
Yeah,
even.
That's so
like,
shitty.
the Harley
man.
Quinn cartoon might come out, but they might not.
Yeah.
So,
So
I think
you
DC
can-
is just so stunned right now. Marvel's
Yeah.
just everything. Right
Yeah.
now. Anything
Yeah.
DC. I'm waiting for DC to catch up, but
What the
That's
problem
hard.
is when people try to they watch Marvel and then they watch a DC, they expect Marvel, but you're not going to get Marvel because it's a different style of comic.
that's
yeah,
good.
DC's dark.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it's not for
Yeah.
kids, I think.
but that's
So they make these movies and people are like, I hated it. Why? It was so dark and not. I'm like, that's DC style.
yeah, that's how
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do it.
And then DC heard that, and then they second guess themselves, and they're thinking, well, how can we make our movies like them? And then
And
then
then
the
you got-
hardcore DC fans are like, I don't want bubblegum movies. I want DC. Like,
but Shazam did pretty well.
yeah.
yeah, it works
Yeah.
for Superman, but like Batman's dark, but like Wonder Woman isn't. So
Yeah.
it's like
Wonder Woman was good. I mean,
I like Wonder Woman though.
I did like
that
Wonder
was,
Woman.
that was
My,
fun.
Yeah.
at my household, Marvel is like a religion at this point. Oh my god, Infinity War and Endgame,
Yeah.
we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
And Captain Marvel came out on Blu-ray yesterday.
What's that?
Captain Marvel came out on
I
Blu-ray.
haven't seen that
yesterday.
yet.
Yeah, I
San-
haven't seen the movie?
I bought it.
Already,
I haven't seen
wow.
Captain Marvel.
Oh, no spoilers. All
Yeah.
right, we'll say
I
it.
haven't seen
We'll
that
say it.
either, so.
Sandlot is getting rebooted as a TV show.
No.
I've seen that. You know what? Never cared for it. I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Xbox. So we talked about this a little bit that Xbox and Nintendo are playing nice.
Yeah.
And it showed at
They,
E3.
one thing they announced.
Banjo Kazooie will be a
No.
playable character in Super Smash Bros.
It's kind of like, hey, this used to be yours, but you can have
like,
it back
welcome
now.
back.
It's like, oh, watch out. That's
this
cool.
this game I'm really excited for, and not only because we're gonna be talking soon with a actual roller derby team in the area. They're
Is
making
there a roll derby video game?
there is a roller
Whoa.
derby video game coming, and it's literally like Rocket League where everyone controlled somebody and you
Yeah.
have to fight for the ball and throw it through a hoop, but you literally just skate around
Oh,
the
that's
rink.
cool.
And fight.
Is it all girls
man.
or?
No, guys and
Oh,
girls
wow.
make your own characters,
Nice.
completely
Wow.
customizable.
Guys and girls in the same roller derby game.
Yeah,
I guess.
it looks.
I didn't see anything. What's it
Why
called?
not?
It's called
Roller Jam?
Roller Champions.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks really, really good.
Hmm.
Gods and Monsters is a game. People who made Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It kind of looks like a cartoony version of like Greek mythology.
okay.
Looks pretty interesting.
Is it strategy?
I don't know. They didn't really show much. Final Fantasy Online 2 is now on Xbox. Coming to Xbox.
Wasn't that Final Fantasy?
Not Final Fantasy. Fantasy Star.
Oh, Fantasy Star.
Fantasy
Oh,
Star.
Fantasy
okay,
Star.
okay.
more details for the Xbox. That one's there. Gears 5. We got to see a little bit of that.
Was there actually footage? I didn't see. I just see. Oh, I seen that you can be the Terminator in it. Which I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's like a little
I don't-
Easter egg
I
thing.
don't want to be the Terminator.
They showed a new game mode where you literally go in and work with teams and try to destroy a hive, which looks really
that's
good.
cool.
Game
Who's
Pass.
the main character? Or
It's
is
gonna
it
be
new?
Marcus's son and Anna's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Game Pass has pretty much consolidated everything down to one deal now. So you get Game Pass for PC, Xbox, and Games for Gold for $15. Which is if you have an Xbox and you don't have the Game Pass, I just think you're missing out because there's like you get 200 free games.
Yeah.
It's like Netflix for video games. You literally just turn on and like I want to play that one, download it, and it's on your system. And now it's available for PC. So if you're a PC player and you want access to about 200 games and you only want it to cost you $10 a month, it's there.
It's available.
And it's all the exclusive games for Xbox too. So when a brand new game comes out,
Yeah,
they showed a whole bunch of games at E3 that are like day one, this game will be available on this. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Borderlands 3 comes out soon. They showed some stuff with that. Ben shared this. So the first appearance of Spider-Man is about a $500,000, almost a $600,000 book.
Amazing Fantasy 14, right? Or
15.
15.
Yeah, Amazing Fantasy 15 is almost a
And
$600,000 book.
that one graded was what, 4 or 2 or something?
2 is like
A 2 is like a $200,000 book.
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't say that. It's more
Like
like
you're not gonna find a
like
9.8.
13, 14,000.
And a 2
A
is like
4.0
missing
is
half
like
the cover,
24
right?
Like 20, like a 4.0 is like 24,000.
insane.
A 9.2 hit a
598,000.
If I had that, I'd
That's
take a picture and then I would
nuts.
sell it.
You know what? It still pisses me off to this day. I could have had an opportunity to get a Stanley signed one, a 3.5 for about 16. The guy
Yeah.
would have let me go with it, and it shot up 60.
Yeah, you could have
It
flipped it.
shot. I'm like, wow.
It's unreal.
Wow.
One of you guys put Secrets of Mana is on the way.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
actually the third game of the series.
Trials of Mana.
Setsu. Yeah. But their second was our first, which was Secret of Mana.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys
It's
talked
fully
about
free
the,
game.
Weird Final Fantasy rules in
Yeah.
America. And
TurboGrafx 15.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Oh, 16 mini. Yep.
Yeah, which not much announced yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Luigi Mansion 3. Just trying to get to this a little
Which is
quicker.
basically Ghostbusters.
Outer World. Yeah, it's Luigi Ghostbusters. 22 details about
this-
Pokemon Sword.
Destroy All Humans 3 or
Yeah.
Oh,
new.
right.
Witcher 3 is coming to the Switch.
Oh, that's cool.
Legends of Zelda Link Awakening is getting a remaster.
I remember the first Legend of Zelda.
and that'll pretty much do it.
Real quickly, for all the Sims players, the
yeah.
Island Living is coming out, where it's like you live on a beach and everything.
You can be a
Swim in the
mermaid.
ocean. Yeah, you can be a mermaid. It's like it's an
Ooh,
expansion pack. It's
fancy.
coming out June 21st. They're coming out so quick.
Yeah.
They usually announce it like a month ahead of time.
I'm
and
so
every
far behind
Sim
on
fan was
DLC.
like, including me.
Yeah,
So,
I was looking. Madden's doing some cool stuff this year that I was kind of excited for. They're adding some new stuff. FIFA did a big thing where one of the popular FIFA games of all time is FIFA Street because
Okay.
it was like kind of unrealistic, but
like NBA Street.
yes.
and
So
NFL
they
Street.
made FIFA Street is like a real thing. Like people play in other countries in the street, like we play street basketball, and like and they literally play like they can play off the wall,
Oh, wow.
and it's really like you know how street basketball like they kind of like you can do other stuff you're not really supposed
Yeah.
to.
It's parkour, but
like
soccer.
with like tricks.
Yeah.
Well, people do that in real life. Like if you watch street soccer, they're amazing at what they do. They're adding that feature into the FIFA game, so you can play FIFA Street or FIFA like
Oh,
That's
like
pretty cool because if you
actual-
think about it, like I do love playing the sports games, but like when you buy one every year,
Yeah.
you're
Same
kind of
thing.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're like
Mhm.
it's the same
And
thing, like
FIFA
maybe just a little different.
FIFA's so hard to master.
Really.
Like you can get good at Madden because you know like but FIFA like you have to learn because if you just crank a shot and hold the A button down and shoot, you will send that so far over the crossbar every single time. Like you're not even close to the net. Like there's a learning curve to FIFA. It's really
I
difficult.
think I might have played one. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Sports guy.
It is.
But-
It is pretty hard. Actually.
Is there anything else at
I-
E3 that
I-
caught you guys' attention
I'm
that
trying
really?
to think. I think we went through everything. Pokemon. That's
Yeah, Pokemon looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
I'm really pumped for
You
that.
get that.
The
I'm
Switch
really-
is
And then the Adventures trailer. That was like my thing. I was like, oh. I mean, what kind of game do
Wah,
you think
wah,
it's
wah.
gonna play? Like third person action adventure?
I have no idea.
They
It's
have
an
to get their
RPG.
shit together, Marvel. They have to make
Captain
several-
America dies in the
little bit.
video game.
Oh, he does.
He dies in the
Does he?
video game.
Does?
In
Is
the
that-
trailer, he dies.
That goes-
Does he?
He's
That
stuck-
goes against canon then.
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
it?
stuck. He's stuck
Oh,
on
because
the ship.
there's a girl talking in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is
So
that Miss
they're
Marvel?
all fighting on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
And missed.
Like
and-
X-Men 2,
yeah.
3.
And
Two,
then
I forget.
Captain stayed on the ship, and the ship blows up. And
Oh,
then they
the shield, yeah.
Yeah, and then they show at the end Captain's like tribute statue because he didn't
Which
make
is
it.
weird, yeah. But the girl talking, I was like, it has to be Miss Marvel. She's
Yeah.
like, they send her me right here. Oh, so it's looking all gone.
Yeah. Who knows?
Oh,
It looks
I didn't even
interesting.
Think about that,
It's another way to end the phase 3 of Marvel, I
Yeah.
guess.
I guess
You're right. I
it
think
has
the-
no connection.
I think the
to-
video game has zero connection.
Does it?
But
They said
there's
it might be the
rumors
Spider-Man game.
it might connect to the Spider-Man game.
I always wondered if the comic books match up with the movies, match up with the video games. as far as-
Sometimes.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Like,
Yeah. Some of the writers are like, no, that's our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the Spider-Man in the PlayStation game, he doesn't look like what's his name,
He
but he
does
looks
it.
good.
Yeah.
But
Tom
the
Holland.
Avengers
I'll
look
tell you,
bad.
if
Yeah,
you
it
really
doesn't
want to
look like
see
Tom
a
Holland,
good
but it looks
Spider-Man
good.
movie, it took me a while to watch it, but I
Don't say
did.
three.
I did see it.
Don't
No,
say
the Into the Spider Verse was awesome.
Yeah, it is the cartoon.
my kid, my 11-year-old loved that movie.
So good.
Yeah, that introduces the multiverse and everything like
Yep.
that. So they're probably now. Is that owned by Sony?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Spider-Man, I mean, they Marvel uses for permission, but Sony.
Yeah.
But Into the Spider-Verse was a pure Sony, or was that
Yeah.
Disney?
That has no connection to
Okay.
the Marvel.
But
Studios.
Sony was part of that deal too, wasn't it? The Fox deal.
No.
No,
So,
it's not
Sony
complete.
just had Spider.
Yeah, every time they want to use Spider-Man, which they have to because Spider-Man's so wildly popular,
I think
Disney
they
has
just,
to get permission from
I
Sony.
think they just worked out an agreement that you
Yeah.
can use it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird. They have to like.
And
get
they
so
have,
much
who else is,
percentage.
doesn't Sony own somebody else too?
Somebody
or-
owns the rights to Hulk movie. I
Yeah.
think that's why there's no Hulk movies anymore.
Yeah.
I think it might be that.
But
I'm
you
not
can-
sure.
I think it is.
But you can put the Hulk in any movie you
You
want.
can put him in any movie. You just
Yeah.
can't have his own movie.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird,
Well,
right?
it's weird that like Disney had to go to someone.
Well,
and be
Disney
like,
is now like
Can
they own-
I need you. Like, you know, like they own everything. They probably own all
It's
the.
because back in the day, Marvel sold all the rights because they're going out
Yeah.
of business. In the
Yeah.
It's gonna be
90s.
interesting to see what they do with X-Men and Deadpool and Fantastic
yeah.
Four. Yeah. Did you say you met Stan Lee?
A couple times.
I'm so jealous.
Twice.
Was he as nice as I think he would have been?
He was a little tired, but he was still pretty nice
Good.
overall.
God, yeah.
He was rocking and rolling that whole entire time.
How
Like,
old was? I mean,
put it this way, I stood 3.5 hours in line twice. Well, no, the first time it was half hour maybe. Second time was 3.5.
They stick a little bit.
nice. Oh, I mean, that's just awesome. I'm
So-
insanely jealous.
I met one of my heroes, and it was not a good experience. I met Adam West.
What?
Wait a minute.
bro?
Adam West is like God as far as cheesy 60s, 70s TV shows.
He was not
Some
a
days
personable
you just
person.
Can't get rid of them.
Really?
Yeah,
That shocks me.
And from what I thought, maybe I just caught him on a bad day.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of reports in the past 10, 15 years that he is not a people person.
Well, he's dead now.
Here's
so-
another one.
You got the last laugh
If
on
you've
that?
ever heard like Family Guy jokes or anything like
Well, Adam
that,
West is there.
Rachel Ray. My husband, he was in culinary, and like they all went to the New York Institute cooking and everything,
Yeah.
and she was out having lunch, and they were like, "Can we get pictures?" And she was like, "I'm having
Yeah.
my lunch," and she wouldn't smile in anyone's
like,
picture.
"Fuck you, bitch."
I've heard-
I know, right?
I've
So,
heard
but
that
anytime
too.
I hear a joke like
Yeah.
"You're almost as bad as person as Rachel Ray," my husband's like,
Wow.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've heard that too, sir.
Yeah,
so her,
so-
eating, her eating dinner I can give a pass to. But like Adam West was at a con
Meeting people.
meeting
Yeah,
people.
Yeah,
you're getting
what the
paid to meet
heck?
people.
And he literally, you would hand him something and he would not make eye contact. The handler would hand it to him. He would sign. He would like go like this, and the handler would say it. So I snuck in with my friend to stand in line. He paid $100 for this autograph, and all I wanted to do was just hear him say like "thank you," like his Adam West voice. And he literally looked up and went,
Who does he think he is? I mean, he had one thing in his life. He's
Yeah.
Batman. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, he was on Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
right.
That's all
next
he
to him,
is.
next to him was Julie Newmar
Mhm.
and Burt Ward, and they were the nicest.
I've heard
people.
Burt Ward's a nice guy.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Julie Newmar, and I'm not trying to make fun of her, but
Oh,
she looked like a
Batman.
corpse. She was
Yeah.
so old, like she looked like the Crypt Keeper.
Burt
Mhm.
Ward
She-
still looks good though.
But she
Yeah.
was like having fun and
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
being
right?
super engaging.
And I'm showing my age again. I remember the original Batman series. So I like Adam and
Yeah, what the heck?
I know.
Is he
Yeah.
mad that there's other Batmans? Like, move on. All right.
Yeah. So let's bust out some of the snacks here. What do you
Oh,
want?
okay.
So
So
what,
yeah,
do you,
what goes on here?
what do you want first? You're the choice. Do you want
I
lemon,
don't know what I'm
carnival, or peach?
Life or death.
All right, these are like the new energy.
What's the
Okay, let me fill you in. So you don't bang energy drinks, right?
I do now.
that-
These, yeah.
7-Up
they-
owns them. This is Coke's version pack. And they have 0 sugar, 0
Okay.
a
colors.
lot of
They're-
caffeine.
They're
in
all
it.
clear. And
All right.
They're supposed to be healthy, and this is Coke's
Natural.
answer.
I'm gonna let all of you
Caffeine.
decide what I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat and drink. Go
So
ahead.
They all had the same
no mix.
flavor.
I
as
know,
Bang,
isn't that so
different name.
funny?
Carnival candy obviously is cotton candy.
Okay.
Lemon HD is like Sprite, and then what we got peach fizz, which is
Alright,
So
I
we'll,
think-
we'll,
Which one?
we'll
Which
do
one?
peach. We'll do peach.
peach.
and I have that yogurt soda. I'll get that.
Wait,
one.
what is this one?
This one's like a lemony.
Is
Lemonade.
it? Would it be like
I don't wanna-
lemonade?
Lemonade. It might be lemonade.
Can I don't
The,
want. I don't know if I want
the
to
cotton
do peach.
candy
Oh,
one.
Okay, I'm just gonna pour it and we're passing it around.
And what do I just evaluate?
Ooh,
it?
these are pretty clear. I always get worried when an
Oh.
energy drink is like,
Okay.
just pass it around.
The cotton
Nice.
candy one tastes
take a look.
like
Oh,
cotton
wait, just say
candy
yes.
flavored lip balm.
Really?
Yeah,
I think it
Okay,
does.
so-
I like this.
All right.
I like the
Cheers.
Okay,
peach one.
Nostrovia.
Ooh,
Peach.
peach is
Ooh,
pretty good.
it smells very peachy.
It's amazing.
You know what sucks? These are $2.47 each, whereas Bang is $2 at Walmart. I know my soda.
This is good. I like.
And they are clear. All these drinks are totally clear.
Yeah, I work at a truck stop, so that's where we got these. And
Oh,
I know
wow.
I deal with all the vendors too, so that's why I'm like, oh,
Loves?
Coke and
Are you getting?
no,
curious?
at a Raceway in Pine Grove.
Okay, I know exactly what it
So
is.
so
Exit
don't-
104.
Are you getting commission off this or something?
No, I don't work for Coke actually.
No, I brought
He works
this,
for
yeah.
Pepsi.
Oh.
Drinking a Coke product on camera.
This is
I
good.
know
They
nothing.
fire and
I
the
know
next day they're
nothing.
like, get
Yeah.
out of here.
The peach is good.
I like.
I don't
So-
think there is a peach Bang. I'm not sure.
So peach is a flavor for
That's
me
pretty
that
good.
is my favorite flavor. Like I always try to
Say,
find.
this is mine right here.
Yeah.
Dude,
The carnival
I
candy.
was. Someone told me they're like, you gotta try the candy carnival. I was like, what? I'm like,
Alright, so
get out of
this
here. I hate things.
This
that are
is
too
the lemon
sugary.
HDZ.
Sarah, let me just get your opinion on the carnival candy one.
Dude,
Does it kind of sort of at the end of it taste
Oh.
like you're biting into the wax of lip balm? I think it does.
Can you
no, I
Can you
don't
just, like,
know.
Tap
So
that.
what's this one?
Lemon.
Lemon 8. Now, what does HDZ stand for?
What do you think? What is HD?
It says lemon HDZ. I just don't know what it stands for.
I think it's lemon heads.
Lemon.
Oh, like a lemon head.
Ah,
So it's really sour.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's still running, but I
There
made
you
it
go.
where it's not splashing.
I'm cool with that.
All right.
That's
Okay,
not bad
I'll
at
wait
all. I'm normally not lemon
Ooh,
fan.
this I think
I'll
this is
let
more
you
like
pour,
lemonade.
Andy.
I
I'll wait
think.
for you.
It doesn't really have much smell at all.
This is
Are you
actually
drinking
good.
a soda or Listerine, man? What the hell?
This is like a wine taste. I'm savoring it.
You ever thought you would be tasting sodas on a professional level?
It-
No,
I'm
these
only-
are
I'm only
technically these are
busting
energy drinks. So like,
I'm gonna tell you,
The lemon's really good.
the peach being first. Now I can't drink this without tasting the peach. That's my problem. We need like
I'm not-
crackers.
Oh yeah.
Like
wait
a
until you try the
taste
candy candy.
I'm not a big lemon guy. I don't really care for it.
I'm not a big
It
lemon
ain't
guy
bad.
either, but
It
it's
ain't
good.
bad.
It tastes like liquid lemon heads.
You're right. You're just trying to save your job.
Yeah.
I fucking hate
we,
it.
we have no answers
That's
to
good.
Bang yet. I mean, Rockstar and Amp and
Isn't there-
Game Fuel.
Now I'm gonna say a bad word here. Alexa, close your ears. Isn't there energy drinks called?
There was, I forget. You know when there was cocaine and then there was
Balls.
yeah.
Remember
Balls?
balls?
They still make that.
Balls is good.
Was it really?
There, I believe
There
there's an
is. I
energy
forget.
drink
Yeah.
called that. Yeah.
Somebody got it one time.
I have to tell you, I'm not gonna like this one.
No.
The cotton
I don't
candy.
know.
Tell you
It's
what,
surprising.
I love cotton
I
candy.
don't
stuff.
like drinking things that remind me
Ooh.
of food.
It smells
Yeah,
wonderful.
What
So
peach
cotton-
and
It's gonna taste like
Cotton-
lip balm at the end. I
Cotton
think it's
candy.
That's a full cup for me right there.
Try it out. It's pretty. You'll be
I'll
surprised.
drink it.
It does taste like lip balm.
Oh my god! I know I was gonna get you on
The
that.
Bang cotton candy is much better. I'm a big cotton candy person. It's this is good, but the Bang is much
It's
better.
good.
I think trying so many of them in a row.
You know, it tastes like.
It has an aftertaste.
It's
That's the
natural.
aftertaste of the lip
Yeah,
balm.
it's natural.
It's natural. It's a natural energy drink.
No, next time your friend's like, "Hey, I need to get some."
Yeah.
You get them.
This tastes. It's almost. It's like coffee.
You gotta
It
eat
just
some
has a weird aftertaste.
Yeah.
I don't care for this one.
I'm not
It's
a big
alright.
cotton
And I
candy.
love cotton
It tastes
candy.
like cotton
You know,
candy.
Walmart has
You know what?
awesome-
I would get a case of
What?
Balls energy.
Oh, they
drink.
are great.
Yeah.
Why would you get
Dude,
a case of
they're-
balls and you can get a case of pussy?
You said it anyway. I'm bound to say it.
Anyway,
Cat's out of the bag. No pun intended.
It's a lie. I don't know.
A case of
I'll
dirty
find it
coke.
out.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Let's have a balls and pussy party.
We should do that. Let's get 2
Yeah,
cases
this,
of
it has
of
a
energy drinks.
it
and
has
just
a
go
it has a
crazy.
chapstick aftertaste.
It does. It tastes very waxy.
Yes,
And
I knew it.
I love
I
cotton
knew it.
candy. All right, so this is a
This
Japanese.
Is a Japanese soda.
So this is Fanta. We all know what Fanta is. The
Yeah,
orange.
Fanta.
Yeah.
But it's banana yogurt.
Don't you want?
What?
Is this legal to be sold in the States?
Probably not.
Why?
How did you get this?
In my Tokyo Tree Box.
So
This is
Andy-
from
Andy gets,
a month
a
ago.
box.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, Andy gets a box.
I don't
every
like
month
yogurt. So.
That
You don't like yogurt
No.
for real?
From,
What?
it already,
Oh.
it already
It's
exploded.
good for your.
wait. So what makes this not an American
So Andy gets these boxes called Tokyo Treats, and what it does is it's a subscription box, and they send him candy and treats and snacks from Japan.
And
they
it's
send
like Japan.
So we had
Nothing weird.
cherry blossom Pepsi.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was really
That
good.
was phenomenal.
Cherry blossom Pepsi.
That was good.
That sounds interesting.
And then we had peach Coke. So we had Georgia peach Coke in America. The Japanese was just peach Coke,
Momo.
and it was amazing. I got the beer.
I know,
soda
I'm
version.
getting
That was so good.
This is gonna remind you of the banana split beer.
Yeah, so it's
Ooh.
banana
Probably after
yogurt.
this, I'll
The smell of
give
it.
a great.
Just gave me an idea.
It tastes like banana them candies, the runts.
Oh,
banana
don't tell me you're
run.
gonna cuvee something.
Can I take
Oh,
a
no.
selfie with this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Banana run.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does taste like a
It
banana.
ain't, it ain't bad.
Ooh, this would be like a good
It ain't bad at
mixed
all.
drink
All right, I'm
for
gonna send you
sure.
guys myself.
Fun fact about the Runts bananas.
Do it for the gram.
The Runts banana candy.
Mhm.
They're actually fashioned off of the Hans Gross bananas, which actually gives it that really sweet,
Really?
very
The
banana.
little baby ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fun
Yeah.
fact.
My pinky was up when I
Because
got
if
it.
you
I don't
think
think I got
like this tastes like really sweet or it's like really super sweet,
Yeah.
that's what the Hans Gross
All right,
banana
So
actually tastes
speaking
like,
of
too.
tasting waxy stuff, let's
Fun
go to
fact.
gummy candies.
I didn't do this one yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you tried it. Yeah.
That's what it tastes like, the runs.
You
I
told me
like
you were
that.
taking
They say
selfies.
you're chewing a banana rind. It's pretty good.
Tastes like something.
There's my match at PPW. The name that's not Paul Bow.
You know what it tastes like?
Don't
You
say
know
it,
like
though.
that
I can't see it.
those
It's a
hard
candy.
candies.
Yeah.
That are like
You know
you
me?
get to put the quarter
Singles.
in and you get like a whole
It's
pocket
not.
pill.
Yeah, it's not like it's.
All right, so
I
we
want to say
have
bottle caps, but it's not that.
we have three
It's that
flavors.
fruit candy.
The runs. You know, the hard little like cherries and
Yeah,
banana.
and the bananas.
Yes.
Strawberry. Yeah, it tastes
Yeah.
just like it.
I like it.
All right, good.
So these are the new Swedish fishes.
Yogurt roux,
This
banana.
is there's three flavors in here, so try to get one of each.
I'm gonna.
Blue,
You want some more?
blue
Kids?
raspberry,
I'm
strawberry.
Yeah, take
That's
a peek.
good.
It's open. Drink
That was
Blue
it.
raspberry,
delicious.
strawberry,
You know
watermelon.
what that tasted like?
I really liked it. There's a melon one
Circus
coming
peanuts.
this month.
and
Do you
Yeah,
remember the,
banana
like the
split
old?
beer in the
Yeah,
fridge?
yeah, the
Yo.
chewy, right?
The what?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it
Split
tasted
beer.
like.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I can't remember if that.
They're
is
like-
that. I haven't had those in a
I
long
do,
time, but I know
but-
exactly
Again,
what you're talking about.
I'm in my mid 70s, so I'm the old guy here.
Oh my.
How old are you?
I'll reveal at the end, so you can get me my cane and I'll walk out the
If
door.
you guys,
He's seen
If you
Bruno
guys
at the Garden
comment-
Live.
if you guys can comment and guess how old he is,
Yeah, it's good.
we'll give you a.
Oh,
something.
well, there's unfortunately there's a lot of
We'll give you the Bane
Wow.
version.
there's a lot of people in Schuylkill County know my real age.
Well, let's hope they're watching. So
Huh?
they can win.
You have one of each of those.
All right, so
So what's the Swedish fish flavor here? Just new or?
They're just like
They're
fused
like,
together.
hey, let's mix everything together.
or no dinner. This is
Two
good.
flavors in one. Let's see the two flavors.
Oh, I don't like sour.
Blue raspberry, strawberry, watermelon, pineapple,
raspberry mango,
and raspberry
watermelon.
mango.
Yo, raspberry
There's
mango.
only
sounds
two
really
flavors in
good.
Are you ready for this, Sarah? I remember Sour Patch Kids trading cards.
No.
Yes, I do. They
All
were
right,
they were
so which one did we try first?
That was
yet?
a
they were
thing.
around they were around with Garbage Pail Kids.
I like garbage
I don't
paper.
know.
Which
Mhm.
came back.
Yep.
This
And,
is raspberry mango.
Is there only two flavors? Okay, two flavors. Yeah.
Okay, I got my three.
All right, so the initial taste that I don't like.
Mango.
How much do I owe you for all this, by the way?
It's strong. It's a strong mango flavor. The
Yeah.
We
raspberry
had
mango.
some sponsors.
I love your table talk. I
Thank
love
you.
this. By the way. Oh my god, I'm lost in this.
If you have any, if your band ever gets stickers, let me know. We'll add you to the
The
table.
raspberry mango
Okay.
has a weird
Oh my god, I'm like right
beer
next to
flavor
it.
thing going
That's
on.
awesome. I'm sorry. I'm just like geeked out.
I'd say it just tastes like more like
This
mango
we have
than
a little bit
anything.
top up here.
Yeah, I don't like that one too much.
What was that one?
Starburst.
They should have added like
Someone who applies
75,
the heat to the
25,
table,
like 75%
and the stickers are
raspberry,
popping a little bit.
25% mango.
Blue,
That's over.
blue raspberry, strawberry, very good. That's what you have right
The
now.
watermelon one, it was all right.
I'm trying. Is this the?
Yeah, watermelon pineapple.
He's already on
What?
the Starburst.
What is
Who
it?
would put watermelon pineapple together?
Blue raspberry lemon. That's safe.
Yeah.
Blue raspberry strawberry is pretty good.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
we'll
try
go to
the
Starburst.
watermelon pineapple.
We'll catch up with him. But you,
Okay.
you didn't get any sour stuff, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Sour Patch Kids.
I
Right there already.
didn't
We
Sour
guys
Patch
are around
Kids
here.
You know what it
like,
tastes like?
I like the watermelon
I'll
pineapple.
tell you exactly what this tastes like. Iced tea.
What? What is it?
That
I
actually
think-
does taste good.
There is a brisk blueberry
Or
lemonade,
tastes
and it's
like
fantastic.
Like Gears iced. To me, this tastes like
That-
iced tea.
that's what's in here right now.
Mhm.
Okay, what do we got here?
Okay, there's fusion.
Doesn't it?
Dude, it
Like
kinda
Dragon
It
Ball
tastes like
Z.
iced tea.
Dragon
Blue
Ball
ra-
Z
like
fusion.
the first moment it hits you.
Sour
but-
Patch Kids.
I'm getting good at this.
All right.
Or maybe he's like my
This
I don't
tastes-
know.
Taste this.
You should have put a spell on me.
What are we?
All right, so the blue raspberry mixes with the lemonade to the point where it literally, like he said, it tastes like an iced tea.
And Second that.
Well, that's like what's that the drink with the Red Bull and Jaeger bomb when it tastes like what bubblegum, but neither
Yeah.
one tastes like bubblegum. I didn't get that. Oh, here we go. So how many flavors of these are there? 2?
2, yeah.
I
And then
kinda
we'll
like
we'll
water.
leave these here for
If I never-
Heidi, so Heidi at least
If I never get invited back, at least I was well fed.
Yeah, we had to do behind the scenes of
Yeah.
Waifa podcast trying stuff. Did she? Do you know if she tried any of these? I'm gonna have her try them.
Take another picture of all of you if you don't mind.
No, no problem.
I'll put you on,
There's
I'll put you on
only 2 of them.
Instagram.
Okay.
Strawberry watermelon's really good.
Try it now.
I think it's a very lemon taste overall.
So what we had so far for the people that are listening, because I just realized this is not only a visual show, I mean an audio show. Starburst
Did somebody
duos.
Chewbacca? Did somebody Chewbacca in here?
Yeah,
Or is that just
Starburst
What?
duos. And then we had
That was
the
me.
Sour
How
Patch
old are
Kid
you?
Sour Patch Kid heads
Take
and
a guess.
Swedish Fish duo, I think they're called.
I always hate sour candy because it makes my teeth like chalky and gritty. I
You
don't
hate
know.
sour candies, but love
Wait, which
sour
one did
bread.
you
No, I just don't like the.
Blame it on the candy, sure.
Which one's this one?
I don't remember.
I think it's blue raspberry strawberry.
All right, here we go.
I'm still on this one. What was this?
Watermelon.
That's the IT.
That was a good one.
The lemon one was all lemon and hardly any blue raspberry.
I tried. What was the yellow and the red?
Strawberry
one?
watermelon.
Strawberry watermelon.
What's the?
Oh my god, I love this tablecloth. I've just seen so much good stuff on here.
Oh, the big
Big
Kahuna
Kahuna burger.
Amazing.
Oh, in my band, like if you know
Right.
everywhere, Pulp Fiction is.
Well, that was really
I
good.
love it too.
You guys flip it.
Miser Lou is one of our intros. Yeah,
No, but that was good.
one of our.
I'll try that one.
Strawberry watermelon.
Strawberry watermelon. Give it a whirl.
Good.
How you say there was no raspberry at all? There's all lemon.
No, I just
Big
taste
Kahuna
lemon.
burger.
Yeah, same.
I hate sour stuff.
I wouldn't buy these Starburst.
Yummy.
That tastes like iced tea.
But are you just drinking water?
I'm gonna get a refill on
I'm
this
chilling,
one.
man. Yeah, I'm drinking water.
I think we're all drinking water, honestly.
I even offered him a beer.
Except-
Yeah. Oh, I got a bunch of shit going on.
Get one out. We're gonna do one more sampling. Everyone's cool with trying a beer. Is everyone?
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
my god. Yeah. Like,
Got one.
yeah. Give me
Oh
one.
man.
Are you gonna card me?
So-
I don't know. He might be underage.
I got. Oh my god, I got carded the other. We were playing a wedding
Get out of
at a
here.
golf course, and the lady says, "I'm gonna need to see your ID."
What like?
You got carded at a what?
Did you hug her?
I went, "Thank you," and she's like, "What?" And I showed her my driver's license. I said, "Don't fall over when you see this number." Yeah. Oh, when you get to be a certain age and you get carded for any reason, it's like a victory.
So
Just wait.
I looked like a baby my entire life, and if I don't have facial hair, I look like I'm 13.
Like that meme.
I finally turned 21. Went into the liquor store, walked up, bought the biggest bottle of Jack Daniels like the store had. I walked up to the counter, I put it down. They're like, "That'll be this much," and I went, "What?" And they're like,
I
"Oh,
didn't
this
card you.
did not." I was pissed.
Oh.
I was pissed. So we're gonna do another taste test here.
Holy
So-
shit.
This beer,
These are strong.
yeah, this beer
Some
is
Did not wet my mouth.
is once. He's very proud of that. This
I
beer,
am.
this beer is once you this is gone forever.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the
one I-
banana split milkshake beer.
Oh, I'm gonna hate this.
It literally tastes like a banana split.
Dude, I gotta try. I've been geeking over the banana split iced coffees at Dunkin'.
Yes.
Like I'm like
So
I'm,
this beer is
I'm
made
trying
by
These Sour
Wolf
Patch
Brewing
Kids are
Company,
crazy.
Pillaroo.
Remember how I said I don't like
Snitz,
drinks that taste like food?
They're strong.
Yeah,
There we go. All right.
Get ready.
Tattered Flag, Abomination, and Rotunda.
The flavor is
So-
real good.
What did you have?
The Sour Patch Kids, they're fucking sour.
Yeah, they're really sour.
That one was good flavor. The peach one, holy shit.
Be a
So
man.
who-
Be a man.
Yeah, that's very hot stuff.
This is actually a collaboration between all these breweries. Like 6 or 7 breweries got
Take-
together and made this beer.
Are they
together.
from around here,
That's
Ben?
cool.
Wow.
Take
Oh
away-
man.
Where's
Take
it
a
from?
whiff, take a sip.
So they're all Pennsylvania breweries.
Which ones?
Strawberry lemon.
Everyone who came into this.
Hang on.
Who are they?
Where's the winner at? Who was the winner?
The winner of Brewfest is they actually made a blueberry beer that we're picking up
Pineapple
Friday.
red
That's
berry.
Tattered
Ooh, what's
Flag.
red
Yeah, that's right.
Abomination, Rotunda, Snitz, Pillaroo, who's gonna
And
and Wolf.
Wolf was really good.
Wolf made a key lime pie beer that was amazing.
Oh, I missed that
and we're
one.
actually getting a couple cans of the blueberries. So
Are
we
any
will
of
have
any of those local, or are they all from?
they're all very somewhat local.
Tattered Flag's down by Hershey.
Yeah.
Middletown.
Like Hershey, Philly area, and then but Pillar is actually is in a Pine Grove, but they're going to be moving to Pottsville soon.
Oh, nice. All right, so I'm only going to try a little. I'm not a big beer person. I always tell people that just
And
there's
I don't drink at all.
there's a reason why they don't make beer flavored lollipops. It's just
It's true.
not a good flavor. So I
Unless
do
you
it.
try, the Wolf had a good tart beer, and
Oh,
they
I
were
know.
like,
Sorry.
oh, do you
I'm-
like? And I was like, yeah,
I'm
it's
not
my
going to try this.
I
I'm
don't-
telling you right now. I
Not even a
pass.
sip.
Come on,
Ben, this is for you. If you want I am not.
I'll take
Go
a
ahead, try
sip,
it.
but
A sip.
it does
Oh,
not
God.
smell
I'm going
like,
to do it with a water
it
chaser.
does
That
not
tells you
smell
how-
like banana
that's
or
how-
milk.
ready? All right. If I spit,
There
I'll
you go.
spit me that way.
Okay,
Just
okay.
watch out. Here we go. Banana split beer. Oh God, here we go.
This is
I
exclusive.
do not wanna
Okay,
do this.
everyone tune in now.
All right. All right, ready?
This is where you want it.
That's awful.
You can,
What's the timestamp on this?
Here I go. I know. All right, here I go.
Ugh. That is awful.
Not beer.
Was that the prank? I'm the newbie here.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it is empty though. You can prove that I did drink
That
it.
was
did
like
drink it,
reverse
guys.
wiring with vodka, but with beer, and that was funny.
It tastes like bad beer.
Really?
I think it tastes like
for,
spoiled.
for a split second, my tongue's like, "What are you doing?"
I don't taste banana.
Like,
I don't
what do you-
taste milk.
I tell you what, it does have. No, I don't think it's so much of the beer as maybe just we just ate a bunch of sour candies and stuff.
Yeah, and a bunch of energy drinks.
And it is super cold, so we didn't really let it sit like we normally do. But I still think it has a. When I had it a lot warmer, it had a lot more flavor profile. So I think if that sits a little bit,
You know what it tastes like when you take them things off the banana, them like
The
hard pieces?
tendrils.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it kind of
to
tastes
me,
like.
to me,
A
I
little
get
bit.
it tastes to me like it's a banana covered in like nut. I get like a very walnut peanut flavor.
Really,
Yeah.
banana covered in turpentine.
Yeah,
I just get an upfront banana flavor.
Yeah.
I like
Oh.
bananas.
you don't like bananas?
I like bananas.
Oh yeah, I think it's a really good beer.
Yeah,
I like bananas.
Why,
The
why,
first-
why banana split? Like if it's banana split, that means there's
I think that-
bananas. There's what else
ice
is in the
cream,
flavor?
Yeah.
chocolate.
They probably put other
peanuts,
profiles
That's
on
fine.
it.
cream.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be like peanuts and chocolate.
I
right?
get the peanut flavor.
Cherry on top.
Strawberry, vanilla.
No, I don't smell
chocolate.
anything. I don't know. If you,
It's. I mean,
Smells
good,
like
good for
beer.
The
them.
thing is, yeah, if it was
for them.
warmer, because when you take a first sip, you definitely feel like, or you definitely taste like a bunch of flavors. But like you said, I think it's like really
Yeah,
cold.
these
to
flavor
can,
beers you
yeah.
have to let sit for a
so
minute.
so it is canned and brewed by Tattered Flag in Middletown. Right?
Yep.
Hershey.
Yeah,
But all the other people.
and I'm really excited to get that blueberry beer.
Yeah, I've had a blueberry like wheat beer one time. And it was,
Well, the
like,
blueberry
pretty
beer is the one that won Brewfest. They're canning
Oh,
it.
was it?
Yeah, Dave from
Did you can this all right?
Dave is actually picking me up two 4-packs of it. So we're gonna do that.
Like, give me some of that yogurt. Drink.
Wow.
So anyway,
Yeah. So
no, I'm more power to them. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
so we can go ahead and you guys can wash the taste out of your mouth, and if you want to
Yeah,
do more
go ahead.
energy
I
drinks,
guess no
go
one's
for it.
drinking the rest of this.
Yeah. So we're gonna get on our topic tonight. So our topic is our favorite comedy albums. We'll each we have time. We're only at the
We'll go
50
one-
the 52
one-
mark.
Go one and go round.
Yeah, we'll go one around and then one around.
How long do you normally?
We
An
try to do
hour
it about
and
like
a
an
half.
hour 45.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So we have time.
Round
Um,
more in reverse.
Yeah, we'll go around.
Well, now
and
you
then
know you
reverse.
already know mine.
Yeah,
All right,
and then you can kind of they don't, and then
All right.
and you can kind of explain maybe why.
Okay.
Okay.
So they're not in any particular order, but I'm gonna do this one first because this is the controversial one. That when I said the name, you were like you gave like a face like
Oh,
"Not
don't say
this one."
Carlos
Okay.
Mencia.
No.
Oh, I might have to attack you.
He may fall into that category though.
Oh, I think I might.
I know what you're
Are
gonna
you gonna
say.
say Dane Cook?
I am gonna say Dane Cook.
What
I-
happened to
all
that guy? What happened to that
Personally,
guy?
I think he got very popular, and I think in the world of comics,
Yeah.
if you get too big, people shut you down.
Was it like Guitar Hero? Okay, we had too much. We
Yes.
don't want
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah. He
So-
beat like tipping point. You know what I mean?
So he got
Oh,
blamed
yeah.
for stealing jokes off Louis C.K.
Mhm.
and it's kind of been proved but not proved that it wasn't really a thing. And they actually sat down and talked about it over like a skit. But it didn't help Dane Cook that his own family robbed him blind.
Really? I
His
didn't know
brother,
Oh, wow.
I
yeah,
didn't know
his
that.
brother's
I didn't
in
know.
jail right now. for-
Wow.
Oh, from
Yeah.
just stealing.
His
funds,
brother
or-
was his agent and he just took it.
Ah, classic.
So
I remember
So
that.
yeah.
for me, the reason why it would make my list at the time, I thought they were. I could still go back and listen to them. I think they're very funny skits.
Yeah.
His first Comedy Central Presents, I like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
His
I was
first
gonna-
Comedy
The,
Central presents.
Suck My Back.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that what it
suck
was?
my back. Like, how did you come up with the middle finger? Like,
Yeah.
no. Oh! Like, you think they tried stuff first? Like, suck my back. But anyway, I thought it was good. Like, he had very high energy, and for him being completely straight edge, people thought he
I
was
didn't
on
know that.
drugs the whole
Wow.
time. No, I don't think he's ever had beer in his life.
What was the movie with the hot chick where they worked at like the Walmart?
Employee of the month?
Yeah.
Oh
Employee of the
yeah,
Month.
I
that's a
forget the
good
girl that
movie,
was in it.
yeah.
He had employee.
Jessica
Oh,
Simpson.
Jessica. No.
Yeah.
Jessica.
It was Jessica Simpson, and then he made a movie with
Whatever
Jessica
happened to
Alba.
her?
Jessica Alba, where it was
When
Good
you-
Luck
Good
Charm.
luck.
Good
Yeah,
luck,
when
Charlie.
you
That's what I
bang
think. I
him,
was
yeah, you
gonna,
meet your
you got a lot of
husband or
Jessicas.
Yeah.
in
So what
movies.
happened is in
What
the
happened to
comedy
Jessica
world,
Alba?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Happened in the
Life.
comedy world is once you
Yeah.
get so big, the other comics kind of turn on you. It's like because the comedy world's very venomous.
It actually
Yeah.
it can be, yeah.
And like another girl who got really, really popular, she finally got out of the comedy world. She stopped doing stand up and she started
Amy
writing
Schumer.
her own shows and stuff. No,
Minnie Kevin.
Whitney Cummings,
Oh yeah.
and her show was
I think she's hot.
her show was good, but the other
She's not around anymore.
because the other
Yeah.
comics bashed her to the point where she lost everything.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
remember, they kind of almost did that to Dave Chappelle too.
Yeah.
They,
That's so
they
weird.
like ran him out pretty.
Yeah.
Or not really ran
Comedy
him out. But
Central
he
ran
said,
out Chappelle.
yeah.
Comedy Central kind of wanted more.
Chappelle
out of
was
him,
at
and
the
he was
top
just
of the
like,
world, man.
oh,
It's-
no.
He didn't want to like pull more out of
Yeah,
himself.
it's
and-
weird. Like comedy is one of the only worlds where if you do really well, everybody else refuses to support you because you get too
Jealous,
popular.
yeah.
Like I remember when you were underground. Like it's like kind of like
Well,
it kind of
it's like
happens
music.
in
If you-
music, but,
yeah, in music,
but still, like if you hit
you
music,
sell out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
in music though, like if you get played in the radio, like oh cool, we still like. There's some fans that will lose, but some like. But it seems like if you get the only guy that it hasn't happened to yet, which is shocking to me, is Kevin Hart. As soon as he hit that huge climb, I'm like, they're
They
gonna-
almost, I mean, in
they're
a
gonna
way,
turn on him.
with that,
I
with
never
that
was
they brought that
heard
tweet
anything
back
by him,
to
though.
him when he was
Yeah.
about to start do the host the Oscars.
and he owned it. He's like, I said it. And if you can go back in your own personal life 15, 20 years ago and you're not the same person. So
Yeah,
if you're
you
gonna-
grow. What
and
the
he
heck?
and
Like,
he owned it
yeah.
and
Mhm, yeah.
he destroyed
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but the skinny black guy with the real straight hair.
Cat Williams.
Yeah, remember how big he was for like
Yep.
a hot minute, and then he just gone.
And then everyone put his business out there that he's a huge.
You know what? You know
Drug
what's
addict.
really big right now, which I really
Oh.
hope. I don't think I can see is Tiffany Haddish. She's been
Yep.
she's
I don't-
really
She's
big right
on.
now.
I saw her on Netflix on Letterman's.
I'm not familiar.
My next guest.
really?
Yeah, she's Letterman just put out the new Netflix. Like
yeah,
six
like
guests.
my next
Kanye
guest,
West
yeah.
is on
Oh
it.
my god, yeah.
Howard Stern.
Ellen DeGeneres.
He was the last season.
No, last season. Yeah. They, Ellen DeGeneres is on it. Melinda Gates.
I think they
But
did
anyway,
Howard
but
Stern
Tiffany,
too, or
she
something
was
like
she was a big like a foster kid or something.
Yeah, she like
She's
grew
got
up
a
in the
good
system and
backstory.
everything, and like
Yeah.
was broke and lived in her car for a long
Dane-
time. Like,
Dane-
But I'm gonna go to the two Dane Cook albums. I thought they were done very well. At the time when they came out, they were the top selling comedy albums of all time. He
He
owned
was
that
so
moniker.
big at like what 2000 ish.
Yeah.
MySpace.
Yep.
like 2005.
I think he
he
had the
was-
most friends on MySpace.
He was one of the first comics too to sell out the Garden.
That's one of my picks right there.
Yeah.
So.
I will respect your opinion.
Yeah.
Although no matter how wrong it is.
Yeah, but that'd be one of mine.
All
So,
right.
so
all
what
right.
do you next?
I honestly want to say when doing comedy, the first comedian I saw that I was like, I think I can do this. It was Daniel Tosh when he did like Orange County. I can't remember what it was
Okay.
called, but it was like on Comedy Central.
Okay, yeah,
Tosh
yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So that's like he's always like a big fan. My husband had like his the Happy Session or like the CD or something.
You know,
like
when he
that. I
first
can't
came out,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him.
That was really
He's
good.
been
I
on
like
Comedy
that.
Central,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And you know what?
I don't think Tosh Point was big anymore.
No, I don't think so. I liked it.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I was like that, and I don't know. I mean, I kind of almost was like comedy. Like when you said comedy album, I'm like, what? Like, it's weird. Like
Because you might be in that
like,
group where the comedy album thing was gone by that. Like,
yeah, you
yeah.
know. But I mean, it's actually I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay. Like some people, like some comedians around here call it like their own special or,
Yeah,
or
so
their own like.
Dane
set,
Cook
like,
to me would
yeah.
also be the end for me of comedy albums because the next stage of that would be just stand up and then
Like
listen-
a Netflix special.
and
Yeah.
so,
It does technically as an album,
Yeah.
like any set,
Yeah.
like that you do.
100%.
Fair enough. Cool.
yeah. But I mean, for me, that's the reason why I went with Dane Cook because that's like for me, like buying a physical comedic album.
Mhm.
That's why I put that.
That was there.
All
I was
right,
like,
yeah.
very wicked.
But all right, you can give us one. of
Well,
yours.
all right. Let me. First, I have to say where this all came from.
Selling
Yes.
out the garden. I know where you're going. I'm like,
Well, hold on. I know one of the first people set up the garden, and he's very filthy. Yes. Okay. All right. And that was going to be my tomorrow's. Yeah. We'll talk. So I on Facebook, I'm in Toolshed Jack, and we have a guitar player. One of my best friends in the world. His name is Steve.
Mhm.
And Steve is one of those guys that if you ask him about classic rock, he will talk your ear off. There is not enough bandwidth on your computer to hold all of the talk. You just blah 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 blah. So he doesn't respect me at all for anything musical, right? It's like so he's like, oh, don't you know? And Steve's one of those guys that will like know every drummer, guitar, bass player from all groups, and he'll name drop them like crazy. So on Facebook, Steve's one of 10 kids. He's from Shenandoah, and his sisters are like, I nominate you for the album challenge, and Steve's like, oh, my most influential album is from
he's like Baba Booey from Howard Stern.
exactly He's like, oh, from the Who or from the Beatles or Rush or something like that. And I'm thinking, gee, I wonder if because then it's like the ice bucket challenge where you got to nominate somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if Steve's ever going to nominate me. Like, it's not going to happen because he doesn't respect anything, and maybe he shouldn't because my musical tastes aren't near his. So I thought, I wonder if I could just start my own because again, I like to nudge Steve a little bit.
Yeah.
A little flick on the back. We always do that in Toolshed Jack. And so I was like, I'm going to start my own comedy album. And I know that Steve is not a comedy album guy, so I'll just start it. And that's why I just kind of put it out there on Facebook. Like,
And I ate
let's
it right
start.
up.
And you, Anthony, yes, you were all over it, which was great.
Yeah.
I had a couple other people like, I noticed that it lit a fire under somebody like, yeah, we can do that. And because when you listen to comedy, that just like music, it's very influential. You own it. Like some comedy albums will stick with you for years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a joke. You think of a joke, like you get stuck in a situation, you're like, I remember they made that joke,
Mhm.
and
And
totally.
my paradoxal, if that's a word, my paradoxal statement is I take my comedy very seriously. So I was like, all right. And I thought back in my day, and now again, I was born in the early 70s.
That's a
Okay.
hint, guys.
That's a hint. So
That's a
do the
hint.
math.
Hint.
All right. And so
I picked you at 51.
I'm not that. Yeah.
I said 48. No,
Look at the calculator. But so my top 8 list is out. My 9 and 10, I'll probably stop after 11 because there's 2 big omissions anyway. My first one on my list, as you saw on Facebook, was a comedy album that broke everything down. You guys were not probably alive or remember this.
Is it from 1982?
It is from 1983. It is from Eddie Murphy.
I was gonna say comedian.
Delirious.
Oh, Delirious.
Delirious.
Yeah.
That album, you all don't remember this. When that came out, that was now again Eddie Murphy, and this is why Dane Cook or Kevin Hart doesn't do it for me. In order for me to like a comedian, there has to be one of 2 things. Number one, they have to be different.
Mhm.
Like I've heard, like Dane Cook and Kevin Hart just remind me of too many other comedians.
That makes sense.
Like Dane. Last time I saw Dane Cook, he was somebody else. So
Yeah.
last time I saw Kevin Hart, he was somebody else. So
Mhm.
they're funny.
Yeah.
But the other now Eddie Murphy is basically a combination of Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby.
Yep.
Now but what made that album is just so funny.
The impressions that you did back then. was really good.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I wrote it in my Facebook post. It was day one. Delirious. If you like that album, right? Every kid of that age, we didn't have smartphones or anything, but you snuck your boombox. Shush, I know I'm old. You snuck your boombox out and you put that tape in. And you did not let mom and dad listen. You memorized that album. That album is
Is that the one with
flawless.
Aunt Bunny falling down the steps?
No,
Bunny's-
yes,
And Mr.
Is
T
it?
being gay?
It is.
Here's what it opens. It opens
I
up with
get
Mr.
comedian
T.
and Delirious
Yes.
mixed up.
Raw.
Raw. You're thinking
Yeah,
Raw,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Raw.
Mr. T. All the musicians. Then it goes into Ice
Michael
Cream.
Jackson, yeah.
It goes into the Ice Cream Man, and it goes into hitting your mother, hitting you with a shoe.
Yeah. You missed me, bitch.
Yep. All that stuff.
I got it all
And
right
in
here.
fact, that line right there made it into a 2 Live Crew song.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Homie so horny.
Well, on that album, it was the Nasty as They Want to Be album. So that album was so popular, like rappers were using it as their samples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Public Enemy used some Eddie Murphy. Like you listen to these rap songs from old school, and like, oh my God, that's from Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
So that's how big the album was. That's from the Cookouts. That's where Aunt Bunny falls down the steps.
I don't want to kiss
Really
her.
quickly-
She got a mustache.
Oh my God.
Look at that bitch.
Really
Look
quickly, I'm a
Look at
big
that
like
bitch.
awards
Look
fan.
like she
I just
a
looked it up.
Bigfoot.
83.
83. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy won the Grammy Comedy Award.
Oh, he had to.
That-
It was.
yeah.
And he
that-
was
oh,
filthy.
he
He
won it,
wasn't
though.
doctor, whatever.
Yeah.
What's that stupid movie with the
Last time she came in, that bitch fell down the
Yeah.
stairs and broke my stairs.
Oh my God. And he said, Goonie Google. And
I thought I learned some new Spanish shit.
I
I
am
said,
not-
hey, Sanchez, Google. Get
I
the
told
fuck
myself
out
I was
of
not
here.
going to curse on this
Go ahead.
podcast.
You
But
can curse.
no, I could, but I'm not going to.
Still
But
save
yeah, these albums. So number one by far was Delirious by Eddie Murphy. Raw is not in my top 10.
It's good though.
It's good.
Is that the one with the Star Trek and the
No,
pictures
Raw.
green?
Raw is where
Raw's-
he gets in a fight at the bar.
Gay Michael Jackson.
No, most of the middle half of Raw was where he's talking about relationships between men and women.
Okay, that one's it's good.
It's
not
okay,
bad.
but it falls. To me, it falls off like pretty fast. Like
Yeah.
the first half's pretty good, and then
Yeah.
not so much. So I've already eaten up way too much time. So number one for me is gonna be Delirious. Now, one thing, if we go around the round table again, comedy album does not necessarily mean stand up.
No.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
I got
okay.
one though.
Okay.
Yep.
Just saying. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go a
You
different
might like the
direction.
one that I pull out.
All right.
So what do you got?
Well, I was gonna say that one too. So that one's fantastic. I had that on record. Me and my friends would listen to my
Oh,
basement.
so-
So on record,
Yeah. So
Yes.
and there's so much good shit
Which
on
one's
that,
that?
especially the
Delirious.
Yeah, Eddie
Delirious.
Murphy.
Oh,
It's red and it's just a picture of him, but his impressions of Michael Jackson is so
Delirious.
good.
He wore a purple.
No, red.
Red.
Raw
Yeah,
was
You're thinking
red.
Raw.
Yeah.
No,
Raw was red. Raw was
well,
red.
the cover of Delirious is red in the background. I don't know.
And
what-
I believe he's wearing purple.
Okay.
And then on Raw, he was wearing red.
Okay.
I could be right. Yeah. I
the
could be
Mr.
right.
T being gay. I mean, for today, it's probably offensive or anything, but
Oh, everything's offensive.
It's so funny.
What do you want to do if
the,
Mr. T want to fuck you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you.
the 6-letter F word about homosexuals is just thrown away.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the words in there are not PC, and we could not do it today.
When
And
he
he,
does this-
he eventually apologized for all that too. He's
Yeah.
just like,
which he shouldn't. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, this is the time.
yeah.
The whole telling the kid you'd be a 7-year-old, no house walking the dog. What the fuck, Eddie?
Oh, the dad.
It's not nice. It's shit, Eddie.
And if you don't
It's
like
so-
it, get the
Yeah. It's so good. I paid a motherfucking bill.
every
I don't care.
and you go to school that week, and you really push the envelope as like what you say across the room.
Yeah.
Oh man, the teachers were not.
Hey, Norton.
None.
So I would say there's another comic who I think would be the next one that would broke that mold. And if it's not used, I'll probably say that one. That I
There's
think that
probably
would be the next version of that Eddie Murphy where it was used in everywhere. Like it was like a pop culture phenomenon.
Oh, well,
But yeah, but go ahead.
Well, then I'll say Dice's first time, which is just called Dice.
Dice.
Yeah.
1990.
Yeah.
Dice
Yeah.
That was
Dice
so
play.
good. I like all Dices, but Dice is the first one with the rhymes and everything.
Dickory dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, nursery rhymes.
And you know, you just
Yeah.
start off.
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
it's
you can't.
fucking this bitch the other day. It's like, oh, I mean, it's filthy.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him at Sands like 2
See,
years
I didn't
ago.
know
It was
Dice
so good.
until I heard him because I was very fortunate to have a dad who just let me listen when I wanted. But on the way to
Oh,
school,
you're the one. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So my dad, like, because at the time I was illegally using my grandmother's address and going to North Schuylkill.
Oh,
So my
okay.
dad would drive me from Monty City to North Schuylkill every
Mhm.
morning, and on the way to school, he would play Howard Stern.
Oh,
And I
okay.
just remember hearing like Dice on there
Yeah.
and all these people. So yeah, that was my.
And Dice was the first comedian to sell at the Garden.
Yeah.
So
Dice was also the first one that really
huge.
like. Well, he got huge. He sold out the Garden.
Yeah.
Right. That was one of his.
Look, Mom, I'm playing the gun. That
Yeah.
was
Top
44.
of the world, Ma.
Oh, Dice Rules is that album.
yeah.
Yep.
So what do you got, Ben?
Well, I got my show and tell album.
Oh.
Dr.
look at
Dirty
this.
and Pixie Land.
Oh my
You should
goodness.
see that shit.
Oh my
From
goodness.
John Valby.
Oh, I love it. I didn't even think of this.
Wild
Oh, John Falby. I saw him
Oh.
twice. I saw him 3 times.
I've never
Oh,
seen.
Ben.
You probably
Never heard
saw
of him.
me at the Altamont Fire Company then too.
I saw
He
his.
just popped.
Oh, you know what this is? You know what this is, Annie?
I'm not familiar with him. at all.
Okay, Doctor. May I?
Yeah.
May I?
Dr. Dirty.
Dr.
Go right for
Dirty
it.
is a guy who is not on top of the world famous, never would be, because he's a traveling act. He drives
He's,
around in a van.
he's underground pretty
Yes,
much.
he has a bow tie and a white tux with a top hat. Beautiful piano player, like
Oh my god,
amazing
yeah. Oh
on
my
the piano.
100%.
But like almost like a dueling pianos kind of thing. Dr. Dirty is the Weird Al of just taking
Dr. Dirty underground.
yes
parody
oh and
comedy.
he signs it and did you know that he signs everybody's different?
I kind of know that
Oh,
because
oh
I got
my
a T-shirt
God.
signed by him. And like,
This is
yeah, I asked him like, "Hey Ben, fuck you," or
Yeah.
This
I'm
is-
like, I have a shirt. Like,
oh
I'm like, yeah.
man.
Turn
This is
around
fun.
now. Read some of those songs.
Yeah.
Here, read them out loud. Read them out loud.
I don't want to steal your thunder here, but oh my goodness, some of them like Barnacle Bill the Sailor is my favorite of all time.
He
Okay.
said
It's
that
not
Jim
on there.
Footlong Balby.
Okay.
Oh my god.
There's they do Zippity Doodah, but in his own version. Pickle to Ride, which is a Ticket to Ride parody of the Beatles song.
Mhm.
Pickle to
That's amazing. Oh my
Pubic
god.
hair sounds like a good one.
Gal, I warn you, here I
Yeah, oh,
loaded like a Tommy gun.
Oh,
He's
man,
kind of
that's
like
a great
he's kind of like
choice.
Steel Panther.
it.
But
you
in
have to s-
piano.
You have to, and-
But in piano.
yeah, and you're allowed to say "f you" to the, like anytime, and,
Oh,
and
man.
it's just it's intimate. Yeah, I got totally stealing your thunder. I'll just shut up and let you. This is your,
Yeah,
this
it's
is your
exactly what he's saying.
Oh.
But seeing him up at the
John
Altamont twice. Now, there's a good reason why Sharpie does not drink at the Altamont Fire Company anymore. He had about 12 rum and cokes and a whole shitload of beer. He danced like a dancing bear all over. And you should, all you hear Val be, "Come on, fat boy, woo!"
Yeah.
All you hear- and it's like the next show he was back
Nice.
serving beer. I was like, I
That's
can't
great.
drink anymore.
I saw Val
man.
be-
I'm like,
I saw
Well, there
Val.
you go.
I saw Val be in Monterey City
Citizens.
at the Citizens Fire Company. I also saw him in State College when I was a kid, a student at Penn State.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. And he was. I mean,
Damn.
this was like, again, I'm
I was gonna say, how
mid
are you?
mid '90s, so he was a little bit younger then.
yeah.
But it was great. I mean, people were like just writing requests on napkins.
He's
and
like 73 and he looks good for
Yeah.
73.
Yeah.
He looks good for 73.
he was on. Now you talked about Stern.
Yeah.
One of my favorite radio shows was a duo that Stern hated, which was Opie and Anthony.
Yes.
And
I never
and,
really listened.
Okay,
and I was a big Opie and Anthony.
And they
fan.
actually were on the Stern show.
Yeah,
They were huge
well,
Stern
and-
fans.
They were like
Anthony
one-
was, but
yeah.
then they got really because Stern tried to get them off the air.
Yeah, they
and things
were.
like-
Weren't they on the afternoon?
Yeah, they were. It was if
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
right. If they Stern was on in the morning, Opie and Anthony was in the afternoon, and then Opie and Anthony went and competed against them in the morning.
Yeah,
and they got
yeah.
fired. Anyway, this is getting away from the album,
Yeah.
but John Valby was a guest, and they took him in New York City to some like Steinway place, which sold like the snooty place where they had big grand pianos. And the thing is, they sent him in there, and at first, and I told you he was a great piano player.
Oh
so
my
he's in
God,
there at
yeah.
first.
Playing
he's-
Moonlight
And then
Sonata.
they were like,
Nuts.
oh, this is nice.
He's playing beautiful concertos on this, but you knew that he was going to turn and start doing his act.
heel turn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, And at the-
100% heel turn.
And at the moment they had him on the radio, like, and then he started doing his act. He got kicked out of there in like 3 minutes. But it was
like
beautiful
some
because they
fancy old
started
lady,
off.
like, oh.
Yeah, and the people that were there were kind of like
pubic hair.
watching him the whole time, like,
Hmm.
and the really cool thing is Bill Withers song "Ain't No Sunshine." He does a cover of that.
he does a cover of everything.
Fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
And he does song
Excellent.
parodies, obviously, right? Too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the parodies
he's-
and yeah.
The improv and like the dirty words. It's kind of like his arsenal. He sticks to one thing, but damn, can he come up with it, man?
Is
He can come
genius.
up with it.
Improv
Yeah.
off the spot, and
I gotta
even
see him next
girls,
time he comes to the area.
girls throw their
Not
names
familiar.
like I knew a
That's
girl.
why
Her
I tell
name
you
was.
guys to come with me. That's
Remember,
always cool. It's a $10, $15 ticket.
He'll say, "Hey, Lottie, Lottie, Laws. Hey, I know a girl. Her name is Sarah." And you're supposed to go, "Hey, Lottie, Lottie, Lo." And he'll rhyme with your name and
Oh,
not.
my God, that's
Hey,
awesome.
Lottie, Lottie, Lo. Yeah, he'll find a way to rhyme your name.
Aw.
Not very clean either.
Yeah. So my next one will be I'm going to go to how Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy had that big pop and
Uh-huh.
really broke out and did a lot of good things. I think the next biggest thing that I remember when this comedy album
like
came
Marvel
out and it
Bomb.
was an HBO special, it broke. If the internet was big at the time, it would have broken the internet.
Hmm.
Chris Rock.
My number
Yeah.
4.
I never liked him.
What that album that comedy thing because he was the first one that literally went out and literally just said like called white people crackers and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and
That
like
was
just
my number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like the sound of his voice,
Yeah, but that album
and I want to punch him. In the
was
face.
amazing.
Was
It was
this- Are you talking about the recent one he just did?
no, the
Or-
old one.
Oh,
I think it was
okay.
called Never Scared.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
But that was the one where he's like, he goes, why are people taking credit for stuff they're supposed to do? Like, I take
Yes.
care of my kids. You're supposed
Oh,
to.
yeah.
that skit right there. Not to jump in too much, but
They used it in The Office because that's what actually for one of the first episodes of The Office is what Michael Scott.
Oh yeah,
got
Yes.
he does his voice.
because he
Yeah.
was dropping the N word.
Yeah.
that bit is the best
Uh-huh.
5 minutes of stand-up comedy because of the content.
Yeah,
I could not believe it. That's the N-word skit.
yeah.
I could not believe he was doing that. And it was just so brilliantly crafted. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That skit right there. The name of the album was, let me look it up.
I thought it was Never Scared, but I could be
No,
wrong.
no, it was my number 4. So
He had so many specials.
But
at that time.
that's
Oh, yeah.
that special when it
Wow.
came out, it was just so
it was good.
it was controversial, but it was done so well that
Roll with the new.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
yeah, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
it was just it literally it broke everybody. Like it set a new bar for comedy from everything that came
Mhm.
past that.
Yeah.
Because like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy did stuff, but they didn't really drop like N-bombs, and they didn't really.
Oh no, Richard Pryor. That's all he was N-bombs.
But he did. But I mean, like Pryor did it, and then it tuned back down.
Yeah.
And then Chris Rock put it to 12.
Brought it back.
Yeah, like and everything after that, even with like music wise, like it changed a lot.
But that bit that he did, now that was in Washington, D.C., that he did that stand-up. When he was doing that 5 minutes, I didn't know which way the audience was going to go.
Yeah.
Because it was a
Ooh, yeah.
predominantly
He
African-American
just did
audience.
that.
Yeah.
And he's saying, you know, there's 2 types of, and there's black people and there's blank.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you're going there.
Heel
Yeah.
turn.
And he did.
Yeah.
And the crowd was like, they were like, yeah. Like, and I didn't, you really at that moment. That's what good comedy does. You push the envelope and you say, all right, are you with me or against me? That was risk.
You watch-
Yeah, you
And
know
he
what?
won.
I
He
do
won in a
say
big
that,
way.
like,
he
when
won't
you-
do that bit anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
When you do
Oh, wow.
stand up, you really are like, some people are like, oh, like I remember Matt was doing like a bunch of Jesus jokes or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the one guy in the back was all like, all right, take it easy with Jesus. or something like
Jeez,
that.
man. I know him.
And everyone, and some people were like, oh, you shouldn't have, like some guy came up to us and like, you shouldn't have done that. And I was like, you need to know where the line is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
And-
mean?
and
Like,
sometimes
it's,
you gotta-
sometimes you cross it. And I was
sometimes
like,
you gotta
know what I
kick
mean?
the
Like,
line.
yeah, right. Like sometimes you're like, where is he? Like, you just
Yeah.
And it's always funny when you hear Chris Rock too, because it was like every other like 3 months or so, because you always heard like Chris Rock on HBO. It was like
Yeah.
one of those things when if you were really watching TV, it was just like, yo, like
And he
he
talked-
has another
yeah.
special and another one
Yeah,
and
he was
another,
rolling
and it
out.
was like
Yeah.
HBO is fucking printing money out for him.
And then that was one of the first things that HBO was like, holy shit, we can make money on stand-up
oh my
comedy.
did a great
god,
job.
Yeah.
Everybody would go to
printed
HBO.
money,
Yeah.
printed.
HBO
Yeah.
was like, well, we're now like the mecca of stand-up
Oh, yeah.
comedy. Like,
And now Netflix is going there.
yeah. Well, it was Comedy Central when they used to actually care about comedy.
Mhm.
And I remember every Friday I would be like, oh, you want to go to the football game?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm staying home. It's stand-up comedy night.
Yeah, they played all night.
Love
Yeah,
Yeah, and
With
it
different
that.
specials.
from like 6 o'clock to like 2 in the morning. It
Yeah.
was just all these
the
different
new special called
up
8
and
or
coming
9.
people. Yeah, and it would be all up and coming people. That
Do you
people were
remember the
like,
one? What was it called? Coffee Blend or?
comic roast.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had a couple different. That was really good.
And it was all literally just different stand-up comedy shows. Like for me too, like this wouldn't be one of my picks, but I literally I was in love with Def Comedy Jam.
Mhm.
Like you would watch that, it was like some of the best comics in the
Chris
world
Rock
came
was
out of
on
that.
there.
And they started there just like Comedy Central. Like I remember watching these comics
Yep.
before they were popular, and then watching them like 10 years later, and they're taking over the world.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And-
right.
and,
And
like-
like, yeah, I love back when
Chappelle
comedy
started there.
Yeah.
until they were like just finding anyone on the street years later, like, hey, you want a special?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris Tucker was awesome stand-up
Yes,
comedy. A lot of
yes.
people don't really know he was a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Eddie Griffin's a good stand-up guy.
Mhm,
Like, but,
mhm,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, really cool stuff. But what would your next comedy album or skit be?
Well, how do people? I don't know why, but I know my girls support me. I love Amy Schumer.
She's good.
Oh, why does
Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't like her, but like I don't know. It's
She's good.
yeah.
A lot of people. I
And
think
what's
they
your
hate her
last-
because like Roman Reigns. They hate him because it's cool to hate her.
That and-
without even knowing anything and never
Yeah.
seeing her. They're just
I-
like, oh, people hate her, so I hate her too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
I've seen one stand up. Like, that wasn't bad.
Oh my god!
Are you trading? That's a good
know.
movie.
Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff, like She's falls under the line too, where people have said, okay, well, listen, here's a skit from this person and then a skit from this
Yeah.
person.
See,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't
Yeah.
make someone. Or someone did try to point that out because, like, I was in a group chat with a bunch of like comedians, and like the one girl was like, "Oh man, did you see Amy Schumer's Netflix special? Like her new one, like when she's pregnant and everything." And which I could not stop laughing at that one.
It was good.
Honestly,
It
I
was
was
good.
that
Yeah.
was so funny. And but then like so they showed a skit and they were like, "Oh, here's someone joking about I forget his name, Nelson. What's his name? I can't remember, but he did a joke about like Asians, and then she did a joke about Asians, and I'm like, okay, like technically, I'm like, it's not a joke word for word
Yeah.
at all. I'm like, okay, one comedian made a joke about like how Asians have slanted eyes, and she kind of made a joke in that way, but it was anywhere close, and I'm like, so what? You can't make So Lisa
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minnelli makes a joke about fucking black guys, but
I
now
love-
like no one
I-
can make a joke about
I
every black
love
guy. Like
Lisa
what the
Oh,
heck?
yeah, that's
like,
on my
you know what
list,
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, you unless it's word for word or like
what was Lisa Minnelli's
Like
thing?
a
She was on roast.
No, she was
Oh,
just
she
like,
always used
I'm
to-
such a fucking lady. I
yeah, right, yeah.
I love
She
it.
kind of like went with horror comedy.
Yeah, and then she got really thin. like,
Yeah, she got
lost
that
a
gas
lot.
right pass.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Who is that?" Like, "Oh my god, it's Lisa."
I think she looks better fat, to be honest.
But but you know what I mean? Like I get where I mean, I don't know. I still haven't seen the example, but she was the first comedian I've ever seen. I saw her
Yeah.
at Westchester for like $20
Oh,
a ticket.
wow.
Dude, I was so stoked. I was so happy. Me and my
Yeah.
and she was one of those like me and my sister started really like watching, you know, Comedy Central Presents. And I remember she made this joke how she was like, "Oh, I'm Jewish and I lived on Staten Island and the kids would throw pennies at us." And I'd be like, "Hey, this is awesome." And she started picking them up and like I remember until then, me and my sister's always and she was like, "Yo, I got tickets," and she would go see her. And
It's really hard
So,
for
sure.
female comics to stand out
It-
because I think they
Yeah.
how
it is.
venomous the comedy scene
Yeah.
is. It's even worse for the females.
She and Lisa are both edgy, so I'll give them
yeah,
credit for
like
that.
and raunchy. Yeah,
you know
like
who's another
she
female comic that doesn't get a lot of respect? Wanda Sykes.
You like her?
She is insane.
She has a special.
She
edit.
is, yeah. She
I
just
didn't
came out a
see
new
it.
one and
Yeah.
everything.
Her. I remember another thing that too. It's an awesome stand up where it kind of crosses over. Remember Crank Angus?
Yeah, she had a good puppet on there. I forget her name.
God, the skit where someone took a shit in the backseat of her car.
Yeah, it took
I
like
didn't see
shit,
that
but
one.
she takes it to get the tires changed or
Yeah,
something.
and
Yeah.
someone
Took
took a
the
dump
shit
in my
now.
92 Accord, and the guy
I
on
have
the
to look
phone
at that one. I
is
don't remember her
the guy on the phone
comment.
can't handle
You
it.
don't remember
He's
Crank?
I mean, no, I remember,
Oh,
but
I
like
like the first
I
season of
vaguely,
DVD.
like,
It's
you know
so
what I mean?
good.
Special
Jim
ed-
Brewer was
special
really
ed
doing
level.
that.
I'm that.
Special-
Yeah.
I like that.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay! We're going to Hawaii! Yay!
Jim Florentine.
Oh,
has-
God,
Jim
thank
Florentine,
you.
He has
He's
he
the
has
guy that talks
CDs
like this,
that is
right?
literally all
That's
he
Jim
does is
Florentine.
mess with bill collectors and stuff like that.
Oh, he's got the gumption to do that. Good for him.
He opened for Dice when I seen it.
Where he called in and he's like, "Sir, your cell phone bill's past due." So, all right, cool. So he's driving down the road. It's like, all right, if I might lose you. I'm driving this back road. It's really dark out. And I hear, "Doo-doo-doo-doo." He's like, "Oh my god, I just hit something." And the guy's like, "What'd you hit?" He goes, "I don't know." And he gets out of the car and you're, "Oh!" And he goes, "Oh fuck, man." He goes, "Is that a person?" No, it's a deer.
Man.
And he's just like, and the guy, and he's like, "So how can I take care of this phone bill?" And the guy's like, "Dude, I think you should call 911." He goes, "Dude, it's a deer. I'll be fine." So how much do I owe? And I hear, "My leg." And he's like, the guy's like, sir, that's a person." He goes, "No, it's a deer, man. It's a deer."
That's the moment where I hang
Like-
up the phone and I'm like
like-
I don't get paid enough for that.
Like the bill, like you, because how bill collectors are just like so cutthroat
Right.
to get their payment. This guy's like,
Yeah.
"I'm not comfortable being on the phone." with you."
that's almost like Jerky Boys. Kind
Yeah.
Of. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
another.
Yeah,
Someone
that's
doesn't say that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But go ahead. Your next one. Weird Al.
Oh, I was gonna say that too, but then I saw him have the t-shirt. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna
Is
say
there an
that.
album specifically?
Well,
I got one that I love.
now on my list, I put the Breakout album, which I don't think is his best album.
No, I think his first one is okay.
No, well, his first one is not the one that I put on my list. His first one is actually just called Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
Where it only has the accordion.
Yeah, my
Weird Al Yankovic in 3D. Again,
Mhm.
you're all too young to remember this, but
That was
it-
the movie too. he did, right?
UHF.
No.
That's VHS.
UHF.
Yeah, UHF.
UHF. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I'll tell it. Which for you youngins, I'll tell you what UHF
UHF.
actually means. Cult classic. Weird Al Yankovic is the if remember how you said you met
Adam West.
Adam West. The guy, if I ever met this guy, I would just fall over. I would just fall over. He is.
He performed at the Bloomsburg Fair one year.
You know, I've seen him 4 times in concert.
Wow.
Al is my god,
Mm.
because he is the perfect marriage of comedy and music. And you want to talk about a great musician?
Yeah.
His band is incredible. I mean, I would put their band like they're by the fact that, and again, I'm in a cover band.
Oh my God, when they do the polka.
They do.
Oh my
their
God, that's
musicians
the best. I
are
love
phenomenal.
that.
Angry White
So-
Boy Polka.
Yeah.
And you could probably fire trivia like I'm not in sync with Al. I'll go home tonight. I'll just listen to an album.
I
Um,
absolutely love.
Al is a genius. He's a valedictorian at the age of 16, graduated college early, and ended up being a music career. The man has been around for 40 years, and he's now more popular than ever.
Mhm.
He has a top 10 song in 4 different decades.
If he made an album tomorrow, it would sell.
And my number, by the way,
Yeah.
this won't be the last time you see Al on my list because he did something no other comedian did in 40 years, in 2015, he debuted as the #1 album on Billboard with his album Mandatory Fun. That hadn't been done in 40 years since I think it was Bob Newhart or Adam or Alan Shepard or something like that. So by the fact that he had a debut #1 up, Weird Al, when it came out, his big song was Eat It. Now back then, Michael Jackson was everything. So Michael Jackson gives him permission to do this song.
He like openly
Give credit to Michael Jackson. He didn't have to
openly.
Because remember how mad
He's like,
Coolio got?
parody me.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, he's like, and what Al does, respectfully, the guy, and he's from what I understand, one of the nicest Hollywood people you ever want to meet is Weird Al Yankovic. So he says, and he doesn't parody unless he gets, unlike Dr. Dirty, who just steals everything and nobody. He has the right to do it, but he gets signatures to get permission. So he goes to Michael Jackson and says, "Can I do this?" And Michael like, "Yeah, go ahead," and turns out it ends up being like number 25 on the chart. So Al is
It won the
comedy
album
Grammy of that year. That
Eat
year.
It.
And
Fat,
his
I'm
follow
fat.
his follow up on
That's
that
right.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that was his. Okay, so to answer your question, I think my favorite album is probably either Running with Scissors, which came.
Yes.
I didn't care for that one too much.
I love that.
I love
Right,
that.
because I hated the music of the time.
Well, it starts off with a Star Wars song
Yeah.
too. Or Dare to Be Stupid, which is the next one. That one has Yoda. I guess my favorite albums have Star Wars songs in them. But
so the fun fact is, I've never watched until like maybe a couple years ago. Like maybe I'm not a couple now. Maybe it's longer because I've been in this house for 7 years. But I think my first year in this house is the first time I sat down and watched all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
And someone said like, "Oh, you probably have to watch them a couple times because it's kind of like Game of Thrones, where they talk about places, people, locations like you're supposed to know already." What helped me get through the Star Wars movies was the Weird Al Yankovic,
Long time ago.
the Anakin Skywalker song.
That movie
Sound
sucked
of
anyway,
Innocence.
though.
Because
so
he-
it's the
because
first
the-
episode.
Yeah, because the way he
Well, do you know how that came about?
no,
Fun because I know.
but
Fun fact.
like the way he put it together.
Well, did you know
he told a story that you didn't have to watch those 3 movies.
he didn't watch the movie before he wrote the song?
really?
What happened
No.
was he went online because obviously think about all the Marvel movies. There's a big secrecy behind these movies. You don't say anything. So he went online and got all the internet rumors and wrote the song around Don McLean's American Pie. And then he's paid extra money to go see an early premiere with George Lucas, like how they do that in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So let's say it came out on a Friday, he went to see a Monday screening just to make sure it was accurate. And then 2 weeks later, they were able to release the album.
Yeah.
And
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
yeah, this is, so he basically carved the song. And he said, I had to change maybe 1 or 2 things, but it was pretty straight on with internet rumors about that song.
How
Give it
about
to the
that?
fans.
It was phenomenal.
I absolutely love Albuquerque.
Is that
That's
song
on
like-
the running the still. That's
it
on
like
the
13
running-
minutes long?
It's an 11 minute and 19 seconds, but who's counting?
The biggest,
Hey,
the biggest
you got
ball
me
of
those
twine
ones.
in Albuquerque?
Oh my God, my dad would
Yes.
always play that. I love that
If
one.
if I meet Al, I'm gonna ask him one question. Now you have to know the song. I will say, Al, whose autograph is on the snorkel?
Yes.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. Sarah's laughing.
Yes.
If you listen to that song, I was like, Al, you are my God. I have one question for you. Whose autograph is on the snorkel?
That
Now, that
snorkel
means-
was like a snorkel to me.
That means nothing to the 3 of you.
Yeah.
But that's like, I'm glad you get that. I'm glad
Yes.
somebody gets that.
Mine will be like it's not even a parody.
Hardware
It's just
store.
a hardware store.
Now that was from the.
Oh,
I didn't like that one either.
Poodle hat. Oh, but that is such a technically beautiful song.
Wait, which one's that one?
You're all-
I'm going good.
you're all
So
picking
that
songs
I don't
is-
like.
Yeah.
It's called Hardware. It's basically walking into Lowe's or Home Depot.
That was
Oh,
one I would
okay.
skip. Was that on the one, the Nirvana album?
No.
No,
You're,
that was
okay,
on-
no, that's Smells Like.
Nirvana.
That's
It
the.
smells like.
Smells like
no,
Teen
that's
Spirit,
called
right,
Off the
right,
Deep
right,
End.
right.
Yeah, off
Oh,
the
no,
deep
yeah,
end.
So
yeah.
that's from 1991.
I really
the other
liked
one's in
Off the Deep End.
2003.
The other good movie song he did, which was to this day one of the best movie songs of all time, was Gump.
Oh, from Lump.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, super good. Like
I like
went
80s Weird
to
Al
the
more.
White House, so there'll be Jay's butt.
Yeah.
He's Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird Al's amazing.
Oh, that was the best.
Phenomenal.
Please check out Albuquerque, guys. It's
Albuquerque's
a very.
a great song.
I would always skip
They have
past
like a
that
cartoon
too.
thing with it on YouTube. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
can listen
they-
to it with the. And
Our-
then, you know,
our-
How
but
about
it's
it?
better. I think.
Do you remember his cartoon with his little mouse and stuff? His
Oh,
show?
that's the Weird Al show
Yeah.
from 1997 on CBS.
Yeah.
Not that anybody. There were 6 episodes. It was produced by Dick Clark, by the way.
I think he's like sponsored.
I'm on the autism spectrum when it comes to Al. I just am.
And then
I
the
remember that show too.
Yeah.
And you know
It
what?
was
You know what's
good.
another thing about Weird Al? His like the raps that he does. Okay, like
He's a good rapper.
Yeah.
Amish Paradise.
Amish Paradise.
Like he
White-
he
White
gets
and Nerdy.
White and Nerdy and
Coolio was
Handy.
so mad about that. It's a
What?
serious
It's
song.
from his like new. His
Oh,
latest
Handy
album.
on the
Handy.
man,
White-
on
White and
the,
Nerdy.
Fancy.
the first trick on the mandatory.
Did he do an Eminem one too?
That was called Lose
Couch
Yourself.
Potato.
That was Couch Potato from. I'm like boring everybody. I'm sorry.
No,
They're-
no,
it's
no,
weird
no.
Al. We love this.
when he gets the parody, and I get ready for this story, you're allowed to do the song, but because of video rights, you also have to get separate rights to
spoof
do
the
the
video.
video. And Eminem says, "Oh, because he's trying to be, rapper
like,
guy.
yeah,
I'll let
yeah.
you do the song, but I'm not gonna let you do a video of the song." See, like normally it's like, yeah, I'll just do it, whatever. It's like assume Michael Jackson. All right, go do the eat it.
And he could do it and
Yeah, so
not get in
Eminem was
trouble,
just being
but
a-
he gives
He's
that
being a
respect.
curse word about it.
Yeah, but the Coolio
I
one,
hate Eminem.
he actually
Amish
thought
Paradise.
he thought he had permission.
Yeah, but Coolio was so mad. It's a serious song.
Yeah, Coolio
And where's
supposedly,
Coolio now?
Yeah,
yeah,
what- yeah.
Coolio supposedly gave him permission, and Al was like, "Cool," and then said, "No, I took it back. I didn't give him permission."
Which one's that?
Amish Paradise.
I'm like, that's what I love,
1996 is Bad Hair Day album, first track.
That-
what I
that's real
love,
good.
what I
Shout
love
out to Adam,
about
it's good
Sorry,
when he
man.
does the raps is like he literally just picks a subject, like Fancy. He took the song Fancy.
Oh yeah.
And he literally was just like a guy, and like everyone knows a guy who's like I saw that,
Yeah.
like a guy that's handy.
Well, the beautiful part about Al too is that he'll take parts of the real song and he'll incorporate styles and things from that song into his rap. So like when you're listening, you're like, that was an original song.
Yeah. And like White and Nerdy, like he literally just took like, oh, I'm gonna take a nerd.
Well,
and just
In the original song,
And he
it's
sings about X-Men.
in the original song, it's like there's something where Cam Millionaire like pop pop, and in the White Nerdy, he talks about
like,
bubble wrap,
yeah,
pop pop.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
white stuff in the
yeah.
middle of the
Yeah,
Oreo.
That's from the Fat album, track number 5.
Oh, what's New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's the Jurassic Park song as well.
I hate that song.
Yeah,
That's
they're
from the,
really-
that's from the
I hate
Alapalooza
that song.
Alapalooza 1993.
I cannot
first
stand
track.
that song.
I'm sorry.
I actually haven't really
I could do this all
but
day
like I
long.
love his like the polkas, like
The polkas I always think are good. They always take the top 40 songs.
Angry White Boy Polka
Yeah.
is my favorite. Where he just took all of the
Poodle hat.
all of the. I thought that was Running with
What
Scissors.
year?
No.
No.
2000
year?
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah, he took all of the
It
like.
was the year his daughter was
Is
born.
that the one with the White Stripes song in it?
No,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
thinking of Alapalooza, which would have been the song about Charles Nelson Riley called CNR.
Yeah.
Charles Nelson Riley was on old game shows, and
And they say,
that's Charles Nelson Riley. He used to be on the Match Game.
But he took all of the Angry White Boy music and just put it all in one.
Yeah,
like
that's
System of
a
a
good
Down,
one.
Rage Against the Machine, like all that. Like
My favorite is the one that spoofs the one that not fat the Michael Jackson Bad
Bad.
Attitude with that with album. What's that one called?
That's bad. That's even worse.
Yeah, even that's my
even
favorite.
worse,
That's
yeah.
my favorite.
one
Fat,
of these
Fat's a great song.
Oh yeah, it is.
one of these
Absolutely.
years
The
for
Food
Halloween
album
I'm
is
gonna
really good.
go
Yeah.
as Weird Al.
What's that?
One of these Halloween
With mustache? 80s
oh,
Weird
and
Al?
like
Did
the
you know-
the
did
big
you know-
hair.
Did you know
I'm
if
gonna
you,
get, like,
if you take a
little-
selfie of it and send it to Al, he does a collage on his Facebook.
That's
and
I think it's
Instagram.
when I first saw the idea and I was
Yep,
like,
and then
oh my
everybody that
god.
dressed up as old Al will get
I'm
on his
totally
Facebook.
gonna do
That's
it. Yeah,
awesome.
I'm doing
That
I'm
was
doing it.
amazing.
I'm gonna do it for like
I've
Halloween
been
one year. Maybe I might do it for this
I'm
year.
sorry.
No, that's fine. No, I'm
It'd be
cool
a
with it.
great like comedy
So
one.
what would your next
No
one
one
be?
said this guy's name yet. Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect.
Oh,
That's like from like 1980.
That one
He's
that
a,
year
he's
too.
a,
Yeah.
he's a king of one-liners.
Oh yeah, that was so
Oh.
good.
Someone take my wife,
Oh,
please.
oh
No,
my
seriously,
God.
take my wife.
She's a
Yeah,
two-bagger.
he is
You know
like
that?
the beginner, like,
No
one-liner.
respect at all.
There was
Oh,
so
yeah.
much good stuff on that.
What was the one he said where he goes, my wife, she was having a bad day. She tried to open the door and the handle fell off. She tried to do this and that. And she's like, oh, can I touch it? And like, I ain't touching
No, that's,
nothing.
yeah, that's the briefcase, yeah. I told the cab driver to take me where I get some action. He took me to my place. So.
He's amazing.
Roddy started his career late.
Yeah, he did. He was always angry about that.
He was like a real estate salesman or something
Yeah.
like that, and then he just decided to get into comedy.
He did a skit on like a late night TV show the one time about like ugly girls, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get upset because I'm talking about ugly girls?" He goes, "You ain't gonna touch them either." And so like he did a whole like if he tried to do that today on TV,
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he couldn't get away with
they
that
would
stuff.
cut him off. But the king of one-liners, man,
Oh,
like
it's
he's a
so
god.
funny. Yeah,
he's a god.
his wife was a whore.
Yeah.
He great comedy club where a lot of Dangerfield
Yeah.
in New York. I mean, he paved the way for a lot of these guys
Yeah.
to come up, like Dice.
Yeah.
Was one of them.
Yeah.
Who Dice did 2 of his albums in Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dangerfield's a god.
I wish I could have seen him, but I was too young.
Yeah.
I seen him in the movies though.
What do you got? Oh, Ladybugs, right?
He was in Back to School
Back to
with
School.
with Marvel.
Sam Kinison.
No,
No,
Marvel.
no, which was he in?
He was in
That was
with
a back school. He was the
Robert Downey Jr. was
Oh,
in
yeah,
that.
that's
Oh,
right. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he was.
So what
That's how I knew him from.
And, Easy Money.
Easy Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the one from the '90s where he breaks the dick off the statue and puts it in his pocket and is walking around? That's so good. Clump.
I don't know.
I-
that
I-
one.
Oh, he's looking it up. Okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine you googling that.
Oh, it's so good.
What do you got?
Amy Dangerfield.
It's so
What do
good.
you got, Ben?
Breaks touch your penis.
Ben's first one was tremendous. Oh, I'm still.
Well, Ben, you got to follow that up. What do you got
You were
next?
geeking. You were
The
geeking
doctor.
pretty hard.
That was a beautiful pick.
That was a pretty good geek.
Sam Kinison.
All right.
All
I
right.
respect that.
Yeah, sound good.
Have you seen me?
It's called
We're all
Meet Wally
people that were
Sparks.
sleeping.
If you've never seen
Oh,
Meet Wally
yeah,
Sparks,
yeah.
that's
He
fantastic.
does a skit on Have You Seen Me called Robo Pope,
Yeah.
and I did not know this until I kind of read into him. He used to be a preacher back
Yes.
in the day.
Yeah, he
Wasn't
was,
he
Yeah,
also
pretty
like a
funny.
he was the
counselor or
father of a
something?
preacher. Like he comes from a like
Wow.
third. He should have been like a third or fourth generation preacher,
Yeah.
and was a preacher, quit and joined comedy.
Yeah.
But wow, like
Seems about
if,
right.
if you want to talk about risque,
Yeah. For the
wow,
time.
he really hammered.
He was also in back to
really-
school with Roger Dangerfield.
Yeah,
He was the
teacher,
professor.
Yeah.
He really hammered.
Well, come on,
gay
Come
people.
on,
Oh
dude.
my
Yeah. And-
god.
So if we're gonna,
I mean, I don't mean to be like, I'm like, wow. Like,
Yeah. He was.
I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You guys don't.
Okay.
And again, a guy that died way too young.
Yeah, he was
That's
like
yeah,
30,
Carl.
32 or something like that.
Funny thing, he actually predicted his own death. He goes, I'm going to be getting into a car accident.
Oh,
Lo and
no.
behold,
I don't know if I
he
knew that.
got nailed. Yeah,
Wow.
he
Whoa.
predicted it and it happened.
I think he was
Well,
supposed to be
that
on
was
Howard
very-
like the next day or something.
Yeah, something along those lines.
so here's my pick.
why don't we go a reverse horn?
So you want to go again, Ben?
I want to go again.
Let Ben go again.
I have
and then
like
we'll
two or
study
three
it.
in the chamber.
Well, we'll get back to you.
Oh, come on, let me go. You're
This is-
cooking it up. You're
This is
cooking it up.
a good one. I like this one a lot.
Oh, come on.
And he was on his list.
My list.
It was on your list.
Okay.
I think it was actually your one or more recent ones.
Okay.
Adam Sandler. They're
Okay.
all gonna
Yeah.
laugh
All right,
at.
wasn't going with
Yeah,
that.
that's
That
a good
was
one.
Someone didn't mention them yet.
That's a
so
classic.
for me.
That was the one I put in today.
Yeah.
My number 8.
The
That
buffoons
is-
on that one, right?
that-
Fucking shit.
My neighbor's dog got a 4-inch.
Have you ever listened
That'll
to
be $1.25
Yeah.
back.
Have you ever done have you ever listened to he did this thing it was called like The Goat.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
something like that.
the
Have you
goat's on the
listened to-
second album.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh my
The goat is the
gosh.
buffoon.
What was
tied to a truck like the fucking
CD?
3-foot rope.
Um,
He's like, there was like a goat, like
Yeah,
oh, this
Stan
old man
and
gets
Judy's
this
kid.
goat, and he likes like
Yeah,
a voice like
yeah.
a talking goat.
Well,
And
one of
so
his
good.
one of his skits
The goat's
became
so
a
good.
cartoon movie. He did a skit
Yeah.
on
I think the goat's voice became a cartoon.
no. He made one called a character named Whitey. And
Okay.
Whitey was the referee of the Catholic school basketball team, and it became a movie called Eight Crazy Nights.
yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay,
gonna say,
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the same title. Like, why not?
you got nice boobs.
That was like, those are-
That sounds
Oh, I
like
nailed
Billy
that.
Madison too.
Yeah, but that album that you're talking about, that the
I'm gonna be up all
Conan was on
I
it.
know, right?
There's a lot of
I got a
celebrities on
snake,
that.
man. All that stuff.
Rob Schneider
The Thanksgiving song
Good
is on, a
shit.
turkey
Yep.
for you and a
Um,
turkey for me.
at a medium pace.
Yeah, that's a
we're
great
not gonna talk
song.
about that. That was on there. How to kill a shop teacher, how to kill a science teacher.
The severe beating of a high school
That's
janitor.
right.
Oh my
right,
God.
right.
Gotta clean
All
all
day
day
long,
long.
but,
blah, blah, blah.
Even in my band, like Joel,
Joel's longest pee.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
which
oh,
speaks,
man.
speaking of
Are
that,
you
by the way, I
all
may
right,
need to take a 2-minute break soon.
Yeah.
Um,
Upstairs to
man?
the
Are you
right.
all right in there?
But we, it's like we're on stage, and we'll even I'll sit out to Joel, our guitar player. How you doing, Bishop? Hey, Bishop, how are you?
My sermon
Shut
the
up,
other
you
day.
stupid unoriginal. And we just like people just like
Oh my gosh.
Is that the one with the working out or having sex, or is that the second CD?
I believe that's the same
Okay.
one.
Which
then
one's
then
the-
the buffoon made his appearance.
Yeah, the buffoons on that.
That was a
one.
whole like college theme. Then there was well,
And his
Toll
third
Booth
one
Willie.
is all songs, just about.
that one had songs as well.
Yeah, the third one's
Lunch
just all
Lady
songs.
Land is
Oh,
on.
I was
Yeah.
gonna just say that.
Food innuendo guy.
Okay.
Was like, baby, you got honeydew melons,
Yeah.
baby.
Steve
can't you
Polychronopoulos,
see
that's
my,
from the-
my broccoli's swelling. Like it was all like sex
Mhm.
terms, but amazing album. But Stan and Judy's Kid is the one that the goat was on.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, the guy.
oh my
And
god.
he's like,
He fucking superimposed me, and the old man's walking away, and I hear him say, "What the fuck, superimposed?"
the best is, oh, you gonna throw the footy ball around?
Yeah.
I can do it. Fuck it. He goes, you fucking whiz that thing.
just hear like, yeah, you just hear like, what
Hey,
about
go on.
respect?
Fuck me in
Have
the
you guys-
gold ass.
Have you guys looked at the respect
Shit.
one? Where,
Oh, yeah,
like, it's like all the old guys.
Respect.
everything.
R-E. Shut the fuck up.
he's,
Larry.
he's like, oh, my grandson just came. He had his first
And
year
they're
of
like,
preschool, and like,
respect.
yeah, and
It's
it's all
so
a bunch of old
stupid.
guys.
Mom,
Yeah, no, it is. And
I
they're like,
love Adam Sandler CDs. They're so good.
I think it's sad
They're
because
so
I remember
good,
like they did Lunch Lady Land on Saturday Night Live. And you remember who the Lunch Lady was?
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley.
I
Now-
love that.
Now
Yeah.
his new
Did you guys-
song with Chris Farley.
yeah, did you see his recent?
On
I was
the
gonna
Saturday
say-
Night Live, yeah.
No, he did it on Saturday Night Live, but he actually did it on his stand-up
Oh, did
comedy
he?
Yeah,
special.
on Netflix.
Oh, the Netflix
I heard
Oh,
that's
that's
good.
a good one. That
It's-
is really good.
If you watch it and you don't have to fight back tears at least twice, you're
Really?
like, yeah, it's like, ugh. The
I'm
Chris
young
Farley song.
here.
I couldn't tell the difference between Adam Sandler or Cheech Marin in this whole conversation when you mentioned Adam Sandler.
Because of
Because
that.
you kind of like you were sounding similar to
Yeah.
him and all.
I
Because of the buffoon. Yeah.
That's why
So-
I'm like, wow.
So how you were younger and you had to sneak through tape,
Mhm.
I had to sneak my boombox and listen to Adam Sandler because if my parents heard me,
There's some filthy stuff on there.
Yeah, there
you
was-
stick the shampoo bottle up my ass, yeah.
The one thing I
My
laughed
mom
at,
overheard it once. She goes, "What the fuck are you?"
the one funniest thing on his Netflix special, he was like talking about like, oh, isn't there like when you take a poo and you wipe, and then you're like, oh, you feel like you gotta keep wiping. He's like, eventually you just stop wiping. You just give up, and you're like, whatever's there is there. And, and I was
haven't
like, that is,
watched it.
oh my gosh, like.
Yeah,
And then his movies like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, the first
Billy
couple were
Madison.
so, and The
Oh,
Water
my
Boy.
goodness.
and then he made a couple kid ones that flopped. But
Yeah.
he didn't make them for his fans.
He
He,
was
made them
a
for
make-
kids.
yeah.
I was in college when Billy Madison came out. Now I date myself, but oh my goodness, every day there's a Billy Madison close.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that movie is so. Even to this day, I'll be.
You
If I'm waiting for
are
somebody, I'm like, today, Junior. Everything was a. There's so much that I bring that into
Oh,
my
yeah.
real life. Oh,
What are you looking at, Swan?
yeah.
Our-
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really?
Oh, I
Fool?
see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The penguin. but our generation would be Happy Gilmore. Like our like
Yeah, I remember Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
That was his second movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Wait, Billy Madison's the
Good
one where he's
tap.
like his dad's
he's
original.
Adam
right?
Sandler.
He needs to go back to school
Okay.
and get his high school
Yeah, 'cause
diploma.
he's
to
like-
go to
I
college.
I know this is like I mean like I remember watching that was young and everything. I recently just watched that and I was like, oh my god, like Adam Sandler's character is like terrible. Like I've already worked for a very rich guy whose like son was just like, a jack off and everything. And like he
Nudie
literally would give him
magazine
every
day.
chance. And I was like, I was going through that at the time when I was watching. I was like, I hate this movie now. I was like, why do I hate this movie? I mean,
You're
you
too
can
close
think
to
about it.
home.
I know it
Yeah.
did. I'm like,
So do you have,
the rich kid's boss.
what would be your next comedy thing?
Okay, so this comes from a funny story. So my friend Matthew Cannon, he was dating this chick for like at the time he bought the tickets like 2 to 3 months. He bought second row Jerry Seinfeld tickets.
Oh, that's pricey.
$350 a piece. Guess what?
Ooh.
By the time the show came around,
They
they weren't together.
So you got to see Jerry
So
Seinfeld.
he was look. So he had these 2 tickets, and like the girlfriend's mom was like, "Oh, her birthday's coming up," because he was gonna give it to her for her birthday. Let's go. It was in Hershey. He was like, and her mom was like, "I'll buy them for you and everything." But he was so like the breakup was that bad. He was just like, I'm being petty, and I'm being Tom Petty, yo. And he was just like, nope. Like he's like, I've never seen Seinfeld in my life, but he's like, I'm taking someone. Literally, it was done to me and my husband. I gotta take someone. My husband had to work the next day, and I was like, I'm going.
There you go.
Never seen a thing of Seinfeld. And like we had like
He's a genius.
in the
He's a
front,
stand-up.
like
He's a
there
stand-up
was like
genius.
3 front row, like in the 3 first front rows, it was like additional chairs. Probably in that whole area, me and Matt were probably the youngest people.
Oh,
Like
wow.
for
Seinfeld.
real. Like I said, I'd never seen a thing of Seinfeld at that time.
Mhm.
So
Seinfeld
funny,
is.
so funny.
Yeah,
oh
he's
my
he's
gosh.
the king of. He's the first one that really. But like, what's the deal with airline food?
Yeah, exactly.
That's his
He
bit, like,
literally can pick any,
And everyone
like, anything
does
that
the
annoys him.
impression, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, what's the deal? What's up with that?
Why do they call it taking a dump instead of leaving
Right.
a dump? You're not taking
Yeah.
it
You're not
He
taking
just-
it anywhere.
He just
You
had
saw that in the show Seinfeld too. He was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. he just had his like Jerry before Seinfeld
Mhm.
special,
Okay,
and
yeah.
that's really funny. I mean, like, because my parents talk about like growing up in the '60s
Yeah.
and everything, and
Yeah, Jerry.
it's so funny how he talks about like
Well, there
my
were a lot
parents
of-
didn't care about our seatbelts. You just hung out in the back seat. And
Yeah, there were a
we
couple of
jumped around.
comedians back then that were kind of like that. There's Paul Reiser was back there. Richard Lewis was like him. I'm talking about people you never heard of before.
Oh,
but-
I think I heard Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis.
Yeah,
You saw Richard Lewis on Curb Your Enthusiasm a little bit, if you remember that show on HBO. Paul Reiser had a show called Mad About You, which came out again like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mad About You was a very
All right.
popular
So there were guys like him, but Jerry's the one that kind of, because when Seinfeld came out,
Yeah,
it
And
was
so many
everything.
people turned Seinfeld down, and later on, like, man,
Yeah,
that
and
shit
he
never
was
got-
getting 4 million
the
episodes.
first 2 seasons, nobody watched it, and these days it would have got canceled, but let's just hold in on it. But then Seinfeld took off because the character was just unbelievable. That.
So we gotta do a little speed round here.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So what would your
I'm
next
pretty
one
much
be?
done anyway.
Well, I have to stick to my list.
Oh, this is just.
Well, just
crazy.
read your list off then.
Yeah.
Just go.
You probably won't know my number 3. I don't know if you know who Stephen Wright is.
It does sound very familiar.
Did
Stephen
he have long hair? Was
Yes, he's
bald?
getting obscure
Yeah,
with me.
and then
but
he-
I
and
don't
then
know
he
that one,
grew
but
up-
yes.
Stephen Wright has this deadpan delivery. He's
Yeah.
a true stand-up comic. He's
He
from Boston,
talks
but
like this,
and,
right?
and his jokes are non sequitur. They're not. It's not like one dives into another. But he's like, I went to a restaurant the other day where a sign on the door says breakfast at any time. So I ordered French toast during the Renaissance,
It's got like what's his
And
name?
Mitch
The guy-
Hedberg.
Yes.
which is going to be also on my list tomorrow. Mitch Hedberg, another guy that died way too young. But Stephen Wright just has, and again, remember I told you what makes a good comedian is that they can be incredibly funny or they're different.
Yeah.
And you can sit
Mhm.
down and after a while you just like, I need more of this. You just hear every joke.
That's Mitch.
That's Mitch. Mitch. There's a lot of things on internet right now. Like who's better, Mitch Hedberg. He's an author. Mitch Hedberg or Stephen Wright. So Stephen Wright, I saw him twice in concert. Once at Bloomsburg.
Wow.
Yeah. So
A lot of people thought Mitch Hedberg wore those glasses to
Cover up being
be
extremely high.
just to be a cover up being high, or just because he thought he was looking cool.
No, okay.
But he wore them because he would close his eyes on stage. Because He
Really?
was
It's
that terrified of being on stage. He would literally stand. If you watch his Comedy Central special, there's a few times where he literally it's just his eyes are completely closed.
Wow. So I just thought he was stoned.
He's completely terrified.
Wow. How about that?
He had,
that's
he had
kinda crazy.
crippling stage fright,
Wow.
and
At least he did.
a lot of his crowd doesn't get into the jokes until like 3/4 of the show, and then he's actually described as like the Andy Kaufman of his generation because people didn't understand Andy Kaufman.
I hate Andy Kaufman.
But he's either
Risky.
he either gets you either get it or you
Yeah.
don't, and
Mhm.
that was Mitch Hedberg for a lot of
yeah,
people.
Mitch,
They're like,
Mitch did a nice job.
yeah, they didn't understand what he was doing.
Heroin overdose, I think.
Yep, heroin.
Mm.
Yep. So Andy,
Hot Pockets. Jim Gaffigan.
I
Beyond
saw
the
him
Hedge.
last- I saw him last year.
Yeah. It was really good.
yeah,
You know,
My
he's
wife
the
loves
only comedian to ever he introduced the Pope.
He opened for the Pope in
Really?
Philly.
Yeah.
Because
How
he's
about
the
that?
only clean.
Yeah.
He's also Catholic, so
Yeah.
I didn't know there was gonna be
He got his
Hey.
in.
his the lady voice he does and the
Yeah.
high voice. He's funny.
Yeah.
Right?
why
Yeah.
is Andy
Isn't that
talking
neat?
about me?
Yeah. I hope he doesn't come.
I think that's like I don't know. I think it's awesome.
I like you, man. I like you.
any other rapid fire ones?
Jerky Boy's the first. All the
Oh,
CDs.
Jerky
The first
Boy's
one. So with
phenomenal.
Saul Rosenberg, Frank Rizzo.
I
So-
want to
so
make a
good.
masturbation box.
Yeah, I want a box and I might punch you in the box. Remember that? It's like, I want to masturbate in the box. But there's so many good ones. I
Yeah.
want all my shoes and all my glasses. An Egyptian magician. Like there's so much good stuff in that first
any
one.
other albums or comics?
We kind of said them all. Well, at least like no, he did first one,
Lisa.
Take It Like a Man. That first I watched that like after a party one time. It was like 2:30 a.m. and I was
I
wide
have
awake.
one-
I'm like,
that
this is
one in the
fantastic. Banging black guys and
Yeah.
everything, making fun of gay people. But
Mhm.
that's good. Not PG, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. Go ahead, rapid fire.
Okay.
Oh,
George Carlin.
100%.
Yeah.
Why none of you mentioned him?
I wasn't saying it because I knew you were going.
I was
to.
never really into him.
Thank you for
Yeah.
not
his
running
early-
the thunder.
Not his
Yes.
early stuff though. I'm bored. His later stuff when he got
Yes.
really angry. Oh, he's
You're
just off
gonna
the chart.
hate me for this. I
No.
got to see George Carlin and Jim Thorpe
When?
a month before he died.
At the Flagstaff.
Where?
real?
Like in Penn's Peak? or-
Penn's Peak.
Wow.
A month before he
My
died.
God. Was he just
Whoa.
curmudgeon, angry, cantankerous?
Yes, he's like
That
he was
wasn't his
like
best.
well aged,
Yep.
72-year-old guy showing
Oh,
the
jealous.
like flimsy masturbation.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm so
wrist.
jealous. Carlin could.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah. Month before he died, same as Rowdy Piper. When I got to meet him at a comic shop, he died a month later than
Wow.
again.
So
Okay,
stay away
Ben?
from all my
Okay,
favorites.
Ben,
so-
we just met
alright.
today, Ben. I hope I make it to July.
Okay, so all right, rapid fire. George Carlin, Gabriel Iglesias, Patton Oswalt.
And Oswald,
Woo!
yes.
Yeah.
Wait.
Gabriel does the real high pitched voice, right?
He's the fluffy guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty
He's actually
good.
losing a lot of weight because he's doing DDP yoga.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? He's a big wrestling fan, actually.
Yep.
I'm a fan of Ron White.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ron White. I like
yeah.
Ron White.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
they say the blue collar comedy tour,
Yes,
and
I
like
was
they
actually gonna mention
forget
that
about
too.
him, and I'm so salty
Because he's the
good.
least blue collar comedy tour
Yeah.
in that group.
He was
Yeah.
the,
Still though,
he
I
was
like
the only
him.
person that I liked on that.
He's the
Yeah.
only one with he's
Yeah,
really
he's
good.
like-
Do
he's
I
like
hate,
the-
do I hate
I
Larry
like
the
the-
Cable
Oh,
Guy?
I
me
like
too.
Bill Engvall. He was okay.
Engvall's good.
Bill
Yeah,
Engvall,
He's not terrible.
I hate
small
Jeff
doses,
Foxworthy.
he's all right. Bill Engvall, small
My
doses,
parents
he's
love.
all right.
My dad loves Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
like for sure.
Yeah, Ron White's the most talented
Yeah,
guy
he's
out
good.
of that group.
Then
we totally broke your.
Yeah, that guy.
Should we come back?
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I would go. I have a few weird ones here. I have Stephen Wright. He was another singing comedian.
No.
There's two. No, wait.
Stephen Wright was the one
Are
who.
you-
No, which one?
You're not. I think you're thinking
No,
of
not Stephen. What was his name? Oh my God, he did like
the
the.
Richard Cheese kind of thing.
No. He did
Oh, I-
thinking of him,
special
yeah.
special ed like he did acoustic guitar. I thought his name
Oh,
was,
I know what you're talking
But
about.
not
I don't-
special ed
I
crackhead.
thought it was Stephen Wright.
No,
Jim Brewer. Like a
He used to be on Stern and Opie and Anthony as well. I think.
Is he newer? Because there's that
No,
one
no,
guy
no,
who sings
no.
that's newer.
Well, there's one comedian on Howard Stern, F. Jackie.
Jackie Martling.
Yeah,
Jackie the Joke Man.
I think that was one of his albums, F. Jackie. Yeah,
I never cared for Jackie too much. I did like
Yeah.
Artie Lang. He was really good.
Artie's
yeah, I liked
messed
Ari
up,
Lang.
though.
Oh my God,
He's
yeah.
he's a day away from death.
Yeah, he
He's-
is. It's a shame.
He's messed up. People,
Beer League was real good. Norm Macdonald, by the way.
Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
yes.
Phenomenal. Norm Macdonald's phenomenal.
What's that
Yeah,
with Dirty
great.
Work? Dirty Work. That movie's fantastic.
You know what I really liked? I really liked his one show. No, Norm Macdonald did a show.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that was
the
all
Norm, the
right.
Norm show.
yeah.
That was
Norm,
back in
and
the
then he
90s.
did like something on Comedy Central then too.
Yeah.
Stephen
And then-
Lynch.
Stephen
Oh,
Lynch.
Stephen
Yes.
Stephen Lynch. His comedy stuff was hilarious. So I'd go Stephen Lynch. My favorite comic on the planet right now is Bill Burr.
Okay.
Yes.
Love
Yeah,
Bill
I give
Burr.
He's
I
been
give
around
that-
for a while.
Yeah, he's so good. I really like Burt Kreischer.
Okay.
That Secret Time that he
Don't
just
know.
Oh,
did.
I like him too. Yeah.
Every time I watch, I'm in tears.
Okay.
If I want to like the Kings of Comedy, I mean, Bernie Mac.
Died again, way too young.
Yeah, super talented. Not so much for his stand-up comedy, but just some of his work on if just as a comic in general.
Patrice O'Neill, he died.
Patrice
early.
O'Neill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Patrice
he
was a wrestling fan.
He was a big fan with Jim
Unbelievable.
Norton too,
Yeah.
which is
Jim Norton's very
Oh,
good,
yeah.
funny. And then Jeffrey Ross. I mean,
Jeff
Jeffrey
Ross.
Ross is so good.
He's got
His
some-
new show
on Netflix. The history
roast.
history roast. I saw the first one. I
So
saw
good.
the Abraham Lincoln one.
Oh, the other guy who used to be the roast master, and then Jeffrey Ross took over his spot.
Did he
No,
die?
there's a comedian.
Yeah, didn't
No,
one
Oh,
one
my
passed
God.
away, right?
Yeah.
The
He
one that
died.
used to do the roast all
Yeah.
the time.
Don Rickles?
No.
Like, you're
Oh,
going
I was
way
gonna
back.
mention
Italian
Don
name.
Rickles too.
Italian name.
Dean Martin.
No.
But he's good. I like
An
the-
Italian roaster? Nick DiPaolo.
No,
Greg Giraldo.
Greg Giraldo.
Greg
Yes,
Giraldo.
yes.
Yeah, he died. Yeah.
Greg Giraldo was unbelievable. Patrice O'Neill, I
He
caught
didn't do
him
anything
super.
for me, Greg Giraldo.
He was super
He-
fun.
I
Yeah,
get-
he was fun.
There's a couple guys that are like similar. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Patrice O'Neill was so
What about
talented.
you know Hannibal Buress? He's really funny.
Hannibal Buress
Yeah.
is very very.
Oh,
he got Cosby in trouble.
Yeah.
Brian Regan.
I saw
Yeah.
Regan last
okay,
year.
yeah.
Brian Regan
right?
is hysterical.
Instructions on a Pop Tart.
Yeah. And Brian Regan, and I can show my kids.
Yeah,
Brian
that
Regan.
guy.
Yeah, like
You can show
oh my
him
god, listen to
children.
it.
Yeah,
I
you can
love.
show him children.
You made me think of a name. I'll wait for my turn.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just.
We're at the point
I'm
now
just.
where you
I'm
can
literally
fire
just
stuff.
thinking him off. I'm honestly. I'm not.
I got a name. Well,
Eugene Meerman from Gene Bob's
Oh
Burgers.
yeah.
He's good.
What about Dimitri Martin?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
he does the drawing, right?
Yeah, he
and
does the
everything,
drawing and like
the
he does like
music
he's
and
kind of like
everything.
Mitch Hedberg, but like more visual.
He's like a
kinda,
real
sorta.
multitasker.
How do we-
He's like doing.
How do we feel about that he's like the really edgy guy now? He just does really like super inappropriate stuff. He has a special on Netflix right now. He has a beard now. He kind of looks like Tyler.
Oh, is it Tom...
Jeffries or
Tom Segura is really funny.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay,
Anthony
that's someone else,
Jeselnik?
okay.
Yes,
Yes.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ralphie May. Ralphie May.
no,
I think
Oh,
I think he just
yeah.
I think Jeselnik just tries to be edgy.
Yeah,
Like,
he tries to like
right.
get that. Oh,
Yeah.
I got one that if you know what I'm talking about, Dave Attell.
Yes.
Okay.
Dave
Okay.
Attell is one of the sharp. Like if you listen to Attell, you can't snooze. He'll give 4 jokes in 30 seconds. And
Insomniac
Insomniac,
is
yeah.
one of the best shows of all
Insomniac.
time.
yes, if you listen to Dave Attell doing stand up, I think he's the best stand up comic right now. And he's older, but he did a show on Netflix with
Jeffrey Ross, bumping mics,
Bumping Mics is
unbelievable.
Dave Attell is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I got another one. Jay Moore.
Yeah, he's blonde guy.
He used to be on. Yeah, he used to be on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
For a
No, I
little
know. I know.
stint, yeah.
He was really good on the Opie and Anthony show, like back in the day. And Jay Moore used to, and he got a good. You go on YouTube, him versus Dice.
Yeah.
There's some good. There's some.
How
good
about
ones.
Gilbert Godfrey. I was gonna
Gilbert?
say, yeah.
Gilbert has
on
one.
Howard. On
I,
Howard, he is so funny.
One of my friends actually opened for Gilbert Godfrey.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and- oh
When
my
he does
gosh,
his
I-
Seinfeld
yeah.
impression, his Dracula impression,
How
so
about
good.
Lonely Island? If we're
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, that's another one I was thinking
I
about.
was thinking about
Lonely
the other day. I was like,
Island,
man,
Yeah.
they need to put some out.
hilarious.
I was just
Michael
listening to the
Bolton?
Natalie Portman rap the other
Okay.
day.
How
Like,
about you ever hear the Shirani one?
No.
Shirani's like this guy and he raps, but he does a song with Rihanna, but he's super shy because it's Rihanna.
Uh-huh.
And then every time Rihanna, like, she's like,
she's like,
she's doing their whole
like,
thing
you
and
know,
she's singing the cool, because like their joke was that you can get any famous person and do a song with them and you can be famous because they're so
Right, right.
talented.
Yeah.
And then like she like is like, I'm not singing this anymore, and he leaves and he starts busting out a rap and then she comes back in, he's like, like he just like
You know
starts
who was real
whispering.
good? Chris Parnell. They did the song on what's the muffin. When they go, it's about going to see Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah,
Lazy Sunday.
yeah.
Yeah, Chris Parnell's
Not so much.
He's
known
also
for-
the voice of the dad on Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Jerry.
not
Yeah.
not so much of
Oh,
a
okay.
stand-up guy, but the Belushi,
Which
John,
one?
Jim or John?
Not Jim.
John
John,
Belushi. When he
yeah.
would do like his impression of Joe Crocker on Saturday Night
Oh
Live,
yeah.
it's just super.
I gotta
super.
send my
And he
girl-
gets the cream puff in Animal House. I'm
Yeah.
a zit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one on my list that you guys never heard of is Bob and Doug McKenzie.
You actually had one on your list that
I don't know them.
he's very controversial now,
on my
but
list?
but
Oh, the old one.
the Wibbits. He told me the Wibbits. I can't feel my whip. Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby was the
Oh.
first comedy album I ever heard.
Really? Wow.
And from,
It's hilarious.
it is. It holds up kind of well. We don't necessarily mention Bill Cosby much
Yeah.
anymore because if you think about it, while Bill is doing, and Bill was everything. You don't remember shows like he was America's dad.
I
He was
remember
on
him doing
Read-
the
he was
Kids Say
on
the Darndest
Picture
Thing.
Pages,
Yeah.
Fat Albert, The Cosby Show. He was on Early Electrica. I know I'm talking way too
Wow.
old,
No.
Yeah.
but he was America's dad. Oh, Bill Cosby! You'd sit and watch Fat Albert on a Saturday morning, and then you find out about Bill Cosby, like.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
But
But
his albums
his
were
comedy
great.
album, he was a very talented. Like with the joke where he didn't know his name for the first 13 years of his life because all of his dad called him was a son of a bitch. Or
Goddamn, I'm Jesus Christ. Yeah,
My favorite skit that he does, it's Bill Cosby as himself, and you have to watch the movie for it, is doing cocaine. It's like, it's supposed to enhance your mood. That's the description. And he goes, well, what if you're an asshole?
it enhances it. Yeah,
Bam! I'm like, sold. That was the joke that sold me.
a very
Bam.
talented stand-up. A lot of people don't know how talented he was as a stand-up because they mostly know him from his movies. Robin Williams.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Robin Williams. Now,
Yeah.
if you
he
listen
won a
back
few
in the
Grammy
day,
awards,
listen back in the
I
day, the people that tribute Robin Williams, like David Letterman,
Yeah.
will say that they would be at the Comedy Store in California, and there's a bunch of guys coming up. Robin Williams, and then all of a sudden Robin Williams comes in. Now he was in Juilliard and all this stuff, so he's a very talented, very good actor. He comes in and they're like, when he got done his first set, they wouldn't talk to him because like Jay Leno and Letterman, like this guy is, we're not going to get to know him because he's not going to be here long.
Yeah,
Like they're all trying to make it in Hollywood. They're all trying.
Yeah,
like
so-
once they saw Robin Williams, like we didn't even talk to him because
Yeah.
why even get to know this guy? He'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick him up. He was so
Oh my
talented.
gosh.
One of the-
Stand-up. Because he didn't have an act.
no.
He just went up there like and like
Just did his
just
thing.
did his act.
Yeah.
That's how talented Robin Williams
My
was.
first live comedy performance I've ever seen was Louis Black.
Oh, I like Louis
another
Black.
good
Oh,
one.
Oh,
he's
that's-
good, too.
That's another one.
And
I was
now
thinking
I-
too.
Starbucks across from Starbucks.
I am the most anti-political as like because I don't care about either side. Like I'm just not
Yeah.
politics. At
Oh,
all.
he's just
he's phenomenal. He's
Yeah.
like he's so
Lariat.
good.
The best thing
I like
they did-
him.
Remember that like Comedy Central show?
Yeah.
Had?
Oh, he has a bunch of
love
them.
that.
Crossfire.
I wish that was going on more.
The
That was
best thing
so
they did for
great.
Pixar is for that movie Inside Out, they made him the voice of angry.
Yeah.
Yes,
Anger. That was, I was like, once I heard that, I'm like,
Well-suited
That
for
was
that.
great.
When I seen him, we were in Atlantic City, and he goes, "So I'm in Atlantic City, and I see you guys are building another casino. Because when I think casinos, I think Atlantic City." And then he goes, "Really good idea. Because when you look around the strip, all you see is abandoned casinos. And what do you guys do? You build a fucking casino."
Yeah. He's different. He has that anger, like
Yeah.
Sam Kinison almost. Kind of
But
that.
it's not like it's not hurting your eardrums because he's
No,
screaming.
but
No,
Yeah.
he has like that frustrating, like
But-
black coffee,
Right,
like,
where Sam Kinison,
grit to him.
right, when Sam Kinison would like, you knew when he would build a joke from small,
Yeah.
and but so he built up that crescendo.
He's like
and
an
Lewis
M80.
Black did the same thing. Start down here, and then that's the great style of
And
Lewis
Yeah.
Black.
And
It
you
was
know-
like stab you with the knife,
Yep.
earn it.
Also
Yeah.
great on the Daily Show with
Yes.
Jon Stewart.
Oh, he was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Oh,
They had a lot of good
so
Speaking
Back
good.
in Black.
How about real quick? Speaking just comics in general, where people just they where someone has broken out of the comedy mold
Mhm.
and actually made a fucking huge deal in just recently, where not even one side, if you're completely right or completely left, you can just agree with what he's saying. Is Jon Stewart?
Yes.
He literally just put
Yesterday.
out one of the greatest speeches
Mhm.
that
Yeah, it's
it
amazing.
should be documented.
Yeah.
It should go down. Like, it should
Did
be
you see
taught.
it?
It should be taught in books. He
Did you hear about
literally.
this?
He,
No,
he-
I
he
know.
Have you
called
guys
out-
listened to?
he's-
Have you guys watched Trevor Noah? Or anything?
Yeah.
Jon Stewart is big with the
Pretty good with that.
911 responders.
Oh, did you see that? Oh my
That's
god.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
he
went
got
to
really
Congress, and
passionate.
the funding for their health care is about to run out in 2020. So he sits there and he's really big into it. He brings them all down into Congress. And wouldn't you know, at the panel that are supposed to hear this, there's no senators there.
Really?
The entire panel is almost empty. So there's like a 5 to 6 minute bit on wherever it is where he's not funny, but he
Yeah.
is so on it. He's very
it's
good.
one of the only times that I can think of
June
where
11th.
our country is just so divided down the middle.
Right.
And even if someone who's extremely one side and extremely the other, even if they feel in their heart that one side has one thing right, but it's not in the label, they just won't support it.
Yeah. No.
Where Jon Stewart went in there and said this, and both sides of the spectrum are like,
You can't disagree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can't? Apparently,
And-
people are.
it was
but,
it was
I mean,
literally passed unanimously
Today, right?
Today.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
just today. They had to-
Eventually, they had it in like committees, and we're going to do an appropriation bill with this. And it's like they're
Just do
screwing
it,
us.
like-
They're
Yeah.
screwing us.
Yeah.
It was
really.
unbelievable.
One of the very few comedians that can bring Bill O'Reilly on that's completely like political and everything else, and kind of make him like people are like, oh wow, bring him together.
Jon
together,
Stewart
which is
Jon
really
Stewart would
cool.
go on a TV show.
I think they
on
had a
an
special called Bullshit Mountain or something.
Yeah.
Like something with like Bullshit Mountain
Yeah.
or whatever. But that was
he would go on an
cool.
extremely left show and make them look like idiots, and then go on an extreme right show and make them look like complete
And,
idiots.
and he hit the Miz with the chair, was it?
Yeah.
Or no, Seth Rollins.
yeah,
Seth
Seth
Rollins.
Rollins. Like,
Seth
just-
Rollins.
he's just
John's-
an all-around good dude.
Well, Jon Stewart
Yeah.
went on in 2004. He went on Crossfire. Now, you guys may not remember that show. It's basically you yell like
Yeah.
Republicans yell at Democrats.
They
and it
make
was-
fun
it
of that
was
in
Okay,
Saturday Night
I
Live.
think
but he came on as a funny comedian. Ha ha ha. Jon Stewart goes, look, you guys are screwing up the country by doing this. And they're like, ha ha. You're supposed to be making jokes. And he didn't. He goes, this is what's wrong right now. You're being very, very divisive. So like that is looking up on YouTube. Like Jon Stewart goes
It
on the
landed
show.
it literally landed him the Daily Show. That's
No, he was on the Daily Show
Oh,
in
yeah.
'99. He took Craig Kilborn's
Yeah,
place.
Craig
That's right, yeah.
Kilborn, yeah.
Fun fact: The Daily Show did a skit in Centralia, and Stephen Colbert
Yeah.
was in
Do
Centralia
you
doing
know
the
how many
skit.
people from the Daily Show have moved on to other things?
Yeah. Stephen Carell was the food
Steve
guy.
Carell, Steve
Yeah.
Colbert, and
fun
Yeah,
fact,
there you go. Two. of
You know
them
how
right
many
there.
guys came from the Dana Carvey show and became
Stephen Colbert,
monsters?
Stephen Carell,
Steve-
Louis C.K. was a writer.
Oh,
on
here's,
that.
here's another one. Bob Odenkirk.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Bam!
You always kind
Ben
of
Frank
forget,
pulling
like,
off this
Yeah.
shit. And Penn and
you see
Teller.
him in a cameo
Penn
in
and
a
Teller
TV
is
show.
genius.
yeah, they're amazing.
I'm watching a show.
The Amazing Jonathan.
You know about Amazing Jonathan.
I heard only a little bit, but
He's like a super
could
coked
try-
out musician.
Yeah.
But no one brought up Gallagher. No one fucking
And
brought
no
up
should
Gallagher.
we.
What is wrong
No,
with you
no,
people?
no. Gallagher was.
Oh,
always
now
on-
you got me going.
No, no.
I was quiet before, but now you got
Are
me
you
going.
messing with me? You actually like Gallagher? Please say no.
I loved it when I was a
Please
kid.
say
Oh,
no.
I
haven't
because
seen
it was,
it,
it was
no.
like a kid thing because he's like
Gallagher-
he's the
I-
only
Yes.
nut that had the watermelons and
Yeah.
boom.
So Gallagher to me,
They give you tarps and the
Yeah.
It's the sledge-o-matic.
Yeah, Gallagher to me is
Right.
like one of those things where I was a kid, I thought it was hilarious, like ICP, and then I get older, I'm like, wow, this is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're
I was
younger.
I was a fan of this.
Yeah, you're like, what? You're like,
Ugh.
Just
Yeah.
because it was like
Oh,
getting all
nice.
messy and all. It was like Nickelodeon humor.
Yeah, it was.
what about David Cross?
No, he's funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
have you seen
I
it?
like
Oh my
him
god,
too.
his
He's in a lot of
last
stuff,
special, his last special threw me and my husband off so bad. He was like talking about like, oh, I had family dinner and
I'm gonna go
My,
pee quick, and then you can go after me.
okay.
What's-
So I'm gonna go pee quick, and then you can go.
Okay,
after me.
all right, we're gonna do.
I got
how
another.
much time do you have left? I feel like
I got another one.
We're
this
good.
could- part
We're
two.
going like two.
No.
We're going like 2 hours.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
this,
don't.
this is a
No,
blast.
No
yeah,
jo-
yeah,
no
we
joke?
didn't, like,
Yes.
remember-
Okay, Howie Mandel was a comedian.
I had
It
my
was fun.
first one of my first albums was Howie Mandel with the glove, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Oh, of course.
Bobby's World. You know,
Right.
so good. Yeah.
Bobby's World, right?
Wow, I didn't.
And that was at the end of that album.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel, by the way, again, you know how he got his start.
Hmm.
There was a show called Make Me Laugh
Oh, that one.
back in the
yeah.
'70s, and you would get on there, you'd sit there.
He had a big like.
You ever see like these days, like they have the dad jokes where on YouTube where like these guys sit and if you laugh you lose.
Yeah.
So they would be it was a TV show like a game show kind of, and you sit there and they just needed a guy. Howie comes on there and he killed it on this show.
Is that where he gets blown up in like a big balloon? He has his head sticking out and he starts bouncing around.
Yes, and another
See,
comedian,
this is the kind of.
just like Robin Williams, that doesn't have an act. He just goes up there and he's
Yeah.
that good.
He's good.
And yeah, and when he did Deal or No Deal, like,
Yeah.
but he's also a big germaphobe too. So
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, he won't shake anyone's hand.
no.
or
But
anything.
Howie Mandel was his album is called Fits Like a Glove, and he just kind of goes up there and he's doing what, and that was his big thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
How about the dad from Full House that's extremely filthy?
Bob Saget.
Bob
Saget.
Oh
And
my
then even
gosh.
Dave Coulier even did some
Yeah.
stand up.
Yeah,
too.
He
Bob
is so
Right.
filthy. It's like, whoa.
I know,
Bob
but I
Saget.
remember watching, Full House, like growing up, and then I saw his stand-up.
He
and I
was
like,
Abraham Lincoln on the roast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I played a
was
gay
it?
guy
my
on
God,
TV
check
for
it out.
10
Oh my
years.
gosh, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you remember
Yeah, that was crazy the first time I heard that. And Joe Rogan is
Joe
pretty
Rogan
good
was
too.
very talented.
Joe Rogan.
Okay, all right. This is where I fucking draw
But
the
you
line.
like Joe Rogan?
Okay,
You don't like Joe
Joe
Rogan?
Rogan, he is not a comedian. I'm just saying that
Well, now
right
he's
now.
a UFC
He-
commentator, but
He used to
I
be
would
on
say
Fear
he's-
Factor
I
too.
would say
Yeah.
more.
He was on. You didn't realize he was on Mad
Yeah.
TV as a skit comic.
Where's the bathroom, by the way?
Upstairs to the right.
Upstairs to the
I-
right.
I-
Bye.
Honestly,
I
I
just
just
don't
don't
think
see him
you-
as I don't see him as
he
a
had
comedian.
he
I
had
just
some
don't.
stand-up specials.
Yeah.
I
They're on
would
Netflix.
rather see him. I see him more of as like
I mean, Fear Factor back. No.
no. I would say more like
I just don't think you like his
Actor?
topics.
no. It's just how it's labeled. I don't have the words for it, but
You want him on a show?
no.
I think he's super
Okay,
He could
I
be
don't
like
like
a
how he
s-
labels himself as a comedian and bringing like realistic, like tries to make it like funny. I would be like, it's like more. He's trying to be more serious than funny to me. And I
Okay.
think like I don't like
I don't
the
like
fact
when
that
they get
he's labeled
serious.
as a comedian.
His
I like him, but I don't like him labeled as a comedian.
his earlier stuff was definitely a lot more like, oh, I'm like comedian, but now
Like I mean, like,
like
yeah,
his earlier stuff, yeah.
like I mean, you have George Carlin doing the same thing, but he kind of puts it like that spin on it.
Yeah.
and has
I like-
that spin.
I
I,
like
think
Joe
Joe Rogan tries too hard to do the
See,
spin.
I disagree. I think Joe Rogan
I heard some good stand-up by him.
I just think Joe Rogan he's the definition of the jack of all trades,
Yeah.
and people can't understand
A Renaissance
they
man
they
kind of
want
thing,
to label him as one thing, but he can do anything you put him into because he's going to work his ass off to be good at what he does.
He's like a universal.
He can be
commentator,
everything
I
else,
would think.
but I don't think comedian.
I
That's
think
just
his
my opinion.
stand-up is
I
great.
heard some good stand-up.
Yeah. Some of the, so just we'll put some out there.
Because
Bill
they keep-
Hicks. Did anyone say Bill
Oh, Bill
Hicks?
Hicks. Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean Dave Chappelle. We
Yeah.
said him.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
his-
I did actually have
got to see him. I even got to see him.
Dave
too.
Chappelle is like fine wine. He just keeps getting better.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
phenomenal.
He got jacked the one
um,
time I went to see him in Reading.
Not Jack.
Another one.
No,
another-
he-
Yeah.
Oh my god,
No, he
this
is jacked.
stand-up where he talks
He's huge.
about
Yeah,
the
he's
baby
huge.
on the
Wow.
corner.
Yeah.
Where he's like
Dave
the guy that was
Chappelle. You know what he did? Remember how like everybody just records and everything like that? There is documented somewhere where he went to a performance, sat on a stool, and he didn't say a word until everybody got rid of their smartphones. because people just remember
Oh,
as a comedian,
wow.
you can't do like, oh, I'm going to play my hits. Every comedian, you can't tell old jokes. You've got to come up with something new every time, unless it's the end of your tour or something like that, or if you're doing a callback
Or-
like Hot Pockets or
yeah.
something like that.
Or if you have
Or
puppets.
dice, yeah.
Or if you're, right?
Because he'd never change the material ever.
Who that? What's his
Oh,
name?
I hate
Jeff
Jeff
Dunham.
Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
I was never into him.
No,
yeah.
never ever. So Chappelle just didn't say a joke the whole time, and people like say something like he just sat.
If
there
you
the whole
took a
Dude,
time.
I have some
Wow.
comedian
Joe-
friends
Joe
who, if they see
Rogan-
someone like even just taking a picture, they're like, take that
Take
down
it
right
away,
now.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it
Joe,
is. It
Joe
is
Rogan
kind of like,
won't. You have to check your phone at the door.
Yeah, that's smart though.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of places that will do that too.
Here's another comment we talk about. I think they're swallowed up by the viciousness of the business, and I think it didn't help because she was a female. Sarah Silverman.
Oh, I always
Yeah,
like Sarah.
she's.
Yeah.
I liked her too.
I just saw Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Her show on Comedy Central not too good though.
Talk about Sarah Silverman kind of intervening with the Sarah Silverman program. Brian Posehn.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
good.
Metal by numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
Very good.
This
comment.
is the gay
we talked about his show and how
With
many amazing
melody.
people came out of it. Dana Carvey as a stand-up comic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Mike Myers.
about,
you can go Mike Myers, Dana Carvey.
I don't think
Anyone-
Tina
Myers
Fey
did
ever
stand-up,
did
though.
stand up.
Martin
Tina
Short.
Fey.
Why don't we go
Oh,
deep cut? Martin Short.
Watch the Netflix specials with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Well, Steve Martin's amazing.
Steve Martin is a genius.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he should be on the list because he was the
Roseanne was a good stand-up back in the
Roseanne Arnold.
to a
Roseanne
point.
Barr.
Yeah.
she's one that you can go either way with Roseanne. I mean, she got her own show and very successful. I can't deny that. So but Patton Oswalt is my favorite right now. And you may not like the way he leans politically or whatever is it, but I think he's just
He does a lot of dorky stuff. too.
yeah. Oh,
But,
did you see the Star Wars filibuster on Parks and Rec?
Yes, that's awesome.
That is amazing, and he does that off the cuff. And he just basically said they told him, "All right, Patton, we just go."
You know who wasn't good in their stand up? Ron Swanson in real life. I forget his real name.
Nick
Oh,
Offerman.
Yeah,
Nick
it was
Offerman.
terrible. And I was like,
Yeah.
I want to see Ron Swanson.
What about Jim Reap? Anyone see him? He's kind of like a redneckish.
No.
Man, he was on the. Me and my husband just watched Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay.
Okay, yeah.
He was like the husband that kept like the Cyclops and everything. Like if you ever, but I remember watching his like on a random
I
thing.
can
yeah.
never pronounce his last name right, but he did the voice of Rocco in Rocco's Modern Life. Carlos
Oh, no idea.
Ezralki, or it's spelled
sure.
really
Oh,
weird.
yeah,
He's on
as
Reno
a Rocky,
911
yeah.
as
I
like a
can't say his
short-haired,
last name
gray
in
hair.
my life.
He's-
Christinella. He's really funny.
Yeah,
He was
I
actually
like him too.
he was the co-star of the Whitney Cummings show. I
was
thought they
good.
were
What do you
great
guys think
together.
about what about Russell Brand? Have you ever seen anything of his?
Who?
Russell Brand.
I wasn't too into him.
Kind of edgy.
It's just like a
Yeah.
it's just like a British guy fucking.
Yeah,
ranting.
yeah, like-
I mean, if you put him up on there long enough, people laugh.
Right.
Now on the other term, what's his name is very, very good. The British guy. He was the guy from The Office. Jeffrey.
Rick Gervais.
Rick Gervais.
Rick
He's-
Gervais.
I've never
Oh
seen
my
Rick
Rick Gervais.
God.
Yeah, he has like his otherworldly kind of style to him, but it works for
If
him.
you all you gotta do is watch the Oscars when he hosts, he literally goes on stage and just rips everyone
it's
apart.
beautiful.
And,
Nice.
and he's
It's
all like,
beautiful.
"They'll never bring me back." Next year they bring him back. He's
Now,
all like,
I have-
"What is wrong with you, idiots?"
Do you guys happen to remember Dennis Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Miller.
Oh,
Okay,
Dennis Miller
he
was
got
one of my-
really political. Like
Oh,
one of
he
the very
did. He-
first ones. Like
But he was.
Back of my head.
I mean, if his references are so obscure, but if you know them, it was like an intellectual kind of humor. I
you're
used to
getting
be
a
a big
huge
fan.
treat.
Yeah, I was never into him.
Another
Well,
big,
The rants were big with him, like Dennis Miller.
another
He
big political one
commentated
was
football. For like
You know
Yeah,
what?
he did for
Yeah.
NF.
You know, talking about different Dennises. What about Leary? Dennis Leary.
Dennis
Oh, yeah.
Leary is a good one. Yes, Dennis
Wow.
Leary.
Yeah,
I was gonna say another
And then
political
you-
one is Bill Maher. I mean, he has like his
Bill
own
Maher, yeah.
Maher Real Time.
Yeah, I don't know. He does stand up.
Yeah,
Well,
he
yeah,
does.
he
He's
does
done. He does.
Got
some-
another one, Lenny Bruce.
The classic. I mean,
Wow.
you know his backstory.
Earthquake.
Yeah.
Earthquake.
Oh, the black guy. Yeah.
Lenny Bruce is
Not the wrestler.
got in a big. I mean, he ended very bitterly. He got into big fights with censorship.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce is like number 3 on the list of all-time comics.
Yeah.
just because he had to fight through, and he's a trailbreaker.
Then you got Richard Pryor, of course.
Richard
Yeah,
Pryor.
yeah,
I have a
yeah.
hard time with Richard Pryor only because, like, ready? Here's one thing about a joke, and that's how I take my comedy very seriously. Like, why did the chicken cross the road to get the other side versus why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side?
Yeah, like why?
Why
what's
the curse word? The
Yeah,
curse
it's
word does not make
unnecessary.
it right. It doesn't make the joke. So Richard Pryor says the N word this. So you look at the joke. If you take out the N word, is it funny? If it is, great. But if the only reason the joke is because you use the
You
N
threw
word
like
or
a
F
curse
word,
like, what are you,
then I don't like it.
middle schooler?
Yeah, it's too cheap.
Paul Mooney.
Yeah, well, but
That's
that's
an old
that's his
one.
whole bit is
Yeah,
about the N
yeah,
word.
yeah.
I mean, that's all he is. He's, I mean,
Yeah.
not to say he's not funny. I get it, and I don't live that world. Trust
Yeah.
me, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, but these guys take their comedy because that's their strife, and a lot of comedy comes from trauma.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Just going back to like the Def Comedy Jam, man. Like there's so many people that came off that show that were like what's his name? Martin.
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, talking shit.
Run Tell That when he did that whole skit, or he's like, my dad would come home drunk and he'd be like, you put a couple cubes in this for my baby, and then like just he's a good like
I
so
like
many
the Martin show.
yeah
Martin show. Martin.
yeah so many
Martin
talented
was an
people.
asshole though.
Yeah, I heard that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin
Do you know?
Lawrence. He like
He grew a little bit too fast. One of the guys that burned out too early.
like
Yeah.
he was like really
He-
like pissed off,
Tipping
bitter.
point.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
Kevin Hart. See, to me, he's
Granted,
Kevin
yeah.
Hart. You know what I mean? Like these guys that kind of remind me of other people.
Yeah, his show. I loved his show a lot. But there was a few other people on Mad TV that I remember seeing on set. Like just I'm just trying to think.
Okay,
Jim
hang on.
Carrey does stand up.
Yeah, very good.
And a great
my
impressionist.
God,
Jim
yes.
Jim
There's
Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Then you have
Will Sasso
okay.
on that TV.
Will Sasso. Oh
Harry
my
Will
god.
Sasso.
Kevin James was a good stand-up comic for a little bit. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will Sasso's best bits are when he was doing Stone Cold Steve
Oh,
Austin.
God.
William
And
They're,
Seagal.
they're friends.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
Seagal's
Seagal
another
was
one, too.
there.
Well, here's how I am with my skit shows. So you have Will Sasso, then you got Deborah Wilson, which
she
is
was
another
funny.
comedian, black comedian.
What was the white
Uh,
girl's name on the show? She was funny
Alex
too.
Borstein.
No, not the
that
Swan,
one?
the blonde girl.
Oh.
Nicole
She was
Sullivan.
the voice. Yeah, she
Nicole
was
Sullivan.
The black dude from that show was really good too.
Harry Spears.
Ari Spears.
Not Ari Spears is amazing.
Oh, the other
stand-up.
guy. Yeah, the skinny guy, tall skinny guy.
Yeah,
Phil
I-
Lamar.
Phil
Phil
Lamar,
Lamar.
who voices
Pulp
many
Pulp
things
Fiction.
in video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, he does a lot of stuff.
He gets shot in the back
Um,
of the car.
He was. You just shot Martin.
Then,
You hit a bump. I didn't hit a goddamn bump.
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
then you have like the obscure Mad TV guy, which would be Pat Kilbane.
Oh, he was
He
funny.
did
Howard.
Java. He did Java
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
and he had like the
All right.
like the wild eyes
Yeah.
and shit. It was pretty
Or
funny.
you can even say really obscure and say Artie Lang and Joe Rogan.
Artie Lang with a.
I know Larry Lang,
Artie
but
Lang.
Joe Rogan. That's just
Not
me.
a fan.
Not
He's got a good podcast.
everything but
Podcast's
comedian.
phenomenal.
His
Everything but
book-
comedian. I'd be
Too Fat to Fish.
Give me
that
everything
book
else.
was really
Take
good.
comedian.
Very
I'm
good. Too Fat to Fish is amazing.
Yeah.
Artie's stand-up is really good
Yeah,
too.
I like Artie. It's a shame that
Right.
he's about ready to
have you
die.
seen his recent
yeah, and the
picture?
nose.
His
and everything,
nose
Yeah,
is
it's messed
Yeah.
gone. It's gone.
That's
Who's
why.
that?
That's Artie Lang. That's why
I think-
Oh, I just
he never went back to Howard because
I
he was
think
just a
Artie
mess.
did everything in his power to die the same age as Belushi.
Yeah.
Like I really
Like
like
that Chris
wow.
Farley thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Artie's his own worst enemy.
Oh, Chris Farley.
Well,
Yeah.
Chris Farley was not a stand-up.
Oh, yeah,
but
it was
funny.
good. It was a
Yeah,
good
he was
one.
more of a action comedy.
skits.
Yeah,
Slapstick.
falls down.
Yeah,
Huge
Matt
slapstick
Foley
guy.
kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about did anyone see Ellen DeGeneres' recent stand-up? That
No.
actually
I
was.
saw a little bit of it. Ellen
Did you? Oh my God! She
I
did a
respect
joke.
her.
She did a joke
Rosie.
about ladders at
Old
the
Rosie.
end.
Rosie O'Donnell was pretty good too. Ellen, you know what she's known for though? Her best stand-up skit was when she first started. I think she even says this on the Letterman thing. She comes on stage. It's the first time she's ever tried comedy.
I
She
think
goes
I
on stage
know
with
what
a
you're talking
Whopper.
about. Yeah.
And the whole skit, she starts a joke and she says, wait, I'm really hungry. So I brought this Whopper up on stage. And she'd never done comedy before. And she comes up and she just starts,
She's like,
eating,
you ever hate when people
she starts
just
eating the Whopper. And then when she's done, people are like, and then she starts the joke over again. And at the middle of the joke, she's like, I'm still hungry, excuse me. And she just eats the Whopper again. She goes back to the beginning of the joke. And that's her whole bit. And she's like, she never ate my time before. Which is ballsy and brilliant. I give her a lot of credit for that.
Oh my God! Yeah,
How
I
about Andy-
almost
it's
have
almost
like
Andy
a,
Kaufman.
Yeah. Jim Brewer.
Oh,
Brewer is
yeah.
good.
Sometimes when he gets too family stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
I like the family. Comedy.
His ACDC.
Sometimes that gets
Oh
on
my
my
God.
nerves.
I like
too.
when he
Yeah.
does the party in your stomach. How to properly drink and you don't
Oh, I never
mix.
heard of that.
And it starts off with a couple beers. You get Heineken, and he does like the voice for everyone, and then he goes, "You have a couple beers, and everyone's cool." And then the Scotch shows up, and he starts fighting with the beers.
That's
and
almost
then,
like a Larry Miller skit,
Yeah.
the one where the 5 stages of alcoholism. Like Larry,
Yeah.
his name's Larry Miller, It's a really good skit, and I think it ends with, "And I'm never gonna drink again." Look that one up. That's Larry. Yeah.
Well, his skit ends where he just keeps introducing all this alcohol, and he goes to the very end of the night, and everyone's there. The party's getting turned up.
Yeah.
The stomach's like, "Hey guys, I need you to keep it down. You're getting up to here, right?" Right? And then at the very end, the tequila shows up,
Oh.
and he goes,
Hey, man.
and he starts doing the Cheech Marlin, and he goes, "Listen, man, last time I had you in here, you made a mess of the place." He's like, "No, man, just only let one of us in. We'll leave the worm in the trunk." And then the stomach lets one tequila in, and he lets all of his friends in. Get it. And then the gunshots start going off, and the stomach gets upset. He goes, "That's it. Everybody, get out! Not that way. The way you came."
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
Brewer's good. Another Saturday Night Live guy.
Yeah.
And Cheech and Chong, since
Cheech
we
and
brought
Chong,
them up.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's not even a skit. That's
dog shit, man.
Yeah.
Dog
You
shit.
see, what's this called?
Doggy,
It's
but
Maui
we,
Wow. You mean we're smoking dog shit? Or he goes, "Where's your license?" "It's on the bumper."
Oh, Cheech and Chong, and they're huge.
Yeah.
back in the
What's
day.
his name? His name is Ralph. As he throws up. Yeah.
And then
Amazing stuff.
And one thing I'll mention, Patton Oswalt really turned me to the good side of him. It was Lollipops and Werewolves.
That's on my list.
That very end,
What the heckler? are you
the
talking about?
heckler.
Wasn't that the most amazing? I just listened to it on the way up.
douchebag.
Oh
Like,
my god!
Oh,
Some guy. So he's making a joke. If you haven't heard this, he's kind of making a joke, which is going to be funny. But again, that quiet part where a joke you're trying to build up something. Some guy in the eyes like, "Ah!" And you're like, okay. And if you're to me, the benchmark of a good comedian is how you handle a
Oh,
heckler.
Yeah.
For
Shut
sure.
him down.
Yeah.
And Patton is a genius. He's a very bright guy.
he's like the Babe Ruth of this.
Yes, and he went off on it. Now the guy didn't argue back and forth. He was just some guy. I just want to get on the album or something like that. But the
Exactly.
way that he handles him is brilliant. I mean, it's. I don't want to say it on here, but because I told I would keep it
What is
clean.
it again?
Patton Oswalt, Werewolves and Lollipops, which
Yeah,
also, by
I've
the way,
never
has
heard
the Kentucky Fried Chicken famous bowl skit. He killing George Lucas with a shovel, and also Paris Hilton's VH1 Best Week Ever, and also the 63-year-old lady who gives birth. Very, very funny bits. Patton Oswalt, he did a lot of great albums. That's not even my favorite, really favorite album, but he's really good.
particularly just sticks out.
Grammy award-winning.
He's
Wow.
won a good few of them.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up on this one, but another one that handles a good crowd, and a lot of people don't know him for stand-up is what's his name from The Hangover?
Zach
Zach
Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis, which
Oh my
Between Two
gosh.
Ferns is one of my favorite things I want to see.
he does-
I love that.
Oh
So
my God, that's
here's
perfect.
I just typed in Google. If you type in top comedies albums of all time, you get Steve Martin, Let's Get Small. What the Hell Happened to Me, Adam Sandler, the Smother Brothers, Don
I
Rickles,
like them.
Nicholas
Don Rickles is a good
Rickles,
insult. Yeah.
Nicholas and Mary, Alan Shearman,
I'm sure.
National Lampoon albums, Weird Al Yankovic, Straight Outta Linwood, Neil Hamburg, the Monty Python albums,
Oh yeah,
Bill Hicks, Stephen Lynch, Weird Al once again,
of course.
Cheech and Chong, Star Bomb.
No idea.
That's from 2019.
Sounds like a bomb.
Yeah.
A good one.
Brian Posehn.
Hossein, yeah.
Oh yeah, the bald guy. Weird Al makes 3 appearances here with Running with Scissors, Bad Hair Day, and Alapalooza.
Wow.
Duh.
Lonely Island, Jeff Foxworthy, Stan Friedenberg, Neil Hamburger
Oh.
again, Richard Pryor.
There's a girl with a Jewish last name that's really good.
Just trying to see if there's anyone on Ninja Sex Party made the list.
Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah, they're
Has anyone ever-
Oh, they
their
make
music, their
covers of
music.
different stuff.
Anyone
yeah.
ever seen Little Dicky? Like his music, he's
No.
iconic comedy and
No.
Yeah.
everything. Like that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's like,
There's some of them are pretty good. Like
Steel Panther should make the list. They're hilarious.
I think a lot of people consider them like a legit band.
See, here's the thing. Literally, like I'm a small
Oh,
fish
Robert
in
Smigel,
PA.
which
of
is
comedy.
also Triumph the dog. Triumph
was it?
the comedy dog.
Oh,
Robert Smigel.
Robert Smigel.
Smigel, yeah.
Big guy. He's a big guy with Adam Sandler.
TV Funhouse.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try
Do you know who the two ambiguously gay duo voice
I
actors
know
were?
Stephen Colbert's
Stephen
one.
Colbert and
Really?
Stephen Carell.
Ace and Gary. How about
Stephen
that?
Carell.
Well,
wow.
Ambiguously Gay Duo started on the Dana Carvey show, I
Yes,
believe.
yes, it did. That's
Yeah.
where they got it from.
Yeah, Patrice O'Neill's on there, Jim
Oh.
Gaffigan, Adam Sandler, Greg Giraldo.
Mhm.
Patton Oswalt, Zach Galifianakis, David Tell, Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy,
Not many. I don't think there's one female on there.
George Carlin, Bob
Yeah, what the
Newhart,
heck?
Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart was huge back in like 1960.
Lenny
Yeah.
Bruce,
Yep.
Woody Allen.
But I mean,
Whoops. Stephen Wright,
yes.
Mitch Hedberg, Louis C.K., Chris
I
Rock,
like Louis
Seriously,
CK.
there's not one.
I got to
Yeah,
see
you,
Louis
there's
CK.
not one female on there. Who
Lily-
made this list?
Lily Tomlin,
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
There's one
okay.
female.
Yeah.
Probably from laughing.
Eddie Lizard, Sam
Or-
Kinison.
yeah.
Spinal Tap made the list somehow.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
That
Red-
one-
Red-
Spinal Tap was funny. I'm just
Robin
having-
Williams, Red Fox.
Red Fox.
Red Fox had a good stand up.
Red Fox. Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
dummy.
Sanford.
I know, he's Sanford.
Yeah, but he was nasty.
Yeah.
Back in his
Yeah,
day,
he was-
just-
Yeah.
So when you type in
He was an
female
art
comedians,
aggressive
you get a
one.
lot of actors. And then it's like Joe Rivers.
Joe Rivers.
Margaret Cho,
Joe
she was
Rivers.
really good.
No, I hate Margaret Cho.
Really?
Please just wipe her off your
Really?
computer, off your
Maria
yeah,
Bamford. I don't know if you're, she
Margaret
does
Cho.
the high voice in the series. She was funny.
Margaret Cho.
You don't like Margaret Cho?
Chelsea
I was just
Handler,
about
I
her
don't like
mom
her.
or something like
No.
that.
Chelsea gets a lot of hate because
Here's-
she's her politics and
Yeah.
people don't like her because of her politics.
Amy
Here's
Poehler,
why
but
I-
she never did stand up.
why I don't
Amy
like
Poehler's
Margaret Cho.
funny.
What's up?
She's Asian.
Wow. no,
Well, hold on. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is,
Her
okay,
bits about
go
being
go
Asian.
there, do that, but have something else.
Mm-hmm.
Her entire
She
act
just
Oh,
rides that out.
is about that.
How
So
about Tig?
do it, but do on something
Tig?
else.
You ever see Tig?
No.
Yeah.
Tig
all
is
she
really
does.
funny. She just goes by Tig.
What?
Oh,
Tig
yeah.
Notaro.
Yeah.
Oh my, she's on Ellen sometimes, Joe. She's so freaking funny.
This one?
Ali Wrong.
Elisa Schleiss.
Ali Wong's pretty
Schleisinger?
funny too.
Schleisinger, she's really funny.
I'm just trying. Oh, what's her name?
There's
Chelsea.
Tiffany.
Chelsea.
Handler.
No, Patricia.
She's the one that's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Phyllis
Oh,
Diller,
shit.
wow.
Yeah.
Carol
Phyllis
Burnett.
Diller.
These are some old ones.
Phyllis Diller.
Whoopi Goldberg. Oh boy.
Whoopi, yo, she.
Eh,
I saw something of her.
These are more actors, like Melissa McCarthy. She's in movies.
she's funny though.
Kathy Griffin.
but-
Janine Garofalo.
Wow, remember her?
No.
I'd bang
He's
her.
okay.
I just want to say that.
Kathy
I'd bang
Griffin.
her.
though. No.
You know what was the name?
Kristen Shaw.
The
from,
girls- the
she's,
girls in the-
Louise.
The Queen of Comedy was really funny. Oh, she's really funny. Kristen
Oh
Sasha.
yeah, the girl that plays the voice of Louise.
Yeah.
And Bob Rogers.
And she was also in 30 Rock. She was I forgot her name there.
Who?
And 30 Rock.
And on like oh my god.
She was like an
what's it
her page. She
called?
was the female page. I totally forgot her name. On
She played Sarah Lynn
Kristen
on
Shaw?
Yeah, she was on 30. Yeah.
She's also in a Weird Al video, but
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman. That's right. Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah,
well,
she's the cat.
that'll
No,
that'll
she's
wrap it up.
I'm
We went
Sarah Lynn.
we went long
Okay,
on
that's
this one. I
yeah.
like it. That was a good topic.
That was
Very, very
we,
good.
we
impressed
really
with your
took
knowledge
that.
base
And,
on this. I'm
yeah.
glad.
and here's the thing, guys. I do say this because I do go around in comedy and people are like, oh, that. Just like music, everyone's got different tastes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you might,
Like
some
I
of you
said,
like,
I don't like Chris Rock, and you all do. I want to punch him in the face.
I like
Yeah.
Amy Schumer and he made a face. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Joe Rogan. He hates Joe Rogan.
yeah, you know,
That's it.
that's the thing. Like they're
Not
There's
label as
something- yeah,
comedian.
exactly.
Everything else but comedian. That's all I'm saying. I'm leaving it at that.
The only thing we did all agree on is Weird Al Yankovic is God.
Weird Al is the god.
Is God,
and-
yes. It is God.
So we
Weird
want to
Al, yeah.
know whose name's on the snorkel.
Whose autograph is on this snorkel?
I
That's
wanna,
all I
like-
want to know.
That's a
He
good
laughed.
question.
All I
That's how
can,
I
all
know.
I can
He
remember is that snorkel is just like a snorkel to me.
That's what it's like. And my lucky glow in the dark autograph snorkel, and then he goes on with the story. So I was like, Al, whose autograph? He never mentions whose
Yeah, he
autograph
never
is on the
mentions
snorkel.
the-
Not that it meant, and that's the beauty of it is it's.
Topic. I think the general sense is anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Am I invited back?
You're 100%.
I- Okay, wait.
Oh no.
No, you
How
can't come
old
back.
are you?
Well, he said early 70s, so that would make him 10 years older than me. So 46,
So early
47.
70s. So
48, I'm saying.
72.
I just turned 46 last
Hey.
night.
46.
Oh.
And I pegged him over. 51.
You gave him
I say
51.
51. Sorry,
Yeah,
man.
well, that's all right.
But a good 51.
Thank
though.
you.
Yeah,
You.
yeah.
No,
A
I
good 51.
get away with being young. People think I'm younger than I am.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like.
And I'm telling you,
How
if
old do
you're-
you think I
I was
look?
gonna say like late 30s.
If you
Oh,
don't,
thank you. I
if you
appreciate it.
don't follow him on Facebook, please do. See, there's a
Brian Todd.
Yeah, there's a few people that I would really highly recommend following on Facebook. Andy, before Andy became a part of the show,
Mhm.
I used to.
Yeah.
His Facebook page is brilliant.
Yeah,
And
I haven't. I don't know. I don't think so.
He
I
used to
haven't
make-
been posting so much.
yeah,
but
he used to make like Final Fantasy bracket, like Final
Okay.
Fantasy football brackets,
Oh, nice.
basketball bracket, but like have like the best comic book characters of all time.
yeah.
And
yeah.
people,
Oh, sweet.
people would vote on it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
the best comic
tournaments,
movies. Yeah,
yeah.
it was really fun.
I haven't done one in a while. I've been meaning
Um,
to. But
I've been holding
like,
off on
your
social
your
media.
your Facebook profile picture where it's I guess one of your kids naked and it's just his butt.
Do you know I got the reason I had to remove that?
Did you get reported?
for child pornography.
Oh my god!
And it's just literally
It's my 9-month-old son naked, like facing. It's me looking like this.
and it is just a butt.
It's the cutest picture
yeah,
ever.
It's hilarious.
And he's in a swim. Like I'm in a swimming pool, and I'm looking at whoever's taking my picture, going,
It's not like it's graphic.
But
No,
the thing
it's
is,
hilarious.
realistically, they probably did that to
Because
save
of-
him because this.
he was 9 months. He's 11
I
years
know,
old
but-
now. But yeah, that
pedophiles don't
picture-
care.
Anytime,
Yeah,
anytime a hot girl posts a picture up, she has to know that someone
It's jerking off
is jerking
to
off
it.
to it. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
I mean, I took it down. I didn't.
Yeah.
I figured it was too many.
It was
pictures.
hilarious though. It
I-
was
it was
I
one of
know,
my
I know what you
favorite
mean.
pictures ever,
Like,
too,
come
but-
on, we can't have anything innocent
I
anymore.
know it's
Yeah.
my 9 months. So just holding something and he's just looking at him like where's like it's basically he took his own diaper off.
Yeah. So before we wrap, we usually go around and we do plugs. We want to start with you. So
Okay.
where can we see Toolshed Jad next? Or
Tomorrow,
Whoa.
we got 3 gigs this week, and now again tomorrow because it's getting rained out. We're at the Blue Mountain Ski Resort in Walnut Port. We were supposed to do an outside open up their slopeside bar and grill, but that just got canceled. Now it's an acoustic gig. So we're going to do that inside tomorrow evening. Friday, we're at the Higgins Carnival. I think it used to be the Pigeon Show.
Okay, yeah.
And now we're playing there. And Saturday, we're up in McAdoo.
okay,
Saturday, we're up at the McAdoo Fire Company up there. Pretty soon, we're going to be back at the casinos. In July, we're at the.
That's big money for a cover band.
Now,
Go ahead.
Now, a lot of people sometimes frown on cover bands. I don't. I like both. I
love
like
cover
original
bands,
and I like
yeah.
cover.
Well,
More people are opt to go see a cover band than a original.
100%.
you got to
Yeah.
be careful though, because
Well, if it's a place, unless you're going for that band specifically.
Yes.
yeah, if you want
Now-
to end this podcast, you got to stop talking about Toolshed.
Yeah. So now, in my opinion, when it comes
Yes.
down to cover bands and the longevity of a cover band, I don't know if there's anyone who's been doing it longer and on a more popular level than Toolshed Jack.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Like
I
when
appreciate
people think like the top cover bands in the area are like I call it like I think the pinnacle for and this is not a bash, but like I think the two pinnacles like the two pinnacles of cover bands in the area that every band tries to get to at some point
Yeah.
is they become either they get a casino show
Yeah,
a casino
it's good money.
or a block party.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's the best advertisement you're gonna get,
Yeah.
and then you'll get other gigs, which is what turns into weddings and private parties,
Yeah.
and they become good money too.
Yes.
You guys have been doing it longer than anyone in the area.
The band's been around for 22 years.
Yeah.
I've been
Wow.
around for 20 of them.
Wow, that's awesome.
I remember my first 21st St. Patty's Day. You guys
Where?
were at Mountain Valley.
Oh my
and I
God.
was
Yeah.
there.
Do
And
you want-
someone
do you-
threw one of you guys threw a t-shirt.
Do you want to
And
end this
I
podcast
got
at
it.
any time? It's already so late.
Yeah, so like,
Oh my
like
God.
I always
Well, thank
think
you, Anthony. I
like
appreciate it.
Rhymes with Orange was
Yes.
really popular
Yep.
one time, and then
Yep.
there was
Everybody had Jim Taranis was in.
Pop Tart Monkeys.
Pop-Tart
And
monkeys.
then,
Oh, yeah.
and then it was what was it? Three hot dogs and a donut.
Yep. Yeah. All
Yeah.
those bands. I mean, they're all great bands.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there are a lot. Some of them aren't there anymore.
Well,
Were you three hot dogs and a donut? Is
I don't
still
remember
kinda
that
around.
one at all.
let's
Yeah.
put it this way: Toolshed Jack has been around.
Flaming Dick and the Hot Rods. Remember that?
I remember that.
Bands that break up have usually the same kind of common denominator. The thing that keeps, I'm not going to talk about other bands other than to praise them.
Yeah.
But one thing about Toolshed Jack is we all get along so well, and it's
That's cool.
incredibly important. I mean, we do bicker back and forth.
You
Like,
must for 20
Yeah,
years.
I mean-
Joel, well, it was started by Joel. Joel is still an original band member that started way back in '97, and
The
he's
bass
still there.
player.
No, Joel is the lead guitar player. Our
Okay,
bass
yeah,
player
sure.
is Steve,
Mhm.
and we're kind of the three that have been the tripod of the band that have been around. There are other great acts in Schuylkill County.
I think when it comes to the cover bands, if I'm gonna go full band,
Mhm.
like that you would get at a block party, it would be you and Hooligan.
Hooligan is yes.
My mom's boyfriend's son is in Hooligan.
Yes.
And our one of our guest drummers is the lead singer for Hooligan.
Yes.
Keith Collins.
Keith Collins
Yes.
is super
Oh, I
talented.
know Keith.
Now,
Reeves.
Yeah,
now
Keith is great.
There's a band in there that I would throw in the mix with those three, but one of them they don't get booked as much as because they're a very big party band, and that's the Boys Upstairs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They party.
You have a connection though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying like they're
great. They're good. We who plays the
Fulton?
Dave Cantwell.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave actually sat in with us once at Vito's down in St. Clair. He was there just for having we were doing an acoustic job, and Dave is like, hey, how you doing? We're shaking hands. Like, do you have your cart or whatever out in the car? Yeah, bring it in. So he's in for a couple songs.
Yeah.
Another band that's really good that we have one of our drummers is a guy named Squeak Molesky.
What a name.
Squeak, and he's been around. Mike's been he's
Add
fantastic.
him to my wrestling thing with Butch
Yeah.
Blackwell.
He's in, like,
and Ted Hazard.
He's in 4 bands, but there is an 80s tribute band called Sapphire.
Sapphire,
Oh,
amazing.
they've been around for a while. There's a girl singer
And,
too. Yeah.
Right, and Sapphire's been
Sapphire's phenomenal.
Sapphire is a great band as well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that I could talk about. But,
And I guess I kind of grouped you in like more of like the pop music style.
yeah, and then there's bands that do the older stuff. Like you said, Jim Jorannis,
like
Another Side.
Yeah.
They're also
Fat
really
Cats
good.
is like.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
And then right now, like a lot of the bands we have that are playing in Skookfest, a lot of them are your punk pop
Mhm.
cover bands.
Which is great. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't do necessarily the hardcore stuff, but hey, anytime it's live music,
Mhm.
thumbs up.
And you in the past couple of years, you guys rotated 3 female front
Yes,
singers. Yeah.
Maggie Blastjock was
Very close friend of mine. She's awesome.
Maggie's sweetheart,
Mhm.
and she was with us for 5 years. She was the sister-in-law of one of our drummers, Tommy Flamini,
Mhm.
who and Maggie was actually one of the first runners-up in Skookle Idol,
She was.
Wow.
which when she was 15.
She actually, Monty City almost won Schuylkill County Idol, I think, 3 or 4 years
Really?
in a row.
Oh,
Yeah.
How about that?
Tiffany Bett.
Yes.
Then Isaiah Little, who was originally from New York, but
Okay.
he was a Monty
Yeah.
City kid. Then it was like Maggie, and then one other person went up and almost won it after her.
Give a plug to Maggie. Now she is with a band called Maggie and
I forget the name as
yeah,
well.
but she's really
Simpsons.
They just started.
yeah, just started. And
Yeah.
Maggie picked up the ukulele. She does little
Yeah.
acoustic.
Nice.
Oh, it's cute.
So she plays.
I've been
plays
wanting
that,
to do that. It's on my look.
She plays that culture to culture a lot. I got her some stuff.
Oh,
to
I think I
culture.
know you tell.
I
Okay.
did a video of her doing.
Maggie, I'm sorry. Maggie and I'm sorry.
Yeah, but she does I have it on the page, but
Yeah.
she does a
I seen the
ukulele of
picture, yeah.
Better Now by
Maggie's a
Post
sweetheart.
Malone.
Oh, okay.
But like no one else in the area does an acoustic set with just a ukulele. She's like
Right.
one of the only. She's the
and
only
she's
one.
really good at it. I mean,
Yeah.
and she just picked up the ukulele, and 2 years later, she's pretty
And
decent.
her brother will do like keyboard and ukulele.
Yes, Robbie.
Robbie, super talented.
Robbie's really good.
He
yeah.
gets nervous in front of people though.
Yeah, Robbie. Robbie.
Hey, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
No, Robbie. Yeah,
Super
Robbie's
talented, but he's one of those. He's super talented musician,
He's a lovable oaf.
but he doesn't realize he does. I don't think he realizes how talented he is,
Okay.
He's good.
and he's very hard on himself. So he
Mhm.
goes up and plays, and then if the crowd isn't fully into it, he'll be like, "It was
Okay.
because of me."
Yeah, I'm
and
never doing it again.
and he, yeah, and I don't want to ever do that. Like,
Yeah.
he's really hard on himself.
Sometimes, yeah.
So female lead singers. Then Maggie left us, and we picked up a girl named Catherine Varley, who's now singing with Light Up the Moon,
Yep.
which is a Rob Hampton band, traveling all around. Catherine was great. We had her
Yeah,
for like a year.
Rob's everywhere.
We know when we met Catherine as a bartender.
Really?
We met her at a private party. She was slinging drinks, and I was like, "Yeah, come on up and sing." And she did a very nice job. She used to do singing at her college and so forth.
Mhm.
And she just like
Great look.
Yeah,
That
she's
helps.
a little bit easy on the eye. I'm sorry, my wife. I didn't say that. But yeah, and she was, and her family, great support for them. Nice family too.
And it's good to have, especially in your dynamic of the band, because you do both songs that you have like the front man guy goes up and sings, and then the girl
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Change it up.
yeah,
Switch
it's
it up
it's
there.
cool.
Yeah, yes. I mean, we share the spotlight. I do.
You guys rotate instruments sometimes too.
Well, I'm the tomfoolery of the band.
Mhm.
I'm the guy that I love the surprise feel. Oh, he plays the trumpet. Oh, he's playing a side whistle. Oh, he's rapping.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing. I love to get out there. So right now, one of the things that I'm doing is people don't think I could sing, and I do the first part. I do the Bradley Cooper part of "Shallow,"
oh wow.
and I'll sit up there and like, okay, here's Brian. He's in, and I just sing like, wow, and we do harmony. So I do a drum pad. I do trumpet. I do all this.
Do you do keyboard sometimes?
I am the keyboard
Yeah,
player.
the keyboard player.
In fact, when I joined Toolshed Jack back in 1999, they were called Toolshed Jack and the Classics.
Ooh.
And they were only a 4-piece band. They did classic rock. And
Mhm.
my cousin Steve was there, my cousin Mike. It was kind of a local sort of thing. And they're like, we want you in the band because we want keyboard players, we want trumpet. And when they asked me to join, I laughed at them. I thought it was the funniest thing because Joel was a football player in high school. My cousin Steve was the starting quarterback on the high school football team. I was the band geek. This is called things that were not cool in high school. You should have a red arrow just pointing to me the whole time. I did sports and everything, but I went to Monterey area.
Yep. Go Bears.
Go Bears. Yeah.
I'm a Mountain kid.
I'm a Monterey guy, and I was the band. I was in the county. I ended up being at Penn State's marching blue band when I was in college. I did that for 3 years, but of course that doesn't doesn't get you a lot of rock and roll cred.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say none at all.
None at all. But I didn't care. I
Hey,
was
those
me.
band kids, they
Yeah.
party.
But I always tinker with a piano at home. There's one thing I just tinker with it. All of a sudden, Joel comes up and he goes, "Would you think about joining our band? We want to get out of the classics. We want to do some more stuff with and be more diverse." I laughed at him. Then I said, "What else am I doing?" Okay.
Yeah.
We just started in
that's cool.
'99. So
On
here
a
I am,
whim,
20
man.
years
Look
old.
at that.
Yeah.
Right?
What are some other bands out there that caught your attention? Because I know it's hard to go see other people when you guys
I
play.
don't. Yeah, I don't. I have to apologize. I don't get the gut because I have a family now and I don't
Yeah.
get to go out. Other bands that I love to see aren't from the area though. Like I live down by Allentown.
Mhm.
One of the bands I love to go see was a guy named Brian Kirk and the Jerks
Okay.
from Jersey. Apparently he liked like Bruce Springsteen to play with him. I always got to see you.
I remember them.
You.
They used to play Croc Rock a lot.
A Go-Go Gadget is big right
Yeah,
now.
I've heard of
Okay.
them.
Oh, that's a cool band.
Again, they're a level above us. I'm not saying we're anywhere close to that.
Mhm.
What about Disco Biscuits?
I've heard them. I don't get into them, but they're like the Nerds are big right now.
Mhm.
But other local like the band like Fat Robbie and my uncle as a polka band player back in the 70s. My godfather was Happy Stefan and the polka orchestra, and that was big in Schuylkill County. So that's where I kind of got into music
Mhm.
from there. So I have a deep root in the polka region. And Squeak Molesky used to play drums for
Ooh.
polka bands and stuff
Nice.
like that. So
Good
so as
name.
far as the scene around here, I don't get much into the loop. But like the bands that are playing for you or Skookstock, God bless them.
You should come out.
It's in Andrews, right?
August 24th. So
Okay.
it's a Saturday, which
I'll try. I
Most
mean,
bands play.
If the wife wants me to go out and do something else, I
You go
can.
309 up over the mountain.
Well,
and go out.
it's
The
all
wife.
Yeah.
it's an all ages show. You can
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
everyone.
I definitely plug it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a great. I love the fact that and Crowbot is doing the.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crowbot is ever since the Jordan Brothers. Now I'm really going
Oh
back.
boy.
Ever since
Oh,
the
my.
Jordan Brothers. Well, they sing a lot of times. Joe Jordan
They
sings
play
with
Willow Lake, which doesn't exist anymore.
my parents met at a Jordan Brothers.
Really?
I
Wow.
would not be here if it weren't for the Jordan
They
Brothers.
were like
Yeah.
super huge
one
back then.
of my greatest thrills because Joe Jordan still sings with Another Side. He'll still come out and sing. I introduced my parents to Joe Jordan. I said, Mr. Jordan, who's one of the nicest guys from Frackville. This is Bob and Georgine. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one of your. and he was the nicest guy. And just to introduce my parents to the guy that was responsible for them getting married was great.
I would love if a fan came up to me and said that.
Yeah, I would
I mean, and I was
Right.
he was on stage, and
Righteous.
Tool Shed Jack was performing next, so I got to perform after the guy that introduced my parents and gave me life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
When someone
right?
comes and goes, and like I don't even really know them, they're like, I listen to your podcast, I love it. I'm like, oh my god.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Like sometimes, oh my god, sometimes I do get stopped and they're like, you do stand up? I'm like, yeah. Like I still don't know how to react
Fan
sometimes. I'm
service.
like, I'm not
Yeah,
used to this. I'm like,
It's
I was,
fun. It's a
I was
fun
buying
thing.
milk at a store. Like next week.
My
I wasn't
parents-
ready to be.
Yeah. My parents is I remember they're like, oh, we need to get a babysitter. We're gonna go see this act. It was like a local thing.
Yeah.
Chuck Cahoe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was my
That's
parents.
going back.
That was
Wow.
my parents' thing. Like,
Wow.
There was I think there was a Kings and Queens. They always used to play the Humane Block Party
yeah,
Mhm.
years ago.
yeah, like Chuck. Like, oh, we gotta go see Chuck Cahoe.
Yeah.
He's back in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was my.
That was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
who was that guy that had the dance party at behind Weiss? What's that? Not something-
Memory Lane.
No.
Memory Lane.
Yeah.
Oh,
his name was something-
Psycho Betty used to do
Yeah.
that.
Psycho Betty.
Yep. And Cool Daddy Groove.
Yeah.
Keith was in Psycho Betty, wasn't he?
Keith was in Psycho
Yeah.
Betty. Our guitar player Steve was in Cool Daddy Groove, and I forgot about Hooligan, of course.
Yeah.
They're really good. But yeah, those are bands that go back as well. Psycho Betty was huge,
Well,
as was Cool Daddy
Yeah.
Groove.
When people go see like, hey, it's block party season, we want to go see bands. The two biggest draws of the area anytime a block party is being played is you guys and Hooligan.
I appreciate that.
For,
Thank you.
for block parties. I think they get the. Now, a lot of people would say also the Tommy Gunn band, but I'm not a country guy. But
Mhm,
Tommy
yeah.
Gunn gets a big.
Okay, so they got
didn't
even know they
pop,
existed.
Yeah.
They get their. I mean, usually country audience is a little bit older, but they get
Yeah.
their audience. I mean, there's
Yeah,
a market for it.
when like if you go to a block party, you're like, wow, it's packed here. It's
Mhm.
probably because Tommy Gunn the
Oh,
band's
wow.
and then you're
a
like,
lot of lawn chairs.
Yeah.
and
I
things
hate
like that.
country.
yeah, I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of it either, but they do a great job.
There's a lot of soccer moms out there that just love country music.
Yeah.
oh
So,
yeah, right.
Mhm.
But thank you, I appreciate that
Not
as
a
far
problem,
as
but-
as far as our band.
100%. Thank you for
Thank you.
thank you for coming in and
Oh
hanging out.
yeah, this was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
I'm glad I passed the audition.
We're always here Wednesday nights.
I can't believe that you know Jonathan Padilla,
Yeah. How about that?
John Valby. Oh my goodness, then you knocked my socks off with that one. Anthony, I like if you will have me back, just give me the topic. I could be here.
Yeah, we'll come up with some topics. We'll try to get through the video game stuff faster for you.
My kid just plays Fortnite. That's all he does.
Yeah.
I know.
So we'll start with Ben. What do you got to plug?
Well, I'm going to be at Too Many Games next Saturday, which is going to be a pretty fun excursion
In Oaks, PA.
in Oaks, PA. It's a nice little.
You're going
Saturday.
Saturday.
I'm going next Saturday.
Right outside.
Next
Philly.
Saturday, yeah.
I think you
But
mentioned
I'm going to
Saturday.
be with my one buddy. I usually go to
Can I
with
get
every
my Shining
year.
Force 2 on the cheap?
I'll try.
All right.
I know a guy.
I'll be
I know a
ashamed,
guy.
so.
Hey, don't worry. Just because I know guys that know beer and I do my
Oh, you're gonna trade
my
some beer for some
transactions
games?
of sorts, I know guys.
Beers for
I know.
Beers for comics. There you go. Buddy.
So-
But anything else you want to plug?
We might be doing a banging beers with all dessert beers that may be in
Like
the
Banana
fridge.
Split?
Oh my god, you gotta bring
Yeah.
me in.
I'll
that
be there for
are
that
from
one.
the same brewery.
We actually have an episode this week where Matt and his dad were supposed to come in, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah. So
But
this Saturday,
maybe-
we are doing a show this Sunday. I don't know what we're going to do guest wise, but if you want to come and hang out and drink some beers, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I can
We
feel it.
should, we
We're
should
gonna
do
be
the South-
drinking
we should do the
Natty
South Coun-
Ice.
we should
Yeah.
do the South County stuff for
Maybe. Well, yeah,
all the South County
Schlitz?
stuff.
we got a lot of stuff we got to clear out. So maybe we'll get like
Oh, I
if
know.
they don't come, maybe we'll get like a big guest list and we'll go big table and clear out a lot of stuff.
Okay.
All right, Andy, what do you got?
Outbreak Wrestling, Temple Fire Company in Temple, PA.
We will
Me
talk
versus
a-
Cortez Castro versus, oh my God, Mac Mayhem.
Yes.
I almost forgot, three-way match.
We will talk a lot of that tomorrow. Yeah.
That's
And
this
don't-
Saturday.
And don't smash any windows from
No,
to the
I
kitchen
wouldn't.
either.
Yeah.
Well, I know when you do Falls Count Anywhere match, you
There's
don't,
an inside
you
joke
don't go
there.
near anything that looks like it's gonna break.
Anything else you want to plug right here? The shows? You got your shows? Or
Just follow
Just
the
the shows you
calendar.
gotta come out, right?
Toolshedjack.com for all the scheduled events. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on the Twitter and Instagram. The Twitter and as the old guys and Snappy Chat and all that other stuff. Yeah, so I'll actually post some pictures and tag you guys in it and stuff like that. Hashtag Centrals and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
What do you got?
All right, Friday, I'm hosting the Peps Pub Comedy Open Mic. Signups are at 8 and mic starts at 9. It's one of our regular comics' birthday.
Ooh.
Talia. That's how you say her
Ra's al
name.
Ghul's daughter.
Very, she's like it's
Oh,
very
actually,
Jewish last name.
Talia
What's
was
not the
she
like?
was watching one of our other episodes and I complimented her name because it was a Batman comic. Talia, like Talia Ghul.
Okay.
Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Oh, and the
I just never actually met her. We just talked about her.
I wonder if that's what
she's
they
pretty
named her after.
awesome. She's probably like she's the only other like female comic in my in our group of comic
Yeah.
friends. So I'm like oh girl power and everything. So that's gonna be fun. There's gonna be like free food, like
Ooh.
cake. I mean, like if there was a time to come, this is definitely the one to come to. July 11th, I will. Is it July 11th? Show in Scranton, last call comedy showcase. That's in Scranton. I have to get the details. I'll post the link again, but there's tickets and it's at a speakeasy and it's
Ooh.
like really fancy. Like
Nice.
you can get like regular chairs or you can get like a booth. And like I don't know, I'm like really excited. They're gonna be doing more shows up there, and I think I have more shows coming up, but there's dates still being figured out. So
Yeah.
you
To
know
be
how it
announced.
goes, so.
And you can
And also, if I just started putting some of my stand up on YouTube, so if you
Oh, there you
have,
go.
if you want to get, you're in that comedy fix and of listening to this, you just switch right over, type in Sarah Cartwright. I have a few of them. If you're into Game of Thrones, I just finished putting my Game of Thrones jokes on,
nice.
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, so
And you will see Sarah along with a few of her other friends at this year's Skook Fest. So
Oh, awesome.
when the bands are breaking down and the
Nice.
next band's setting
Yeah.
up, we're gonna have some live comedy
That's
in
cool.
between. And I'm telling you, if you are a supporter of local bands and local music, definitely get behind our local comedy scene because
it's blowing up. It's starting to blow
they're
up.
super talented and they go out and they try to do shows, but our area is a tough sell for people. So definitely go and check them
for
out.
sure.
So that's all I got. We got Tornado Tag Podcast tomorrow at 8:00. Interview with Roger Webby, I believe how he said it. He owns the Martian Material store right across from the
meteorite
the
store.
media Martian Materials it's
Yeah.
called, but the Meteorite store
It
right
used to be a
across.
comic book store years and years ago.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Very, very interesting interview. We talk about a lot of really cool stuff.
Mm.
But that was really fun. That's going to air Friday, so check that interview out. And if you're here, hit that like and subscribe button, help us out. And thank you guys so much. And I'm glad everyone had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll wrap it up.
Take the headphones off.
Things that
My
weren't cool in
ears
high
hurt.
school.